Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello, welcome to a thrilling, throbbing, amazing spectacle. A mega walk, if you will, if Jack wasn't already doing one of those. That is the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to Mr. Ross.
I want to pause and acknowledge Frasers Neck. Because I was just watching Fraser's neck in the screen over here when you were doing the little ditty at the start. He's like an owl. Look at him.
Oh, he's good at that.
Whoa.
It's good for audio listeners.
You turn it all the way around like an owl.
No, it'll click. It'll click.
Try later on. You can,
yeah.
And Mr. Fraser joining us.
Hey, what's up? How are we?
I don't know what we've done to
What's up?
I don't know what we've done to deserve this, but I'm glad we've done it, Ross. It's Mr. Fraser.
I watched Scream recently, which made me think of the WhatsApp, from Scary Movie. So I was trying that. It didn't land. But
No, it didn't, no.
No, can we try it
Something's
again?
still in the air.
WhatsApp.
That's it. We have to explain this reference. Not just people listening to it, but the people listening to it, it's kids.
Well,
how old that
Scream's
is.
back, though, so people might get the reference to Scary Movie.
Right.
Maybe. Scream 6 is out. It's good.
Yeah, but it's a Scary Movie reference. You're saying Scream, but it is Scary Movie. It is also Budweiser.
Yeah.
Tastes like soap.
It's crap, isn't it?
Yeah.
All beer's rubbish. How are you doing, Ross?
I'm doing tickety-boo, Maffew. How the bloody hell are you doing?
I'm doing bloody lovely because not only am I completely free of the vid, yay, but I've also come to the office to see my guilt-free, gluten-free, wheat-free, milk-free Clucky, the white chalk chick from Sami M. Thank you very much for sending me this. I hope it's an explode when I open it up. I'll do it later on. Come from my own home. And thank you very much because it's bloody Easter.
It was, yeah.
Easter,
It's last weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah. He rose and he left again, I guess.
Didn't get any Easter eggs. Stacey M, thankfully, he sent one in, but I didn't buy any Easter eggs this year.
I hope I called you right name. Stacey M, right?
I went to a Tesco on Monday thinking I'm going to get some discount eggs.
Well, you need to lower your
Nothing.
standards with Fraser because I want a little, right? Deluxe eggs. Deluxe. Buy one, get one free. Delightful times had by all.
White chocolate, milk chocolate.
Salted caramel.
Ooh.
And it was infused it was a real deluxe in the actual chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, it was saucy. Not actual
I hope
sauce.
not.
Yeah,
No.
but it was like, it was
I won't put it past them, though.
it was sexy. It was divine. It was scrummy scrum. That's enough Easter chat.
Yeah.
That was Easter. Let's get on the wrestling chat.
This is a wrestling podcast, apparently. Aye.
Sometimes. In the news this week, Tony Khan reveals why he booked AEW All In at Wembley Stadium instead of Craven Cottage. And he said, I had two places I could go, Wembley Stadium and Craven Cottage. However, I do believe for the history of Wembley Stadium and for the capacity for the event, that Wembley is right and now the best place for the event. Craven would present too many logistical challenges for a wrestling show of this size.
Because it's a shed. A tiny little shed.
It's very
Disgusting.
flat, isn't it? Like, from photos I've seen, it's quite
very flat.
A flat stadium.
What does that mean?
Like, it sort of goes up not as high as you'd expect, so you wouldn't get a great view.
Oh, it'd be a wonderful view because
Would
you're
it?
that close to the pitch from anywhere in the ground. Because it's that
Oh,
small.
yeah.
It's a little
But
shed.
also
Yeah, it's like the Globe Theatre.
It's the UK and there's no roof. And even if it's August, it's going to be pissing
I mean,
down.
Wembley, they're going to have to put a canopy up because the Wembley roof only covers the crowd, not the actual centre of the
I thought they had a
pitch.
bit that could go over now.
No.
Oh, my
That
God.
just goes across the crowds at both ends of the pitch. It doesn't actually cover the pitch in the middle.
Because it is amazing to think that 80,000 people showed up for SummerSlam 92 and there wasn't any rain for an outdoor event. Because Brett puts in his book, which I read last week,
He shagged the rain into submission.
he said, even God must have been a fan. I'm like,
Because I shagged it.
Yeah.
No. Ross, stop.
well, time
Keep
for
it
Easter,
going.
I guess. And Tony Khan also added that he had to book Wembley Stadium because it's the only bloody way he could have gotten FDR to come back and reenact Bret Hart versus Davey Boy Smith
Yeah.
at the same time twice, I guess.
Hopefully not
Both
authentically.
No, just don't tell them. No crack will be involved in the build-up to the match.
I saw Dave Meltzer on Twitter saying they only had
I'm sorry to hear that.
I say only had to pay $400K for Wembley. So you think about the ticket prices that will be on offer. You think they're going to make that money back very sharpish.
It's like 5 rounds at the bar.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That's pretty good, all things considered. Like, where else would they have gone in the UK apart from Craven Cottage? Like, is there any
James's
other?
Park.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
The Hydra.
What's the biggest stadiums? It's that in the Millennium.
Yeah, Old Trafford.
Oh.
Spurs' new toilet seat stadium. That's host a few boxing events as well.
That's right.
But because I always thought it was going to be in the arena, and I was like, surely not. That's a bit too small.
I thought Adam Cole just said, gone off script and been like, yeah, it's the stadium.
Tony would have rolled with it, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Like, these silly Americans, not the difference. Oh, no, they booked the stadium.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And I've had lots of my mates go, they'll never do that. They're stupid. They're idiots. You're like, Do you not know how much we love wrestling over here and how much the European countries that don't want to go to America love coming over here?
It's a hop, skip, and a jump for them, isn't it?
It used to be. Now it's a hop, skip, and a jump and
another
several bits of paperwork.
But it'll be interesting to see how much the tickets this do sell, because if it's going to be like, I assume most WWE like stadium shows, they'll have a large section tapered off for the hard cam and whatnot, so people's views aren't restricted, so that'll bring the capacity down a bit. I reckon
like Rampage type.
Yeah.
What is the capacity of Wembley now? Is it like 80?
Oh,
90,000?
90,000 I've seen thrown around.
90,000 with the seats, but then you'll have the bit tapered off for the entrance way, I assume, and then you'll have a bit tapered off for the hard cam, and then you have the floor seats as well. I reckon for the show, it'll be about 80.
80,000, between 70 and 80,000 probably. Yeah.
I tried getting a bet going with me, mate, because I don't get that many goes to a bet. You don't think they're going to get lots of people for this.
Because especially with it being arena so big, surely they can charge less for more tickets, if that makes sense.
Oh, Ross.
Like right up in the nose.
How blissfully naive of you.
I know I'm being naive, but I see good in the world at all times. Surely, like, for the nosebleeds, they'll charge a tenner.
That'd be, bargain.
You're the positive force keeping Cultaholic alive, mate. Dominic Mysterio reveals the spot at WrestleMania 39 was unplanned. Dominic revealed with a bit of Alia. Wasn't pre.
Oh, it's a shoot drink throw.
A shoot drink. I didn't know I was going to throw a drink at my sister. I walked down and saw her holding a cup and thought, this dumbass is holding a cup. I grabbed it, was going to drink it, and saw there was a little bit of water and said, it's just a little bit. So I figured I would throw it at her. That was a blast. Looking back at it now, I threw it with some force. She didn't expect it at all. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully I get to do some more stuff where I get to torture them. It's a blast. I had to put up a lot of crap growing up, so it's fun to return the favour. Dog said. What a lad.
Best heel in the business.
Oh, absolutely.
He knocked out the park at WrestleMania. I wasn't expecting like something like that. I think a year ago Dominic wouldn't have the sort of knowledge to do that. But now at WrestleMania, right? Great.
Credit him for keeping the magic alive as well, because there's no way that wasn't planned. You don't go to WrestleMania in the front row and have a little bit of water. Come on now. That was straight vodka, was it not?
He's helping. Shawn Michaels says he's not interested in appearing on WWE TV.
Bull! No.
I'm not a big fan of being on TV, Michaels said. I love being behind the scenes. For Stand and Deliver, for this push, and for some of the stories, we felt like it worked. But I'd rather keep that few and far between if I can. Yay!
Mr. B. So it begs the question then, who's been pointing the gun in his back, proverbially speaking, maybe, and making him go on the show most weeks?
The guy in a three-wheel blue car, apparently.
He's there every single week, isn't he?
I hate being on TV.
Teddy. That's his nickname for Matt Bloom.
That's a character we need. We need a spin. Someone will edit that surely now. Mr. Bean. Shawn Michaels is Mr. Bean.
This next match is for Whistler's mother.
Imagine the diving board scene with Shawn Michaels instead of Mr. Bean, though. Just nailing this sick moonsault off the diving board into the pool.
Sick
Wonderful.
elbow.
Yeah. Imagine Matt Bloom having a paintbrush handle shoved up his arse.
That took a deep turn.
He's playing the role of Teddy, isn't he?
He's method actor, that one.
Well, he is a bear. Jonathan Gresham details getting his AEW release and confirms the confrontation with Tony Khan, which is rumored, which I think it's always nice when we hear some BS in wrestling, which is, every day, and it gets confirmed months later. So skipping ahead for this long bit, because I can admit, this is Gresham saying, I was acting very unprofessionally. Oh no, wait, that is me saying, while trying and failing to convey the message to my former employer. After weeks of feeling like I wasn't being heard or blown off, I was frustrated, to be honest. All I wanted was to be heard and for the communication to be had. And it goes on for a while, but he says that basically he wanted to talk to Tony. He went to shake his hand, and then he spoke to someone else, turned, and Tony was already like,
Bless you.
Down the hallway and sneezing. Sorry about that. And so, blah, 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 blah. Reports at the time stated that Gresham cussed out Khan with the meeting, said to be so heated it could be heard from adjacent rooms. Quote from Gresh, I shouldn't have yelled or cursed in a professional environment, and I deeply regret my behavior. Since then, I've gained some introspection through therapy, like I was saying before, and some self-reflection, and I just want to set the record straight. That day of the meeting, I wasn't supposed to have that meeting. Like I told you before, I'd been asking for meetings with TK, and it was finally where we were both at Ring of Honor. So he's like, oh, let me talk with Gresham. I was like, hooray. I remember getting a text from Sanjay, and I was sitting with one of my buddies in the bleachers, and at that time, I'd already checked out. I knew I was going to leave. I knew that I was going to ask for my release. The other thing that really bothered me was a lot of people were under the impression that I left because I lost the Ring of Honor title, and that's not true. I've been wrestling for a long time, and I've won championships, and I had to lose championships. That's just part of the business. I was checked out. I'd mentioned before, I'd already checked out, and I told myself I was going to ask for my release and leave. I knew that was going to happen, and I was okay with that. Like I said before, I shouldn't have yelled or cursed in a professional environment. The whole meeting was just kind of got away from me. I was really emotional.
He hasn't addressed the massive octopus in the room, though. Did he use his PWI ranking as?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
I was number 3 or whatever. You can't treat me like this. That's what we need to know. That's the big...
That's the scoop that will come out in a few
Right, it is.
Yeah. $5 on Fightful Select. You'll get that.
Oh, well worth it.
But it was a weird time, like the way that all went down. Like, he went traveling the world for yonks with a title all over the place. Then he turned heel randomly. Then he lost the title a few days later. Then he was gone.
And on the show, he came out with like, wow, remember he comes out with his mask, he's all emotive, and he's just like, hi. Oh, he's losing. He's losing. Bless him. Saraya revealed she was asked to take a shot at WWE during her first AEW promo. She'd been talked a lot and busted open. She said, the one thing I did wish I didn't say, I got asked to say a certain sentence. That sentence where I was like, finally, a boss that listens to me. And we all remember, I wish I didn't take that low-hanging fruit. I've always spoke highly of WWE because they helped me a lot. I love AEW. There is no reason to take that low-hanging fruit, and I feel that causes a lot of tribalism and negative reaction. I feel it would have gone smoother if I wouldn't have said that. I understand why people were mad, but I'm playing a character. Be quiet, she said. She also talks about how... Can we say the word that she says? I'm not sure to YouTube demonetization.
What is it right with?
What?
Yeah, we can say that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can't if you're on TV in America. She did get a fine for saying twat, which I thought was very amusing. Over in America, that might mean something way ruder, but over here, it's just like, that guy's been a twat.
Just being a twat. Yeah.
So she said, though, that where is the bit? After I cursed, I was like, I'm out. So they have to chase me down for this fine. So I'm getting texts from Tony Storm, Ruby, Pat Book. I'm getting texts from the lawyers. They were just like, we have to talk to you. You have to stop running away. I'm like, I'm already gone. Catch me if you can. They called me and they were so sweet about it. They were like, okay, there's 3 things you can do and so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. But just the idea of her going, they can't find me if they can't catch me.
But that is how things work in America, isn't it? Like when Michael Scott declares bankruptcy, bringing that up again.
Yeah.
If you just run away from your problems, don't get to you. They don't happen. That's how it works.
Yeah.
But I want to know who asked her. I mean, all arrows point in one direction, don't they? To TK himself, surely.
He was too busy with Gresham. He's in a bad mood because Gresham just insulted him. So went, you know what? Take a shot at Triple H.
I guess I did because we're seeing the shots even like on this week's AEW as well with the merger stuff with QTV. I mean, Vince would have been really irate at that one. You know, the shots taken on
everybody
QTV.
Everybody was irate watching that.
And then the I think the stuff with Swerve is sort of like a little...
And not to that, it's 51% to the embassy and the mogul
the other things, I think, but that's not that.
It's like if you know exactly the terms and stuff, you'll know that that's a little nod.
See, the 51% thing is a common thing. Why am I defending Vince McMahon? Why does this happen every week?
It's a common thing, but it took place a week after the actual merger. So, like, yeah, but I think it was Tony that probably asked for the shot to be taken, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, look how good a boss Tony is. Like, that's what she's saying. Yeah. It's got to be him.
Yeah. Brian Cage working for AEW Ring of Honor without a contract.
He signed one.
Signed, yeah.
Well, very up to date we are. And if you click refresh on the news feed, I guess you get that. And also the will he, won't he saga of bloody CM Punk, where everyone's just speculating because he is still Schrodinger's wrestler. He's both about to immediately make his comeback and also about to leave the business altogether.
Well, I reckon Tony Khan would have had some stern words for Dax Harwood. Stern words. Because Dax Harwood's put the idea into the universe. Yep. CM Punk and FTR taking on the Elite at Wembley Stadium. That'll put the butts in the 10-pound seats right at the top, Maffew. Yeah. Now, Tony Khan's under a bit of pressure. Because we know what happens when a wrestler says something like that. We think, oh, they're not said that for no reason. Surely the wheels are in motion. He's been set up now, Tony Khan. Can he deliver? Will he stand and deliver? I don't know. I hope so.
That's like that's the biggest match.
Stand and deliver. I'll go get Teddy.
It's the biggest match they can do at Wembley, right? Is have CM Punk on the card and have him versus the Elite.
Oh, God, we're back to 5-star wrestling days.
Yeah.
Maybe vaguely promising CM
Jake
Punk.
Hager in the main event. That's what we need.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, Dax Harwood, FTR Bald has ruined something there. If they want to keep it completely secret, and him going, yeah, Punk misses it. He wants to come back.
I talk to him every day.
I talk to him every single day, and Punk wants to be back in wrestling.
Tony Khan just crying. I'm gonna go talk to Phil again. No.
It's the biggest return they could do as a surprise as well.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, he's still in the headlines. Just stop talking about him.
Because it's weird. I want him back because when he's wrestling and it's just the wrestling bit and he's telling stories, as I saw when he was there, there's nothing better on the card. Up and down the card, his stuff with MJF and whatever else he did was always the best thing on the show, just about. It's the other stuff I hope he can just put to one side, that being an arsehole who just needs to fight everybody all the time, allegedly. That I hope he can just sort out.
I think we've confirmed at this point, haven't we?
I mean, it was good fun that one week where he did have a backstage fight.
I was
great.
I was like, I'm with you on but both things. Yeah, CM Punk when he's doing he's got his working boots on and he's there. He's got his big old lunch box and the big yellow hat. Make sure hard things don't land on him and hurt him.
And Bob the Builder.
He's Bob the Builder. Can he fix it? No, I can't. I'll bite your dog. That version of CM Punk is also well worth watching and read about because it's so insanely interesting, entertaining.
Yeah.
Backstage drama. We're here for it. Wrestling without that is like football without the dives. Let's face it. Oh yeah, right. But yeah. That's all the wrestling news we have for the wrestling news section. So now let's move on to the other bollocks that fill this lovely podcast. Terminator Japan. The obvious highlight of an otherwise disappointing podcast. Today, as we're sat here, Richard will be on day 8 of his cycle. No, not like that. From the bottom to the top of Japan. Not in an American dream kind of way. He's literally cycling the length of the thing. Today, as the podcast goes live, Richard will be on day 9 of his cycle. We're all hoping that there might be something posted to his Instagram page that's a bit more recent than what is there currently. Bugger knows where he is. The city might have claimed him now.
Well, we do know where he is because we've got a recent update 2 hours ago.
Breaking news!
We're not going to say the name of the place because YouTube will see that as a swear word and demonetize the podcast, but he's having a rest day.
He's having a lovely time in Japan. Don't usually eat heavy noodle dishes 2 days in a row, but when you're in a place famous for ramen, it can't be helped.
LOL!
Laughing and crying emoji. Although I need to calm right down, as I'm definitely heavier right now than when I started.
I doubt he is.
Ooh,
Face.
face.
Bloody hell.
What's in these noodles? Bloody hell. My brief snapshot of Japan has been great. Last day in Japan. Tomorrow riding to another bit of Japan. Wow, I was looking at the photos.
That's a tall tower.
Wow.
Is that the view from the tall
Wow, he's
tower?
massive. Oh, to the tower, right.
That's nice.
We've seen that 50 times already. Oh.
How do? All of one of them. Right.
Well, that's nice.
Oh,
I like
that's
the-
it's
little
like
bit-
downtown Chicago, that,
It
isn't it?
does, yes.
Does that seem-
That's a massive pile of guacamole, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And not the sweet Mary Jane. Although no doubting Richard is from Heaton, so he will have had piles of that in front of his face before. Pan au chocolat?
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently standing in a river.
More river. There's a lot of rivers. Yeah. That is just
You can't eat noodles with a
plain
spoon.
noodles.
Plain noodles with the whatever on the side there.
A lot of powder.
Black pudding.
I can see some spring onion.
Nice beer. Is that a beer? Yeah.
Sapporo beer. Which you'd need to be drinking to make these segments less interesting than they already are. They're fit for human consumption.
I bet the
Wow.
audio listeners love this segment.
Yeah, we really do paint a vivid picture, don't we?
Yeah,
What we're
wow.
saying?
I think people who like the podcast are like, look, keep these bits brief and you're all right, mate.
Yeah.
But you're walking a tightrope as it is. It's worth mentioning that, speaking of Tub in Japan, Jack in England, obviously doing this magnificent walk on behalf of, I'll probably get the name of the charity. But he's doing a magnificent job so far. He's been updating people on his little blog that, you know what, I've loved reading.
He's got a blog.
He's using Medium to blog his walks.
Aye, if he keeps on doing it and finishes, he'll be using large. It is fundraising for the National Autistic Society, which is a bloody lovely thing for Jack to be doing. I would say a cause close to his heart. So I'm not going to make fun or do anything with Jack. Sincerely, Jack, we all love you here. The Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're doing a magnificent thing. You've already hit your target well above it.
I smashed
and
it,
you've
hasn't
still
he?
got several days left.
How much has he raised so far?
It's over $3,000.
Wow. That's quite a bit.
So you can still give money. I'll probably give a lovely little link in the description. So we'll just stop and not do anything before you go donate. You think we're kidding? We do this all day. If need be. So thank you very much, Jack from England, and also Tubman in Japan.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Now it's time for the very prestigious Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it, Andrew. In condescending order from last week, it says Duke Hudson. What? Delightful Hudson, 13%.
Not anymore.
Actually, yeah, maybe it's Dull Hudson.
Yeah.
The IC match, triple threat at WrestleMania 39. Banger. Currently I'm pretty much going to be saying it's the match of the year so far.
Oh, bit,
and obviously, I know that you liked it because you were really hyped to see the match between the Slappers.
the Slappers. Up the Slappers.
Up the Slappers.
And it got really far in it. If you want to go and check it out, myself, Jack, and Tom did like a World Cup bracket. It's more like an FA Cup bracket, really, not like a World Cup one. Right. There wasn't groups of 4 at the start. It was just straight knockout from the start. And it got really far in the tournament, and it nearly won, but it didn't win. You'll have to watch the video to see what won the best match in WrestleMania history. It's a huge shock.
Anyway, 28%. Oh, but surprisingly, considering I didn't think this was a very good pick, the rubber chicken in the ring at the end of WrestleMania 39, 59%.
This speaks volumes
Popular.
of those over at patreon.com/cultaholic.
We don't want good wrestling. We want bollocks. Which is why we're still in business, I guess.
Yeah, the rubber chicken is over massively online.
Yes.
Who won? Who was that? Your pick?
It has to be, right?
Of course it was.
Of course it
you had
was.
the artwork last week, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
I forget who it was by.
Twilight
but it was
Palms.
Wonderful. Twilight
And they were
Palms.
like, has Maffew stolen my artwork again? Well, no, they credited you. And he goes, that's all right. So thank you very much for the lovely votes there. Wow.
You're first?
Yeah.
I know. And I'm just getting that little bit of silence there to get ready for...
Hyped.
Because I'm also sorry for taking your pick, either of you. Our award-winning performance against Triple Jump. And one of the best hits, that's not what you say that, most viewed streams we've done for some time. The Cult U defeat of Triple Jump in the War Games. We beat them.
We did beat them.
It was so good.
Do you want to know the behind the scenes on that?
You, though.
We drew the war, but we won this battle.
You won that battle, yeah.
That's what I said. I'm doing the WWE thing of like, you know, when Triple H comes out now and goes, well, we broke all the records, including attendance at WrestleMania, because we're counting both nights as one. You're like, that's what we're doing now. We won the battle.
I was representing Triple Jump in that pay-per-view.
We forgive you.
Such a slut, aren't you?
I know. I'm just going. Anyone can take
anyone
me.
will have you.
Anyone.
You're in there, aren't you,
I'll do
Fraser?
anything.
But we drew. I think the card as a whole was 3-3 in the end because of that win inside War Games. Sorry, War Games.
Well done.
But behind the scenes on that, it was myself and Ben playing. I was chasing.
Oh, I thought it was the CPU doing it.
No, but
you were playing.
You would have thought it was. The start of the match was. That's the first time I played 2K23, but by the end I was wreaking havoc. But the start of the match was ugly.
In fact, you got the winning pinfall.
That's right. It's almost as if there's a reason for me bringing this up.
Right?
Me and Ben were controlling other people in the other ring, and you pinned somebody. And it just happened, and we didn't realize until it happened.
Oh, the
Until it flashed up on the screen. Winner! I'm like, oh well, that's over. See you later.
You had better call and spot. Sorry, I'll do this. Wait, Maffew came along and ruined it. You know what? That sounds about right. I had people saying, you know, why do you have to create Roz and Jack for that, but you've just used Andre Chase for Maffew. The actual Andre Chase, apparently. So yeah, and everyone seemed to be, I was watching the chat and seeing people's reactions. People seem to bloody love it.
It's a visceral war between us and Triple Jump. Like, we hate each other.
Absolutely. What, in the ring? No, in real life.
Yeah. Ben, what a bad man. He said boo to many geese in his time, let me tell you.
It was a good show. You can download all those characters as well for anyone that actually wants to play as them.
Oh,
you can
great.
download Cult U.
What do you search, Frasier?
Hashtag Cultaholic, hashtag Triple Jump, and the Cultaholic ones are under my name, so it's just on the hashtag Fraser Porter.
Arrogance of youth.
Yeah. And the triple jump ones are on the description of the video.
No.
So
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
boots
Andrew did quite a few of the creations as well.
Well done. Well,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
He did
dude.
the Sam to take it, didn't
He
he?
did Sam, which was, I think, the best one that
People
on the
love
whole
that.
show. Sam the Taker was spot on.
All right, even Puppet Jack pulled his weight.
That was
Horrifying,
horrifying.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was rather scary. Did he win? I couldn't bear to watch the match.
No, who won that one?
Oh,
I think it was Billy Ray Walrus.
well, you know, if you're
Last
gonna
of
lose to the best.
I think last eliminating Owen Mawson. He was
Hang on,
last
what's
out.
Owen doing in the mascot match?
He's
Is
by
Owen
the
a
EWO. It was him and at Kinsuke Nakamura representing Cultaholic.
That's a very good pun. Whoever came up with that.
So that was Cult U's defeat. A
Victory.
How that's
You
that's
won.
that's not how people speak, is it, Matthew?
You won work.
Cult
Cult
U's
U's
victory.
victory over Triple Jump in the War Games.
Congratulations.
That's how we're wording it.
You.
Oh, so it was Cult U.
I was watching all the promos in between the matches, and the energy of ours was very different to literally everybody else's. Literally everybody else's. We were cocaine-fueled 1980s.
We got told, all right, do one of those video bits. And all the ones I've watched for like 88 to 91, it's like, Tom Campbell, was doing that joke until it's dead. We're going to get you and then we're going to burn your house down. Rah, demolition. That type of stuff. So that's what I was going for. And it's even, I was watching it back though, I'm so like yelling and screaming, you can't really tell what I'm saying. There's 3 Game Boys here, all advanced. Comes like,
It was really good though. It was really well done. I think it fit perfectly for what
especially
you guys
with that. And Ross, you were about to say something. Yes, that's right, Matthew.
It's very natural. That's how
People loved
conversation
it. People were like, oh wow.
Yeah.
So
And then you had Triple Jump's Jumperium sort of having a very proper promo.
yeah, they all had those faces on like, yeah, we're losing. They know the business. So yeah, thank you very much. And
that's still available to watch on the YouTube channel. Just type it in. Type words in and it'll appear. Yeah.
until it gets DMCA'd by the owner of Fun.
No, that was a 2K thing.
2K
No,
spots, yeah.
thanks.
They were promoting it, weren't they, on the Twitter? Did you see
I know.
it?
I don't think it's
They
going to
said
get
it was
taken
better.
down because of Fun.
That's what happens.
You're like, no, Matthew, it's not going to happen. I know. Sorry.
That's happened to me so many times over the past 5 years. Just fun, just taking things down.
Oh.
It's done my head in, Matthew.
Oh, I'm sorry to
Stuff
hear
getting
that,
taken down. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
This podcast included, by the way. A few episodes have gone.
Whoa.
I know some being demonetized.
Well,
Remind me,
that-
when has someone been actually been taken down?
Potato. That's what I'm
Oh, the podcast was taken down. Like, what the hell?
No podcasts have been taken down. They're all still there.
Taking down horrible opinions. It's like, everyone's a critic. All right, so you were were you second place? You sound like
What
you
was
did,
your
guy.
pick?
The IC triple threat.
Well
yeah.
done, it is yourself then.
Now, I want to make clear this is not a malicious pick on my part.
Uh-oh.
I know Sean Ross Sapp loosely. I've had him appear on Cultaholic on my Straight to Hell thing I used to do back in the day. Whenever I spoke to Sean, he's a lovely fella. Obviously, he's accredited with the business, with the scoops he gets. He's a fantastic guy with a fantastic output of content.
There's a
and
big
news.
but coming.
But last week, Sean Ross Sapp, and he's laughed at this on Twitter himself, therefore I think it's fine for us to go, ha, isn't this quite funny? Because it's clear, if Dan wouldn't mind pulling up the footage, that when Sean Ross Sapp made his appearance for Black Label Pro in his match or attack on Shazza McKenzie, he was expecting a certain noise to happen when he took his mask off. And it's hilarious. And Sean's laughed at this himself, which I think it's fair game now because I think it's fantastic that he's taken on the chin. It is a funny moment, and we like wrestling when it's crap. And this is up there with the best. The noise that does happen when he takes the mask off is pretty different.
So where's this, the Boston Gardens or the Meadowlands?
This is Madison Square Garden.
He's dressed like Rick Rude in ECW 97.
Here we go. We
I
don't know.
appreciate that, Rick.
We don't know this is Sean yet. Impaler DDT. Is it Gangrel?
Is it
it
Gangrel?
Gangrel?
Oh
Is
my
it
God,
Edge?
Gangrel.
Is it Edge? Could it be Christian, maybe? You can hear him laughing. I thought that was someone from the crowd, but it's not Sean himself.
He gets a pop for saying going to send her back to Australia. They cheered the racism.
But there it goes. That was something that was going to play it out in when Shawn went to bed the night before. He was expecting a brother love pop.
Yeah, this is what wrestlers fear, isn't it? We could do this, and the crowd's just going to go nuts, and there's like absolutely no reaction. Like, oh no.
Props to him. He is working the hard cam there. Takes the mask off to the camera at the back. Oh no! Oh, there is maybe one.
That's a doorway, isn't it?
That's a doorway.
I'm sure there's a camera
He's
there.
working the door.
It's the nod.
But it is fantastic. He couldn't have booked this better if he tried.
I love the dude wearing a cowboy
Yeah,
hat.
it's Jeff Jarrett there.
Of course, it's a wrestling show happening in America. He's got to be there. Yeah, he had a good old day, didn't he? Replying and insulting everybody.
No, when I saw it, he was laughing at himself for something, and I was like, "Oh, what's this about?" So I had a little search, and that came up. I was like, "Oh, he must be laughing at himself because of that."
There's
it was
a
fantastic.
lot of comparisons to the Bobby Fish pop, where he's like,
Where's the
"Folks,
lie?
Where's the lie?
Where's the crowd?"
Nothing.
But we don't see moments like this all too often in this day and age, where most wrestling's perfect, isn't it, Maffew? Most of it.
That's right. Nothing bad ever happens in wrestling, Ross.
But this happening to Shawn, it didn't make me dig, because that sounds malicious, but it made me smile. So it's going to go as my nomination for the Hall of Fame this week.
We're not getting any news ever again.
No, well, he's got himself a name now. He's going to be part of our podcast like lore now, because it's the Sean Ross Sap Pop.
Oh, he's on the Cultaholic Wiki. Sean Ross Sap Pop. Oh, no.
You start off with a Brother Love, you work your way down to a Bobby Lashley, then there's Linda McMahon's at the very top. And then the Sean Ross Saps at the bottom. There you go.
And he could be in the Hall of Fame.
He could be.
He could.
It's what everybody wants. It's the best of a bad situation.
Yeah. What a dream. I don't know how to follow that one up, because that's a tough pick to follow.
2 Hall of Famers, but Sean Ross Sapp along with his distant relative Bob. Anyway, Fraser, good luck.
So I'm going to nominate my dad getting excited to drive past Andrew the other day.
Wow, you really have filled in Jack's shoes really well.
My dad came and visited this weekend, and he stayed at mine, and he left on Tuesday morning. He drove me to work because he was on his way up to back home. And as he left the office, I think it was quite early. It was like 8:30. He's driving around, and he must have come to the junction. And he saw Andrew, and he got so excited. He texted me that he was so close to honking at him in the car and starting waving.
That would have been the end of Andrew, I think.
Yeah, he thought. He did reserve himself a little bit, because he thought it'd be quite strange for a 55-year-old man in a car that Andrew doesn't know would have some random bald guy going like that to him. But my dad marked out at recognizing Andrew on the street, but just was too shy to say hello. But he did text me like half an hour later being like, "You'll never believe who I just saw." And I'm like, I feel I could have believed that one.
Near the office where he works, never.
Literally, just but he was very excited to see Andrew. He was also asking because he watches the news on a Saturday when I'm on it. So he's like, is Sam about? He was quite excited to meet Sam, but he never got to meet Sam. So he had a good weekend down in Newcastle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he didn't want to come to the wrestling though. Didn't want to. He was like, don't fancy being around all those people.
Well, you've just turned him heel all of a sudden.
A big heel turn from my dad there, but he was just like, it's just a bit noisy for me. I mean,
I thought you meant I thought you hated wrestlers.
I think that could probably
those people. I mean, like
the wrestling fans.
Right.
What job does your dad do or did, Fraser?
He was in the police.
So
say nothing.
Yeah. He was in the police for like 30 years back home. Not anymore. He's retired. What does he do now? Can't remember. I think he maybe no. He's still something law. Still something law.
Lollipop Man.
That's it. Yeah.
In Peebles.
It was just the idea of your dad woken up and all the wrestlers spotting him and just running.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble has been won by no one. Everyone's eliminated themselves at the exact same time.
Yeah. So I'm nominating my dad's excitement at seeing Andrew in the street.
Oh, that is sweet though.
Yeah.
Because my mum asked me about like, how's Tom doing and stuff like that. Like I see him every day. It's like, no, it's just what. Yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, he's very happy. Yeah.
My dad watches my Twitch streams, but he won't tell me what username he's got.
Oh, that's sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be something awful, isn't it?
I think so. My mum made the
not your dad.
My mum made the mistake of coming in with an account saying Fraser's mum. And then my brother did the same with Fraser's brother, and then he made one Fraser's dog. So they're all in the chat sometimes. Just great fun. Don't know what my dad's is. keeping it very closely guarded secret. So
Andrew's daddy.
Not to be confused with. Anyway, that's a really nice pick.
So go with that. My dad.
Aw.
You've pulled the segment round there.
Thank you. Well
Sorry. Terrified for this to go live now. You know it's going to get clipped out of context, don't you?
It's like 16 different bits there eventually. So who are we beefing with for the Hall of Fame? Is it Colt Hughes' magnificent victory, not defeat, over Triple Jump? Is it
The Shaw Ross Sab Pop.
or is it the heartwarming
John Porter.
John Porter.
John Porter.
John Porter, a.k.a. Fraser's dad, marking out over Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, these two picks can be voted at Fightful Select. Or if that's not available because the region blocked out because of this, patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
Whoa. This week in wrestling, which I don't have ready. Here it is. SmackDown. Jack really should take his laptop to an Italian restaurant.
Witty title there.
It's funny because
Clever.
it's true. So Jack tied this up before he left. Isn't that nice of
He
him?
did, yeah. Nice one, Jack.
What if he's taking his laptop on his big walk and he's going to do it? I don't think he will.
He might have. Wait, he's typed up all that stuff on his
Yeah, phone maybe.
many Italian restaurants
it's
on
an
the coast.
iPad, I do believe, that he uses to watch the films in the hotel rooms late at night. Not those kind of films.
Oh.
Your Shawshank Redemptions and your Godfellas. All that
Yeah.
sort of...
Sheamus avenges his, all those other films he could pretend he's watched. Sheamus avenges his loss on the grandest stage of the mall at WWE WrestleMania 39 Night 2 in a match sponsored by some hard lemonade with a win in a meaningless 6-man tag involving the Brawling Brutes and Imperium. Wow, he's really cynical this week, isn't he, Jack? The Celtic Warrior, big pun, had the last laugh on this occasion. Stop it. On this occasion, but the ring general keeps the gold. Didn't get that right. So really, he's the real winner. Come on, Sheamus. Try harder if you get another shot. We believe in you. XO face.
Yeah, we do really believe in him. The early parts of the match, I thought, were all about making Pete Dunne more back to Pete Dunne, more than Booch, if that makes any sense. Because this was around the time where there was chitter-chatter, wasn't it, before WrestleMania, that he's going to be Pete Dunne again by the end of the year and not have his Boochness about him. Booch. France, up the France. But then Giovanni Vinci caught him in the suplex in the corner when he just stands there and it's like, that's analysis. Fraser?
I mean, you've hit the nail on the head. I thought this was a really, really good spot to see Gunther versus Butch again and have them actually reference their sort of past matches with a couple of similar spots they've done, obviously. But I really liked the showcase of Ludwig Kaiser as well in this. I thought he came across really, really well. And I think when they need to push them as a tag team with the titles, I think, as the guys to beat Sami and
Who?
Kevin, Imperium. Yeah, and I think it would add to their presentation a lot.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
I like that. Because right now Imperium have been bloody lovely, just filling in the gaps there on SmackDown and having great matches, but they've just been the backing tracks for their in general.
They're just there to take the loss for Gunther to allow them to progress, and I think they having them with the belts would make
They've got a case of the American Alpha, some might say.
Yeah, completely agree.
Done some more analysis. I've said
I'd
in
love
this,
some.
Ridge Holland looked like prime Hercules Hernandez in there, throwing people around in a very powerful fashion.
The border toss.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Kaiser, speaking of Kaiser, his gut wrench thing on Butch when they were on the run.
Yeah.
Oh, seamless. Like, Mr. Tuesday off a gold tooth.
Very good. Very good.
Good opening match, though.
Absolutely. I'm always happy to see the Brutes versus Imperium. And they won not needing Drew.
Yeah.
Who's going away.
Possibly.
Definitely 100.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right. to SummerSlam 2023 in Wembley Stadium, drinking some Mike's Hard Lemonade, pretending it's strong.
I'm hating all these product placements. It just takes.
But the world needs more makes.
You do need more lemonade.
It's great because they do this and go, yeah, and then they brag about how much money they're making.
Yeah.
You're like, isn't this great, guys?
Yeah.
It's like, we don't care. Like, whatever.
Charge us less than if you're making more.
Yeah. Paul Heyman is at his poo-stirring best. As he says, Roman Reigns wants Jey Uso to face Sami Zayn alone. Jey thought his biological twin, Jimmy Uso, was at the arena and would be accompanying him tonight. It's weird to see twins who shared a womb not on the same page here. Heyman then takes his poo stirring stick, which is covered in fecal matter, and shoves it in the mouth of Solo Sikoa, when he tells the enforcer to solve the Sami Zayn problem, or the Bloodlines problems, tonight. What the F does this mean, Paul? And Jack, who wrote this, obviously passing a little stream on his way in his travels, and thought, I know what I could do with a stick right now.
I thought it was great, Paul Heyman stopping after the boo and be like, you don't boo Paul Heyman's name, and then it was an even bigger boo from the crowd. But why was Jimmy not there? Do we know? I can't remember if it was...
Well, because there was a little bit, wasn't there, where Paul there was a week before on SmackDown where Paul was on about, it was on the phone, wasn't he? He's like, yeah, I've got rid of them, Tribal Chief, got rid of them.
Oh, yeah.
So at this point in time, it's weird looking back on this little bit now after what happened on Raw, because everything seems fine again.
Yeah.
But at this point on SmackDown, you're like, Jay thought Jimmy was there, but Jimmy's been told to stay at home. Paul's saying to Solo, either solve Sami Zayn or you solve the Bloodlines problem, which is hinting at Solo maybe attacking Jay. So you don't know what's going on, but it seems to have been forgotten about.
Yeah.
I think it's just, we have to wait and see.
Let it play out.
Finish the story,
Yeah.
etc.
Trust the process, guys.
Yeah.
It always works out.
WWE knows best, as Atkins put on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Ricochet takes on Ivar in a match that took place because these two men are part of tag teams who have been feuding over the last little while. Neither of these tag team partners are present because, according to Sean Ross Sapp, they are lazy or so. Wait, did you really say
Where is
that?
the lie?
That's just
Jack shouldn't be typing
Jack's
stuff
just
like
having
that.
fun there, I think.
Hello, Valerie Haller is there to pass on the messages of the Viking gods to her big, smelly, hairy Viking friend. Trevor wins with an impressive shooting star press. While Billy Kidman would have bragged about the Tory Wilson back in the day. No cap. But yeah, I think Jack is thinking with those big thigh muscles of his after all this walking because he's on fire this week.
Oh, Ross had too much spare time this week. Anyway, Ivar flattened Ricochet against the ring screen thing. That was gnarly. Ricochet sold his back and was picking up Ivar and then sold his back some more. Then immediately did a handspring flippy bollocks across the ring.
Yeah.
That lost me a bit in the moment, so did Trevor. I thought it was a bit of a shame to see Ivar getting beat so easily here because he's after WrestleMania, he's one of the standouts in that showcase match, I thought. Could have been getting something going there for the Vikings, but nope.
True, but it's a singles match. Ricochet is a singles guy who does tag team wrestling. Viking 1 is just a tag team of Viking 2.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
I thought the Viking Raiders were going to come out at WrestleMania. When in that match, honestly, I had predicted them to win the showcase match thinking, great, they can be tag team challengers and be credible, and it feels like they're just not quite.
You know what the issue is? It's the Viking stuff.
It is.
If they went back to more War Machine, but obviously you can't call them War Machine for obvious
too
reasons.
Fluffy. That's what it is. Too much fluff on them.
Because you can just hear when that music starts and then Valerie Haller's like, Valhalla is here, to give her a full name, Valerie Haller. The crowd's a bit like, oh, it's a bit...
Yeah.
But if they were just massive men just smashing folk,
Yeah.
be a lot more effective, I think.
I liked them when they had their feud with New Day because it culminated in that, I forget the nice, crazy name they had for it. The big old gangbang, whatever they called it.
That's the one, yeah.
We had the little ship and everything like that. It was nuts. And they were just, destroying them. But now they're just like, hi, we're the tag team. We're Vikings. Then we do flips and stuff. You're like, okay. I'm going to applaud politely, but I'm not really invested in it. So they need to, I think, sacrifice or take over a land or something like that. Like Vikings do.
Yeah. Get Alan Robson on the scene as well.
Have them come in a longboat.
Yeah. Every week.
Yeah.
Flood the ringside of
Yeah.
They're doing this thing.
Yeah.
You just clearly see it's being pushed.
Yeah. Just
their feet out the
on a
bottom.
platform with wheels in the bottom.
Kevin Owens is looking at his newly acquired tag team titles. Sami Zayn asked Kevin Owens if he was indeed looking at them. Kevin says, no, I wasn't. I wasn't looking at them. I was leering at them.
They use a different word for
Use
the
a
same
different
thing.
word.
It's comedy.
Yeah. That's comedy. Yeah. The lads speak about Sami getting a win over Jay tonight, which means they could finally put the bloodline in rearview mirrors of their respective motor vehicles. Sami then says something feels off about Jay. He wants to talk about things with him, like he's some kind of special counsel to the right-hand man.
Did I see what I did?
Get it?
Oh, yeah.
Owens talks him out of it. Sami's having none of it. I hope he knows what he's doing, guys. More on this later. Yeah.
why is Sami
caring?
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
He's beat him at WrestleMania and he kicked him like 3 times in the face.
Because he's watched Raw. Somebody saying that smart wrestler actually watches the TV and goes, Roman doesn't want him on the private jet.
Okay.
You have to get the Greyhound bus, the long route to the arenas now. Maybe he's going to start realizing.
So we've got to think about it. Actually,
yeah. So someone's going, look, you're literally being treated badly, and then they're like.
But then you think about just before WrestleMania, it was Jay who turned on Sami, not on a saucy way. The other way.
I was going to say, Fraser.
So like, why should he care? Because he's tried his best.
Jay shafted him once before, Maffew.
Because he saw the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 and went, ooh, if those Usos hadn't run out, then maybe Cody would have won. Yeah. The Ballsy Buddies, lose to Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, who are challenging for the tag team titles on Raw. The Ballsy Buddies, of course, being Natalya and Shotzi. The Ballsy Buddies are baby faces and also don't have balls. This is the worst lie I've come across since Jack promised to take his laptop on a date to an Italian restaurant if something happened in the wrestling. I can't remember what happened at this point. It's been 84 years. Yeah, what was the thing?
I can't remember. He said like, it was a Sam and a hat situation. It was like, if this happens, I'll take my laptop to a restaurant on a date.
Wait, is it always been on a date? I thought he was just taking you
on his own, on a solo date to an Italian restaurant with his laptop.
Because he saw
solo date.
Because he went out for a meal and saw a fella sat there at the table by himself with a laptop, and then the guy just got up and left. Like after having a drink.
Yeah. He had a drink and left.
And I think that is like, wow, guys, I can't brought a laptop to a restaurant. I'm like, yeah.
But it was, I think, was it not that if he didn't win the Hall of Fame that week, so obviously no one's going to vote for him.
I can't remember what the stipulation was. It's been that long.
He should
just do it at this point.
He should just do it.
He needs to get out of the way, doesn't he? Anyway,
The rising time we've done this, Vince left WWE and came back.
Yeah.
And his laptop is still alone, crying every night.
Yeah. This team name is crap, isn't it?
Yeah, the Ballsy Baddies for the baby
They're
faces.
not really called that, though.
No, they are.
No.
In canon, the Ballsy Baddies.
They had a little promo thing in the corner and they were like,
and they went, we're
the Ballsy Baddies.
Yeah, balls.
Ballsy Baddies.
Lovely big balls.
I said ping pong's balls.
Are they good? Are they face? Are they heel?
In this match, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've written down they were faces, and it was weird to hear them. I guess baddies can be construed in a number of ways, can't it? But it's Natalya. I get confused with her, whether she's a good guy or a bad guy.
I thought
she's the guy that makes money via OnlyFans.
I thought they were wrestling as heels a bit more than Liv and Raquel, but
I know who they were. Useless. Because they said, well, Raquel and Liv have got a tag title shot on Raw. And they didn't say, they even teased the idea of the Ballsy Baddies. If they won this match, then they'd get the shot instead. They went, no, they're getting the title shot on Raw. The title shot is not up for grabs in this match. So smiley Raquel won the match in 3 minutes, and that was it. Oof. This is why she was worth $1 in that.
You can't say that. You get upset.
You didn't understand that.
Here's a shock for you. Raquel, the stuff she was doing with Shotzi on her back proves that she does indeed have a really strong back. What a strong base she is for other professional wrestlers to climb upon.
Yeah.
Jack's gonna go climbing. Nah, I'm bailing on that.
Jack's gonna climb up all on Raquel Rodriguez, is he?
Didn't really sound how it.
With his laptop.
Now you're being silly, Fraser.
Yes.
I really enjoyed Raquel cutting off the heart attack as well, because she was obviously more of a Shawn Michaels girl. Hey. And Shotzi and Natty failed in their only mission, and it's felt like a bit of a waste of time for me, this match on SmackDown. Because as you say, there was no ramifications, was there?
No ramifications whatsoever.
Every time I hear Natalya's music, I'm always disappointed it's not Brett. Every single time.
You think we're used to it by now?
You would
right? No, I'm with Fraser. Yeah, it's been decades.
2008 was her debut, and I'm still disappointed that it's not. I'm like, oh,
that's when she had that different music though. It had the little piano key. Dun 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 dun. Bing. You remember that one?
Like Jimmy Hart doing the Bret Hart. Wow, I lost my brain there for a second.
Do you want to find it?
It's because you started doing what's on like Austin's theme.
We obviously can't play it here on the podcast, but that's what it's just like dun 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 bing.
Yeah.
It's just farting. It's great.
That was dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Greatest gimmick of all time.
Yeah.
Bring it
Farting.
back.
She had every other gimmick. Might as well go back to that. The farting ballsies. Emma seems really impressed that Madcap Moss can play the video games. Moss has taken on the video game master. Ooh, somebody get him a plaster. Xavier Woods. When boom, yeah. LA Knight walks in to tell these virgins what for to a massive crowd pop, has to be said. Knight and Woods have a back and forth before it is settled. LA King and Woods shall duel next week on WWE SmackDown on Fox, using their fists like real men and not their video game pads.
I'm even more convinced Jack wrote that after the master rhyming with pasta.
Do you remember the game Shibuya?
No.
Shibuya, a drinking game.
No, I've not. No.
You have to, if it was like a circle of people,
Okay.
it'd come to you, you'd have to, my name is Fraser. Yeah. It's an LA Knight game, I just realised.
Oh.
And then you make a rhyme.
Oh, that's right.
Right, okay. Right, I think I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine was always like, my name is Ross.
Yeah.
And that's my name.
Yeah.
My name is Ross.
Yeah.
Because that's my name. Roll call.
Oh, there you go. Right.
Never failed.
The only thing that annoyed me with this segment, when he broke the controller, you saw in the screen in the background they were playing on an Xbox.
I messaged some people who work
Oh.
with WWE. No, Fraser.
Infuriating.
Puppet Jack has risen like Easter Man himself to say, no, stop. Oh,
Jakamura. Oh.
There we go. No, this is untruth. She was
This is
speaking. You've
untruth.
obviously got your info from somebody who isn't Sean Ross Sapp. They were using a Steam Deck.
They were, there you go, but they would have used an Xbox controller to play it if they were.
That's not true. It defaults to Xbox.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were using an Xbox controller when they were playing with the thing, but LA Knight smashed a PlayStation one.
Yeah. But that's what happens if you use a Steam Deck, according to people who work for WWE, or may or may not be wrestlers who
But
talk to me on DM.
Can you connect a DualSense to a Steam Deck?
Fraser, take the hit.
No.
Fraser, Xavier Woods has DM'd him explaining what's going on.
That's purely speculation.
Don't believe him. He's talking rubbish.
Up, down, Supremo, Xavier
No,
Woods.
you're getting your news from Ringside News or something. I never said that. I'm going for a walk.
Get him back on his spike. Go on.
I'm tired, man. All right. Okay. Hard day of not eating at Italian
You
restaurants.
can
There you go.
probably prop him up fully. Stick his
No,
legs
it's funny
out.
like that.
That's Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura. There you go. Trademark pendant.
I thought this segment was heartbreaking because Xavier Woods laid things out really well. And I was like, why hasn't LA Knight been making his own opportunities like Xavier Woods has to get on WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Why has that not been happening? No. That's what he should be saying. Not yeah. No. Is it a work? Is it a work or is it a shoot, brothers? I don't know.
A little bit both. Worship.
It's worked to his benefit because the years were louder than ever. Because you're like, I should have been at WrestleMania. And a lot of people went, yeah, you should have been.
You should have been, yeah.
So it's one of those annoying things where WWE will mess up and make the most out of it, aka the Daniel Bryan story.
It was the plan all along.
Line get. Triple H is here for another announcement and proves Twitter is the absolute pits because everything people were saying was going to happen didn't happen. It's not what you want to happen. The game announces that there is going to be, look, they did the bit with 2K23, then segued into the game. That's nice. There is going to be a redraft that will change the game. Ugh. I like Triple H as he is currently. I don't think he needs to change. He's come a long way since shagging a mannequin in a coffin wearing a cake mask. Good for him.
I thought, yeah. I was like, it's going to change the game. I was like, if that's meaning he's going to change himself, I don't think he needs to. He's come a long way. I thought it was an interesting line at the start of the segment while Triple H was milking everything from the crowd. Michael Cole says one of the all-time greats in the ring is now running this place, which is interesting because of the timing. This was on Friday, the Friday after the Monday where Vince McMahon was running the place. So
Triple H is not running the place.
he might
at
be,
all.
though.
He might
be back. You never know.
Maybe.
Right now, that's the draft. He's going to. Dana White's going to be out, and Triple H is going to be in.
It's similar how Jack wrote those notes and he's out on a walk. That's Vince. So Vince is away sitting elsewhere writing the notes for the podcast.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Oh, this was more like a board meeting or an investors call instead of a promo on SmackDown.
More like BORED meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've forgotten his name.
Triple H.
No, who said that line?
Norm McDonald.
Norm McDonald. Jesus, wept. How did I forget his name? Anyway, the pop for
That's right.
1 billion views on digital.
Oh, okay,
was-
yeah.
That was a Linda McMahon pop for him saying that. 1 billion views on digital alone for WrestleMania. Linda McMahon pop. It made me feel sick.
Should have got the Sean Rossat pop.
Yes, it should have.
Yeah.
How does it benefit us? Huh?
We don't care.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's for the demo, isn't it? Get the Twitter. They get on tweets.
Good for them.
What does that mean, though,
care.
Fraser, with your young person talk for the demo?
For the demo, for the demographic.
What do you mean?
Just all the peeps at our age.
Oh my God, this is infuriating. Talk English.
It's a big dub. It's a big dub.
Oh, no cap, yeah.
No cap, yeah.
What's the opposite of no cap?
I'm not sure.
I
actually.
forgot what it
Really
was.
infuriating.
No cap. Yes cap.
I saw a tagline, and I did it myself, posting big dub, but someone had used on an article, big dub for trips. That's horrible. Don't use that in an official article. I hate it.
Oh, it's like a headline for
As a head-
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's something you tweet.
Name and shame, Fraser. You can't cut out the work
His
and not name
name
and shame.
rhymes of Sean Ross Bapp.
Mui Langur.
Oh God, come on, Fraser. We'll never figure that out. He's all right, fine. Keep your secret.
Yeah. Big dubs for trips.
Louis rhymes with Brian. Does it rhyme with Brian Alvarez? No,
That's yes.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Ross.
Just
Giving it away now.
should have kept that to myself, really.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the draft because it will change absolutely nothing Raw and SmackDown, who have not been sticking to those. But it's good news for NXT. So I think our big question later on will be who should go where for the draft.
Oh,
Well, I know one.
we're not maybe coming our Tuesdays too early on that one. It's 2 weeks away. Isn't it?
It's not what we want. Oh, is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, May 8th. 8th.
Oh no, we don't do premature Tuesday. You're right.
Nah, I don't, yeah.
Oh, we'll think of something else then.
Yes, we will.
Tease. Finn Balor, speaking of teasing, who has a larger winky than most, takes the microphone and lambasts Edge. He's at work, but Edge isn't. I guess this feud is continuing.
It's a weird thing to start a promo with after a pretty conclusive end at WrestleMania, I thought.
Dominic then takes the mic and is booed, and then booed some more. And then just in case he's hard of hearing, the fans boo him some more. Dom said he held back at WrestleMania because he didn't want to hurt his father. Damian Priest takes the stick and says he can forgive Bunny for what he did at WrestleMania and the like, but hopes Bunny can forgive Priest for what he had to do. And then Rey Mysterio and his LWO friends, including Joaquin Wilde from the Philippines, come down to the ring with a 6-man tag. Eventually, Priest sends Santos Escobar just a bit to the south of heaven for
Just finishing name.
All right, yeah. The south of heaven for the win. Yes, he did.
I thought Dom's promo was sensational, saying that he held back because he didn't want to hurt his dad, while his dad was battering him like the arsehole that he is. Was fantastic. Play on what happened at WrestleMania. That was good words in English.
Yeah.
Big
dub for Dom.
Big dub for Dom.
Dub Mysterio, they're going to call him.
As for the match itself, I'm relieved to see that the LWO is still a thing, because there was rumors, wasn't there, just after Vince took over that, they'd be gone.
Yeah, a week after they get their t-shirts.
Because it's Vince.
Vince was trying to get into the set. Come off.
Doing that JBL segment from SmackDown back in the day.
I've seen that clip shared so many times, man.
I thought the match was just chugging along, and then as Dom was continuing to hold back from his dad while his dad was going for him, hell for leather. I thought Dom was the bigger man here, and then he whapped out a shoot Michinoku driver, which was fantastic. It was really good. You learned that one in prison,
Yeah.
didn't you know? The shoot Michinoku driver. And I thought there was a moment towards the end where Vega does a shoot Hurricane Rana on Rhea Ripley in the ringside area. And after attacking her, she sees, oh my God, I've pissed off this massive mammy. I'm going to have to run away. And it's the baby face. I just thought it was really funny.
It was quite
A sneak attack, and then she runs away going, I thought it was all right for what it was, though.
They need to stop this Edge feud, though, right? Do you think this
please, God, end.
Do you think this was to segue into all of Judgment Day feuding with Rey, so like Finn as well?
Well, that's already on the go on Raw anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of Bad Bunny getting involved with Damian Priest. But it was just a weird way for Finn to go, ha-ha! I was the real winner because I came to work and you're at home resting and recuperating. Ha-ha!
And everyone went, that's not how that works. Ha-ha.
Guess if you frame it in the sense that Finn was really beat up and injured, and Edge has to take time off because he got too battered.
He's
in the
60 years old.
He is.
He's not
a bit,
60 years old.
He's close
He
to
looks near 48,
yeah,
I think, 49.
But yeah, I mean, I can't believe Finn's 41.
Yeah.
What?
We need to know what fountain of youth he's drinking from.
We learned that a king is returning next week. No, it's not Lawler. Jimmy or Ross.
Right.
No, you didn't, Jack. Shut up. It's Shinsuke Bastard Nakamura. Wow. We all very excited.
Yeah. Wow, we all very excited because there was reports.
What the hell is that?
Wow, Borat.
Wow.
I'm very excited.
I thought you were trying to sing the Nakamura theme. Like, that's how you... Nakamura's famous theme that goes, wow, we wow.
Wow, wee, wah. It does work.
He's doing the pose.
Tell him.
I thought it was interesting the way the package was making Nakamura look overly very good because there was those reports last week saying that apparently Triple H, well, when he was fully in charge before the merger happened, he was going to showcase Nakamura like he did in NXT and not like the artiste man who became a bit lost in the shuffle on the main roster.
I just like Wade Barrett's excitement at having Shin back. It was just Shin. Always Shin. It was like
Shin.
Yeah.
I used to do my tits in when Michael Cole would say it though. Before Michael was good, when he'd just go, "Hey, Shin, yeah, cool, yeah."
Barrett started it now.
Yeah, be interested to see what happens with him right now. This crazy time in wrestling history with all the changes. Jey Uso defeats Sami Zayn thanks to a Solo Sikoa interference. We would tease the possibility that Solo could do something to Jey on behalf of a pissed off Roman. Instead, Solo helps Jey, and now I feel Roman is being all kinds of a Robbie Williams sleeper hit because he's sending mixed signals.
Do you know what?
Oh.
Nah.
It's a big song, and not enough people talk about it.
What
Sing it,
album
please.
period was it?
2017, that album. Really late in the day. It's the one where he's got the partying like a Russian, but before Putin started doing things.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that album.
Can you give us a little taste of it?
You're sending me mixed signals.
Wow, it's like Robbie's right here with us.
It's a big song. Search it on Spotify.
Yeah. In the post-match beatdown, Jey stopped Solo doing the Simone Spike to Sami so he could do stuff to him instead. Then all of a sudden, Matt Riddle, what are you doing here? Or is it typed here, what are you? Just words. Just type. Yeah. Solo Sikoa put him on the shelf in December, so it's not completely random. Don't worry. Just a bit random.
Because I thought it was a bit random, but then, I saw on Twitter that Solo was the guy who wrote Riddle off TV. So
that's right.
Makes more sense than stuff that he did with The Miz on the Raw after Mania. So they should have saved that return for this, though.
That would have made more sense.
Yeah.
I put the crowd goes mild. They didn't seem that overly invested, probably because they'd already seen him on Raw, and it has been a while.
What's the mixed signals, Maffew?
In the
words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, we don't know whether to crap or wind our watches. I never know what he means by that, but it always sounds good.
We're probably also hoping Kevin Owens would make a recovery from the leg injury and run out.
Yeah.
We don't get to see Owens in person.
Don't worry, here's Matt Riddle. You're like,
yeah.
Not quite the same, are they?
I was confused. Well, initially confused by Jay's role in it because he stopped Solo from beating up Sami, but then he had to beat up Sami himself. And Sami thinks he can help Jey. I think it's a lost cause, Sami.
Absolutely.
But Sami knows it's not going to be a sprint. It's going to be a marathon.
See,
rather like this podcast so far.
WrestleMania next year, this story will all make sense. Just trust that.
Oh, shut up. AEW Rampage, subtitled, "Just do it, Jack. Get it over with and move on with your life." Jack talking to himself there. Anything goes as it's FTW rules when Hook takes on Ethan Page. FTW doesn't mean what you think it means, kids. Go ask your parents. They all loved DCW back in the 90s and their acid wash jeans and bongs filled with the sweetest of Mary Jane. After winning, Hook puts Page through a table.
What's wrong with you?
This is the best notes he's ever written. Yeah, a lot of analysis there.
We were asking the question, weren't we? What did Hardy put in the contract for this match? Because he made the contract for Page. Page didn't read it over. Page signed it anyway, but we didn't learn what was in it until Dynamite, so we'll talk about that later. We learned that the last FTW rules match was Taz versus Sabu in 1999.
Yep.
Wah, wah, wee, wah. I thought at the start they were trying to recreate that old that told pay-per-view back in the day where they played New Jack. Whose music was it?
It was New Jack's, yeah.
Was it New Jack's
I think so. Yeah, they constantly play it on loop. They did it.
Not actual New Jack's theme. The Anarchy at the.
Yeah, Anarchy.
Yeah.
They did it.
That was Moxie's theme, right?
Moxie's
but the original, whatever they were doing a bit on, I thought they were going to do that because it went on for so long.
Yeah.
It's key for it, though.
Oh, it added to the piece, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Pretty quick rematch considering this match just happened this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh well.
A lovely pull-up power slam through the table by Paige at ringside after a big daft brawl through the crowd. I thought it was very serviceable for what it did.
Yeah, crowd loved it, but there wasn't much to it. It's got to be said. It's crazy that I haven't Hook do with these long matches, but Ethan Page is the ring general, I guess.
Hook's sort of most out there match so far? Like
the thing where he's done the most bell to bell. Yeah,
and I thought I think he did quite well, especially the table spot after the match.
Yeah,
got a big pop and continuing winning with the Red Rum.
Yeah, that was a creative way they got into the Red Rum as well. Out of I don't know what move Page was doing.
Edge.
Yeah. He went, wow, like a spider monkey.
He yelled, that's analysis.
I liked Page doing the old Kurt Angle off the head as well. Bounce, boing. Yeah. That was a good match.
Yeah.
I've written down he did a big boot just like Test as well. So Page had a really good outing as well.
Steal from the best.
Needs to win more. I like Ethan Page.
Yeah.
QTV happened again, and it's awful. Powerhouse Hobbs is the TNT champion at the moment, and has the world at his feet, yet he's playing second fiddle to this bollocks. This wanky bollocks. That's only purpose is to soothe the bald spot on the top of QT's head. Pooh, it says here.
This was painful at the start, Maffew.
and the middle, because the end. Go on, what's
happened? It kicked off with like, oh, there's been a huge sale this week. Let's talk about it. I bought Hobbs a car. Hobbs is the TNT champion, right? And the only part of this segment he had was walking towards the car as B-roll.
To drive off the set, yeah.
And off a cliff as well. And it was just, it was all about, I know we're not meant to like it, but it's the wrong kind of not liking it, if that makes any sense.
Tony Schiavone thinks that a star will be born from this QTV thing. He's like, oh yeah, it's going to make a big star.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah, which one?
I feel like he's brought Hobbs down in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating about it. If they're going to do these QT, like, haha, I'm on Twitter 24/7, getting gotten to all the time. Okay, do that. But have Hobbs, who's getting really loud reactions after winning the big ring and then beating
Wardlow.
Wardlow beat Mojo and then he cashed it in or whatever. I title shot the thing after Giant Pop. It's like, well, you're not listening to that. No. You tell me you can't change any of your plans. You go, actually, we shouldn't do this. But yeah, that's why it's weird. If they're just doing their own thing, it's like, well, they're not doing anything else otherwise. Let them do the little wanky things where it goes, Dave Meltzer said the thing.
Put it in Dark Elevation.
Yeah. And leave them there.
Put it on there.
Lock them in.
I enjoyed one bit where they said, I think it was Aaron Solo was like, they were talking about Lucha Bros and like, oh yeah, their style is Lucha Library. I thought that was nice. Nice little bit of wordplay there.
That was the highlight.
That was the highlight.
That was the best moment of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they laughed about Dante Martin breaking his leg.
Yeah. They went there.
Yeah.
Crap, innit?
Yep. That's analysis. A short 8-man tag happens as the JAS are still trying to get the Acclaim to join them. After Max Caster puts away a jobber presumably named Jack, the JAS attack the Acclaimed. I thought everyone loved them. I'm living a lie. Yes, well, the JAS still thought, well, we're going to join up with these guys.
They went for the scissor, didn't they? But the Acclaim didn't scissor them back, and I think that was the genesis of the turn that happened at the end of the match.
Yeah. Genesis of the. I felt it was telegraphed in the fact that Jake Hager hugged Billy Gunn, right? Mm. He doesn't hug people. Why would he do that? That's not Jake Hager.
He's a scissor, not a hugger.
Yeah, exactly. He's going on about that. But
weird,
oh God Almighty!
I don't think everyone got legal into the match. It was that quick.
Yeah,
it was a bit.
I'm sure it should have been.
Yeah.
Swerve says that with French and Parker down and out. I call Parker Broccoli Lesnar because he's green. He's been involved in the merger, and we'll find out who with later in the show. Funny how this merger happened the same week another merger happened. That'll show Vince, who not only should never have been in a position to sell the company, but also saw it valued at $9.3 billion anyway. But yeah, I bet he's good AEW did this. Took away all of the shine from his fantastic merger day.
I think he's watching Rampage, just sitting shaking his fist.
I think he's watching this and walking. All energy this week. A coffin drop sees Darby Allin come out on top of his match with Lee Moriarty. Big Bill is also on the scene because he's big and his name is Bill. After the match, Swerve appears at the top of the ramp and offers Dobbs a handshake. But then Brian Cage absolutely murders Darby.
Right on his face.
He's used to it. Because, shades of the late great Charlotte Flair. Because Swerve merged with the Embassy. There must have been literally nobody else available to merge with, surely.
Why is he merged with the embassy?
It makes no
Because he
sense.
just wants stuff to do with QTV.
But you'll also really have no context as to who the embassy are and what they've been doing recently unless you've watched Ring of Honor and then also want to watch Rampage, and it makes no sense if you just don't.
Well, we know who the embassy are. It's Prince Nana, it's
Yep.
Brian Cage, and it's the Gates of Agony.
Yep.
Oh, that was it. I was trying to remember. Who's that crap tag team? Yeah, there we go.
Hey!
At least they're better
Big
than
Quano.
They look great.
Yeah.
they are
That's it, though. Like, as soon as the bell rings.
better than whoever they had before with Mogul affiliates. What was it? Parker and
French.
yep, that was it. Was that what was his name?
French.
French was it?
Trench.
Actually, Trench.
Was
yeah.
it?
French.
I spent the first week thinking it was French. It wasn't. It was Trench.
Might as well call, it might as well be called that. His name is Mud right now, so that's how you know he's a trench.
It was interesting. We learned that Darby got ran over by a car yesterday while skateboarding, like the Thursday before. Well, the Tuesday
I
before.
thought I
the
missed
Wednesday.
something. It turns out, no, that actually happened.
Yeah, because
but-
did it?
they kept talking about the serious case of road rash on his back, which
I love that
apparently,
game.
yeah, I didn't know road rash was a thing. Is that just when
Yeah.
you scrape your
yeah,
skin?
That's a technical term for when you get hit by a car on the way to a wrestling show.
Yeah. I thought that the B-roll of the lads scouting Derby, because we're all built into this fatal
Yeah.
four-way at Double or Nothing, was good. And then the bump Derby took on the road rash on the top turnbuckle after being pushed by Lee was horrible. That's just about it.
Yeah.
And obviously that F10 from Brian Cage was ridiculous, but it was Derby taking it, so I'm sure he was fine.
Right? Modern day Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
Taya and Jade have a sit-down interview, and RJ City craps the bed in his role as a moderator. Get a new job, RJ. Oh, no. The pair argue over who can use their currently shared finisher. I hope they sort out their issues soon.
Good points from Taya Valkyrie here, saying that people have used the move for years, but she hasn't been in the business for a cup of coffee. You can't do this. You haven't been here for a cup of coffee. So that was a good point, well made.
Yeah.
Probably should be the end of the feud, really.
Yeah, fair enough. They shook hands and left.
We'll both use it. We'll carry on. I did enjoy when who was it? Someone said to Taya, like, "How do you feel being a criminal?" It might have
Is it
been
not Mark Starling?
Yeah, it might have been Mark
We'll
Starling.
see you in court.
Yeah. It's a load of bollocks, but I think it's the right side of nice bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good fun.
Ballsy baddies.
yeah. It's getting with Jade winning anyway, so... Black Miss small package. Julia Hart defeats Anna JAS in your main event.
Gnarly throws into the barricade by Anna with Julia sort of tied up in her arms going like that, like a shuggy boat back at school.
Wow.
You ever the victim of a shuggy boat?
Probably.
I bet Dan was one of the pillars at the end of the shuggy boat, weren't you? Doing the bullying.
It's one of the gates of agony.
No, you were taking the shuggy boat. What? You're a long boy. Too much of a long boy for that? You're a
Yeah.
tall man. Were you a long boy?
Not at the time,
No?
Not at the
No.
time, he says.
Whoa.
Oh, just recently.
As he left the school, he grew and he went, ah. Shocking this.
This was Julia Hart's first match in like a year or something. I thought she did quite
Oh.
well considering that she's not been in the ring.
Do you mean on like Rampage? or
Yeah,
Dynamite?
like on a bigger stage. It's Rampage, but still, it's a bigger stage. I think she did quite well for a main event spot.
She was trying to do Malachi's little like balancing of the head on the foot and then doing the black mass sort of thing. Didn't quite hit for me, but I like the bulge on her trying. I don't know why I've got to bring it back to Balls, but there we go.
The Ballsy Buddies in your
Ballsy
head,
Buddies, yeah, it's a really good name.
The House of Balls and Baddies,
The
yeah.
House of Balls. Julia, that's in Amsterdam, isn't it? The sex museum. What a place. Julia doing the Drew McIntyre throw off the top rope with her feet sort of tied up.
Yep.
That's a hard thing to do, so that was good. And her moonsault was lovely as well.
They both worked hard, didn't get much like mega reaction, but again, this was part one of a double header.
Yep.
Because after the match, Julia's making her way up the ramp, and Orange Cassidy is coming down to other way because it's time for AEW Battle of the Belts. The only belt Jack should be battling is his own. When his little tum-tum is filled with food after he takes his laptop on a date to an Italian restaurant. His little tum-tum. Simon Miller making a guest
He's going to
cameo.
be furious if he ever sings
Yeah.
this.
He'll definitely be listening to it. He's got several hours to kill. Orange Cassidy defeats Dralistico in a match for the AEW International Championship. I realize I've written that sentence like Taz is speaking on SmackDown. Which is
I put
brilliant.
certain bits in capitals and then I read it back and I was like, that's just like Taz speaking.
You mean Jack did? Yeah. Yeah, I've put Dralistico has wrestled Blake Christian on Dark Elevation and was in the 300 grand Three Kings Battle Royal. And that's it. And he's got a title shot. Get rid of these specials.
Yeah. Kind of pointless. You don't need to watch them really. Has there been a title change on any of them? Apart from the first one when it was
I'd have to go back
Cody
and check.
Guevara.
because none of them really stick in my head.
No,
they happen.
Really forgettable.
AEW Rampage is forgettable.
Yeah.
So adding another side of unhelpfulness.
Yeah.
Did you know that Dralistico is Rush's brother?
Yes, because that's the only connection they had really to this, and they said it on commentary a few times.
That's why I got the shot.
I'm enjoying commentary sort of saying that Orange Cassidy is playing mind games, not that he's lazy anymore. He's just that he's trying to freak out the opponent.
It was a good part where he's doing like the little Orange Cassidy, like the little fake chops like that, and he just pops him off with this like shoot slap to the nipples. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
You should do that more often. And that was signs of like this Orange Cassidy gimmick could work really well as a heel thing. You can see him being a bastard going like, just getting a knife out or something, doing that.
It's an interesting take. I'm now the annoying Orange. JR says, hey, you know who Orange Cassidy reminds me of? Ric Flair. And none of the other commentators say anything and move on quickly. JR then complained about the amount of strike exchanges in wrestling nowadays. I've put JR as that one worker who has had complaints put in by everybody, but the boss doesn't care anymore to punish him enough.
He doesn't like what he sees, does he?
He doesn't. He also called, it's either this or on the episode of Dynamite we missed, a twist of fate, a DDT.
Yeah. We can't nail them all, can we?
Yeah. Well,
Dralistico was weird in this match, I thought. When he was Orange Cassidy's at one side of the ring, everybody else on the periphery, like Jose, the assistants, at the other side, and Dralistico does a tope to the people that he's not wrestling. It's a bit weird, aren't they?
that's a bit odd.
Because Roosh does this a lot, where he just does a lot of stuff that doesn't affect the guys wrestling. I'm sounding like Jim Ross now.
But I mean, that's legit. That's actually makes sense though. But I think they would have been haha, but they're trying to soften him up. It's like, yeah, but they're not feuding with him.
No.
The House of Black are. That makes sense for Buddy Matthews or Buddy Julia Hart to do it. But and then JR started talking about how JAS woman said that promo where she said, I've got
a fat ass and a bad attitude.
Yeah, JR started talking about his ass.
I bet his ass is fat and bad.
He disagreed. He says he's got a skinny ass.
PH, not F.
Yeah,
Clarify.
Okay, yeah.
Thick.
Juicy. A big old
Throbbing.
thick, juicy double.
Girthy.
And that was it. It was an all right match.
Yeah, it was all right, yeah.
After the match, the House of Black appear on the Tron, and Buddy Maffews, I spelled my name, make it clear that he's coming for Orange's title.
Yes, and he did.
And he did it on the AEW.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that.
Mark Briscoe makes a new old friend, but didn't realize his new old friend is friends with a bunch of dicks. So this new relationship with his old new friend is going to be a good one for sure. Mark was asked how he was doing after losing at Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor and said he's going to be looking forward and also looks forward to his old pals, the Lucha Brothers, retaining their tag team titles.
I liked how that was set up with like him just knowing Jay Lethal, but not knowing who Jay Lethal goes with these days. Is that what the kids said?
Yeah, goes with. Yeah,
goes with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a fun relationship. Him and Jeff Jarrett going back and forward.
Oh, the promos alone are going to make that worthwhile.
Yeah.
Fun. My only issue with it is the fact that you have to watch Ring of Honor to know, like, what Mark Briscoe's recent storyline is, and then Jay Lethal's referencing it, being like, "Oh, this is." We all know what's happened.
Man, it's a shame they couldn't get the rights to Ring of Honor to show any of these clips.
Yeah.
Oh well, TK can't pull out the money for that. It needs to get CM Punk in, so it's got to. Jade Cargill sees off Billy Starks in a competitive match for the TBS title. After match, Taya appears and knocks down Jade. That bitch is vulnerable.
Well, she calls herself that bitch, doesn't she? That's a nickname for herself.
Right.
It's that bitch show.
It's hard to make it sound like I'm quoting Jade. That's the issue I've got.
That bitch.
Matthew says that bitch is vulnerable. You know what I mean?
I thought this was a nicely surprising back and forth. I was just expecting Billy being as young as she is and having school the next morning, or whatever the commentators were saying.
Yeah, so I was going to say,
just to get flattened. That. Yeah, just to get flattened, but she didn't. She, the way she would reverse, like out of the Jade, ended it with Hurricane Rana, and then it with Flatliner as well. I thought was just a really good match.
I was amazed. Billy Starks is only 18. Excalibur says she's getting a title shot because it's a school holiday.
She's like the first high schooler to get a title match on TV or something.
Yeah.
Surely. You like, she's about to graduate, surely, right?
This says more about AEW's Battle of the Belts than it does State of Kids. But yeah, good for her, I guess.
Yeah, and I thought as well that it was the first time that Jade looked like properly vulnerable when Taya was like, because Taya was wearing massive heels. And she'd still beat her down, and Jay was in her wrestling gear and whatnot. I know she would have been tired from the match, but I was like, this is good. Because you can't be like, just not all the time.
Indestructible every single moment. It's good. I'm excited to see them actually have a match for the belt. When do we know when it's going to be? Double or Nothing, surely.
You'd imagine so.
You think so, right?
And Jade will win with aplomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, which she now has the rights to.
Yeah. Imagine if that was the name she got.
Aplomb.
Is Jade going with the aplomb? Boom. What?
L scoops Alex Marvez himself wants to know what's going on with the Elite. So he heads to their locker room and finds Brandon Cutler. It says Brandon Cuter here, which I like.
Ah, lovely.
And Michael Nakazawa. Brandon says they're the only ones left and have ridden in too many ambulances recently. They say the BCC are bullies and ask what you do when the people who stand up to bullies aren't here anymore. You stand up tall, you don't back down, and you be elite.
That made me cringe out of my skin. That did.
Didn't make
It was a lovely
hard. That one.
No, not that one. That one didn't land for me. I can see what they were going for, but I don't know what it was. I could picture Matt Jackson's little face going like, if you see, just like one of those Be a Star adverts going, if you see a bully, you stand up and you be elite. And I was like, oh, I hate you, Matt Jackson. Yeah. He had nothing to do with it, but I think I've got an irrational hatred for him.
Is it Seinfeld or something when they go like, well, they always get told that bullies are cowards, and if you stand up to them, they're all right. And he goes, well, that guy I stood up to was a brave bully. Because it was good. Because like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, so watch this. We're going to get revenge. And everyone was like, oh, that's nice. You're going to die. It's going to be so great. I can't wait to see him. And the main event, Mark Henry voice, but I think it was pre-recorded, which takes off all the attention. Like, doesn't really matter, does it? The Lucha Brothers defeat QT and Powerhouse Hobbs. Is he a powerhouse right now? Is he just a house?
I would argue he's maybe even a bungalow or a bunker.
Whoa.
He's
what's underground?
He's an underground bunker.
Oh, no.
He lives below the QTV studios.
Caravan Hobbs.
Caravan.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because caravans don't go by themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was good when Powerhouse Hobbs was doing stuff, but they were trying to make QT look good against the Lucha Brothers. And you're like, but...
He nearly kept up with them at the start when they were doing like the proper like mat wrestling stuff, you know? Nearly did.
I didn't want him to win. I didn't want anybody to bloody win or lose. I just want to stop watching AEW for a bit.
But QT, to his credit, did do a lovely QT special and also a lovely... He got them up like a suplex and then like flipped it through into a powerbomb. That was a good maneuver.
He's training the next generation of talents coming through AEW, isn't
and
he?
no doubt he's
poor sods.
No doubt he's a fantastic trainer.
You would hope so.
But get him off the show because everything he does is awful.
It's the best thing on the show every single week.
The best part of the mismatch, though, because Harley Cameron is the name of the lady in QTV.
Wow, well done for finding
Harley Cameron. Because one of the commentators who isn't JR says, "Watch out for that Harley Cameron," and JR screams, "What does she do for a living?" She's ringside managing.
Samantha, you've been in wrestling business. How long do you have?
What does she do for a living?
A fan has invaded the ringside area.
I did enjoy Hobbs getting peppered towards the end, but still kicking out with everything. He was still looking good in the midst of all the QTV bollocks.
I don't think he should be, even if it's not him taking the pinfall or whatever, I don't think he should be losing. Like,
it's fine QT taking it.
Yeah, but he shouldn't, have him at ringside and have it be, I don't know, Aaron Soul. It's not a big enough name to main event the show, but he shouldn't be losing when he's a TNT champion. He's going into this feud with Wardlow.
But it's Battle of the Belts.
Yeah. AEW Battle. I'm having a rant about Ring of Honor again, but it's AEW Battle of the Belts.
Mm-hmm.
Not Ring of Honor.
But they've put them on the Lucha Bros, who are AEW. Or are they? Maybe not anymore.
Good question.
Yeah.
I thought, it was the right ending with QT taking the fall. There was some highlights, but I'm ready for Hobbs to get away from this crap. Hopefully now that the car's been destroyed, it's the end of QTV.
Yeah. That's the car they need to, that's got all the equipment in.
Yeah.
More. I try to say all the words of the title at once. It just came out like a little baby cow. Monday Night Raw. Like, I could see why he would want to pretend that nothing happened, meaning that people would forget he had to take his laptop to a restaurant. But I think he needs to do it and move on with life. What reference? Do we know what
Jack
date he did do that? Are we coming up to an anniversary anytime?
Probably.
Gotta be.
It would have been. It's either summer last year or summer the year before.
Oh, really? Is that long?
I think so.
It's been a thing for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
You look at every the test will be to go back and look at the comment section of every podcast because always the top comment is something to do with the laptop going to the restaurant. So when they stop, that's the episode he did it.
At least a year.
Yeah. Can we just say every week we'll do it's the first anniversary, then the week after the second anniversary, just blag his head. Anyway, Vince McMahon is not backstage, and it is in fact French wrestler Travel Delays. That is causing the rewrites
really
late in
happy
the day before showtime. Because you see it once, it goes, "Oh, I didn't know about this," and you read it, oh, right.
Everyone knows Travel Delays.
Travel Delays. Rey Mysterio tells us how cool it is to be in the WWE Hall of Fame and how cool it is to wrestle at WrestleMania. Even though it wasn't cool that he was facing his own sweet baby child. Sweet baby child Dom appears and tells Rey he makes everything about himself and doesn't care about Dom. Whilst also bad-mouthing that rampant rabbit, Bad Bunny. Dom says it was music to his ears when his massive pal Damien put BB through the table last week. Rey claims Bunny is coming for revenge, but Dom doesn't believe him. Rey challenges Dom to the WrestleMania rematch, but Dom says, nah. But his friend who recently had 14 stitches in his head and is currently dealing with the grade 2 calf tear, he's
ready to go.
He's ready to go. Dom hits his father with a chain twice, which helps Balor pick up the win in singles fashion. I put for my note, wow, it's amazing. The level of match that wrestler, after all they've gone through at this age of his life, can go through. Also, Rey Mysterio looked great.
Yeah. 35 years, I think, was the anniversary this week, wasn't it, of Rey doing the wrestling for a living.
But also Finn Balor being 41 with a bad head and a bad knee and a bad like that. And you just know that Rey's like, oh, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Just chugging along.
Imagine he was fully healthy. Imagine what quality that match would have been.
I don't think you can imagine being fully healthy, so it's all right.
He eats too many McDonald's anyway. That's why I'll never be fully healthy. He loves. I've heard about his cheat meal.
What's his cheat meal?
One of the biggest McDonald's I've ever heard in my life. We'll have to Google it to see what it actually is. But I remember listening to it thinking, wow, not even I go that far. Not even I go that far. Anyway, the long entrance with the promo that said nothing until Dom came out and the extended highlights from last week, Travel Delays in a Triple H Raw feels like a Vince McMahon Raw, which I thought was a cracking bit of analysis.
Oh, yeah. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Although I was for Dom messing up his line first thing.
Oh,
keep your name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And it did seem to throw him off for a little bit, but I think he did manage to recover.
But he can get away with being a bit rubbly because people boo and go, "Oh, you're rubbish." He's like, "Shut up, I'm Dom."
I did hard time.
In English.
I wonder when he'll get, because I think, will he ever turn face again? Because we're booing him because we
Dom?
like. Yeah, because we're booing because we like him.
Fraser,
right?
he's cutting babyface promos now, and he's getting booed out the building. How his dad neglected him to be a wrestler.
Yeah, true.
His dad only got him a BMW, and his pals had Mercedes.
Yeah.
You throw water over his sister.
Yeah, but everyone's booing him, but likes him. Like, when is it going to flip?
We're booing him because we like him.
Yeah, we do, right? No,
we hate him.
Yeah,
do we?
We love Rey Mysterio. That's why people boo him.
That's right.
Come on, Rey.
Explain wrestling to him.
He got another one wrong, didn't he? Well, I say wrong. Where he's like, sticks his nose out of the Judgment Day's business.
Yeah.
Which I know it's a minor one, but it is just funny to see a heel mess up the things. And it was nice to him reiterating that he doesn't fight his own father. That's why Finn Balor got
speaking of Vince
him.
McMahon, I don't think you were saying that. Do you think he flubbed his lines because there was massive rewrites before Raw?
Yeah. Travel Delays to be blamed.
Travel Delays is also writing along with being late.
Ooh
la la.
There was, what was it? Something to do with high winds somewhere or something, which meant that everyone, like most
in Seattle.
Most of the people getting to the arena arrived like during the third hour, where most things had happened already.
That explains why the crowd was dead for some of these bits.
Yeah,
they were alive for the opening though. So
Finn was moving really well for a man with a second degree calf tear. Just to reiterate that, it was a nice back and forth.
Get Masters next year. Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought Dom with the chain that he used twice on his dad's head was a nice bit of booking.
Yeah.
Just get Dom his heat back.
Yeah, ready for that big match with Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tag team affair, won't it, I think?
Do you think it'll be a 6-man or just 2-on-2?
2-on-2, I reckon. Bad and Rey. Bad Rey.
Won't get Santos in there.
Mysterious Rabbits. Taking on whoever of the Judgment Day.
Judgment Weekend, because there's two of them.
Damien and Dom.
Double D.
Double D, yeah. Double Ds, yeah. Heritage. What the...
Maxine Dupree hates what Otis is wearing because she is a fascist. In brackets, really into her fashion.
That's what they're calling it.
Yeah.
During this segment, we learn that Lita is being attacked by John Cena. We know this because nobody can see the person who did the hit. Case closed. Will she be fit and ready for the tag title match tonight? No. And then Becky Lynch is here to tell us that Vince McMahon is back in charge of WWE because she says Lita is at a local medical facility.
It's been a while since we've heard that terminology.
She also says Trish Stratus will be subbing in for the tag title match. What a stroke of luck, eh? A WWE Hall of Famer and a GOAT ready to sub in. Then Trish absolutely razzles Becky Lynch after the aforementioned Hall of Fame and GOAT have been rolled up by Liv Morgan to lose the tag team titles on behalf of Becky and Lita. It's a hit to the back and a chick kick for good measure in a moment that is eerily like when Becky turned diddler on Bayley back in the NXT days. Raquel and Liv are your new smiling tag team champions. What did the panel think of this? The panel.
They
The
feel
panel.
very
Sounds
thrown, very thrown together. But I think I saw a post on Reddit about all the women's tag team champions and how many matches they won the belts after tagging.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They're like the third most successful. They've had 6 matches together, supposedly.
On SmackDowns, I can see that,
before
yeah.
they've won the belts, whereas a lot of other teams that have won them have had like two matches together. 1 match.
Well, let's go through the lineage. They had to qualify for the showcase match.
Yep.
And then they had matches against the other people in the showcase matches. And then they had the showcase match. And then they won the titles.
Then they won.
And then they lost the match at WrestleMania to get the tag title shot.
to
Just
win.
want to point that out again.
Did they not have the contendership on Raw?
I think so. Against, was it the 2 Karens? Yeah.
Chelsea and
Sonya.
Sonya.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's them got the title. It's been a very quick turnaround. Also very
Yeah.
lucky for Liv. She's very good, very successful at tag team title matches.
Or she trusts people too much. Because it never ends well, does it?
No.
She's the modern day Sting
Yes.
and Sabu.
And Sabu.
Yeah.
In one lovely package.
Yeah.
She
points up, then gets hit in the back.
I mean, the signs were there for the Trish heel turn because during the entrance, she went full John Terry. When Chelsea won the Champions League back in the day, John Terry was injured or suspended, whatever it was. Yeah. And he put his full kit on and he lifted the trophy as if he played in the match. I know Becky gave Trish the belt for their entrance, but the way Trish was like, yeah, for a belt that she didn't even win, I thought that was disgusting.
Yeah. Freebird rule, isn't it?
Disgusting, Fraser.
Freebird.
Disgusting. I thought Becky looked miserable throughout the entrances and that.
Because she was losing. Oh, she's selling Lita being attacked. It's her best friend.
Lita's just been mysteriously attacked backstage.
No, I want to put a scandalous rumor out there that there was clear creative differences before she came out and her face was showing it. That was obviously what was happening there.
Everyone now just stopping like freeze frame, like, look, let's look at their face.
It was the Thunder Rosa thing back in the day, wasn't it? You could tell every time she was
just
losing.
got done dirty by people, man. Like
I saw the clip of the Britt Baker stuff, like on that Access
AEW All
show.
In. Oh my god, yeah, we're talking about AEW All In Access. What a pile of crap.
I've not watched, that's the only bit I've seen.
I don't like reality TV, and this was 300% reality TV.
I watched
happened?
episode 2.
What
and
happened?
the thing with Sammy Guevara, he made him more likable because he was just like really nervous to be facing Bryan Danielson, and then after the match, he's like speaking to Danielson afterwards, and Danielson's like, "You're really good. People should like you." And he's like,
no.
I'm really good at being a jerk, and people hate me, but I'm quite a nice guy." And he was just like, "Yeah, I'm just nice, but I look like a jerk." So yeah, he came across really
like
nice.
a jerk.
Yeah.
Why?
It's great. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed All Access actually.
Did you? I'm not in reality TV.
I
so
don't
I'm
like
very
reality
biased.
TV, but it was just like this was better than some of the other stuff that's been on recently.
Oh no! I'll take the worst of Battle of the Belts.
Hey, I'll
over
have
any of
MILF
this.
Manor over that any day.
Yeah.
I retract my statement.
They spent like 10 minutes building up this big confrontation between Sammy Guevara and Eddie Kingston, and
Is this the shoot slap situation?
So they're like, we've not discussed this since September, whatever it was. This is a few months
we're
later.
out of character now with these 19 cameras here, dude. That's right, Sammy Guevara.
So Eddie's sitting at ringside, and Sammy comes up to him, and it's the whole tent, the music's building, voiceover. Sammy's like, he could turn around and hit me any moment. Then he goes, "Hey Eddie, can I get a word?" And then break commercial. We come back, we get a replay of everything that's just happened, and it sits down, and Eddie's like, yeah, and he turns, and then we get another commercial, another advert break.
He says, yeah.
Yeah, it literally, because he's accepting the word from Sammy, and then he's just like, yeah, we're cool.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the greatest reality TV I've ever watched.
I'm surprised Eddie Kingston would go along with this sort of
He looked
bollocks.
fed up
Take the
and
money.
did not want to
Take
be
the
there.
It sounds like it needs George Mizanin, a little spice of George Miz.
Yeah.
Because that scene when Miz is at the table,
yeah.
it's like, Dad,
Dad,
I
I
need to tell you a secret, Dad.
Oh, secret to just me, this person, these camera people. And me like, no, shut up. So great.
Anyway, Becky Lynch and Raquel did some great things in this match. I liked Becky Lynch's inverted Hurricane Rana thingy. Aye.
Some stuff looked all right, and other stuff looked a bit sloppy. And it also didn't help that the crowd who were there, because we heard them during Rain Finn, kind of like, all right, am I supposed to be getting behind one of these tag teams? Because right now it's just, here's some women.
I mean, cheer them all.
That's good enough for Vince, we know, but like now it's just like, what are we supposed to do here? And the action wasn't that great.
Do you think they were disappointed they didn't see Lita?
I could think that, and also because it's like, well, where's the story? It's two good teams versus each other. So, and then it happened afterwards. The turn, the chick kick heard around the world.
Do you think, like, we sort of Trish has been the one to attack Lita, right?
Yeah.
But why did Trish put a lot of effort into trying to win the match?
It's
I hate when they do these turns.
If the end goal was getting back at Becky, yeah, why did she?
Wait, if it's Trish, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so Trish was like really fighting to win this match at points, and then all
She
of
did a
sudden-
Frankenstein off the top rope, for goodness sake.
Yeah, and then got really not upset, but like sort of was like, "Oh, I've been rolled up." Surely she would, just
Get rolled up at the
Yeah.
start.
I can't believe you sabotaged my own plan at sabotaging this match. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, if Trish doesn't make any
If
sense.
this was her
whatsoever.
plan, and she's done it. Gone. I'm going to attack Lita, and we're going to lose the titles. I'm going to attack Becky tonight. Just lose the match for them.
I don't know if it was by design or it was just Becky getting like fed up of Trish missing her spots potentially. But I noticed during the match, Becky was barking a lot at Trish, like, Trish, get here. Trish, do this. Trish, do that. So maybe they could lead that into like the story of Trish getting fed up with Becky.
Trish is snapped.
Yeah, a moment of madness.
Yeah. So we can go, women, what are they like? This was abrupt. I put almost as if Bayley didn't want to re-sign or something. And then instantly, oh, wait, she shows up later on. Like, oh, okay, fair enough. Paul Heyman mocks Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle and their travel issues. They're actually scared of Solo, Paul says. Paul also mocks a question asked to him about the motives of Brock for last week's attack on Cody. Get with the script, Kathy. Paul's in bed with the tribal chief, maybe even Brandy Rhodes now. Paul and Brock split up yonks ago.
We know how Paul feels about Brandy and what he might do.
Yep.
I'll never forget that one. I'll also never forget him just shouting, "Flight delays my tuckus." What a lovely name for an arse.
Oh, yeah.
Tuckus. Yeah.
Quite a grandparenty word, isn't it?
Is it?
Took us.
I've never heard it apart
Yeah.
from Paul, I think.
He used to team up with Otis.
But it was nice of Paul to sort of spin the travel delays into a bit of a story there.
Yeah, you have to
that
do
heals with
something,
it.
don't you?
So, yeah.
Trish does what everyone else does and ignores Baron Saxton when he asks her a question. Ooh. Bayley says she will make sure damage control, but without the vowels. All right. Damage control will stay together after the redraft. Bayley then says she's got herself a spot in the One Contenders match for the Raw Women's title later. Io Sky isn't having that, and Bayley heads off to see if Pierce will have Sky take her place in the match. Drama, awkward, bickering, fighting, breaking up, and
That's what's coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, in
Yeah.
fairness for damage control, it is needed because it's like, well, they're done really.
Have they lost most of their big feuds since they got together?
I think every single one, really.
Yeah.
They've been successful in winning some belts.
They have been the Sean
And then never
Paul.
defended them.
Yeah.
They've been the Sean Paul of many shows because they've been
Go
like
on.
glue. Yeah. But they haven't really won many things, have they?
No.
I know they were women's tag team champions for a bit, but you know.
Yeah, Bayley should have had the women's title.
Yeah.
To help them have
Solidify
a
their
bit some
legacies.
credibility. Yeah, solidify the legacies and credibility. But they've just sort of lost, and they shouldn't be losing.
Two big meaty men slap their meat off each other. It's great. The meaty men slap their meat to a double count out on the floor. I look forward to being served more meat next week. Meat. All right, Jack's having a moment. This was Lashley, who is smiling and pointing. And like, hey, kids. So it's like, remember they were teasing getting the gang back together and everything else like that, the Hurt Business. And
Yeah.
he's going to do this. And now he's like, it's me. It's Big Bobby. Big
Well,
Bobby.
Meltzer, well, I don't know if he outright said, but he said something on his radio show. I forget the full quote. Her business plans.
Yeah, we love Meltzer on
He
his
holds
radio
his
show.
mic weirdly. It's
Yeah.
like a weird grip.
It's extra support.
Yeah.
He's doing a duet with his dog.
It's just very strange. I get very entertained by it every single time it pops up.
I love watching it with the sound off.
Yeah.
It makes more sense that way. What did Dave Meltzer say?
He said the plans had been put on hold or something, or scrapped for the Hurt Business to get back together. And then someone said something on Twitter, and then Dave was like, Jesus Christ, man. Plans could change or something like that. He said on Twitter. So he's all backtracked, so we don't know where we are with the Hurt
Well, it's
Business.
funny because saying that during Easter, plans did change for Jesus. He was supposed to take a sabbatical and they came out. Whatever. Shut up, Matthew. I liked, it was interesting because I have a look in some places online to see what people are thinking, make sure I'm not just this ivory tower, I guess.
Believe
these
in your
weird things.
convictions,
No,
Matthew.
this is what I'm saying. I like this match because I like, even though he had this bloody awful promo last week where he's like, whoa, hold your horses and all this other stuff he was doing. I like the big lad and him wrestling like a big lad.
Wade Barrett's wrestling.
I was going to say, he's from the old London, isn't he?
Like, I can't do the Aussie accent, so. He went, sound the crows, Bobby Lashley. So I was referring to Mary Poppins in the match wrestling Bobby Lashley, and he wrestled like a big lad, and him and Bobby exchanged stuff. They got out with the full Nelson by just putting on his weight down. So I thought that was good. And they had a double countdown. It's obviously setting up to go do the things. I thought perfectly cromulent. Both lads got to do the big lad stuff. A lot of people looked online. A lot of negativity.
Why?
Like they thought he said he moved like he was in treacle and all this other stuff. I'm like,
Who, Bronson?
yeah, but
Well,
I'm
he
like,
said he's been ill this week. So he was like, that wasn't me at my best. I've got the flu.
what did he actually say that?
Yeah, he put
Yeah, on
Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
I thought to excuse the fact that he had a double counter rather than beating Bobby. I thought it was in character.
No, I think that's maybe legit.
I honestly
he's
didn't
like-
see what people were talking about.
Me
I'm
neither.
like, yeah, the people this with that focus on like the mega super athletes who are like the size of him doing moonsaults or whatever that we expect that. And we see a big dude wrestle like a big dude. Like, whoa, he's gonna be ill.
When Bronson's the shape of a literal fridge, right?
Yeah.
All he should be doing is jumping off things and just using his body like a fridge and just knocking people over. And he did that twice in that match. And I was like, yeah, good.
It's believable.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think this is the most interested I've been in him going into this feud with Bobby. I think they do need to do something to give him a bit more of a character. Like that, I wasn't convinced by the promo too much.
What's that sound like, Fraser?
No, not try it. I want you.
Go on, give it a go.
What did he say in the promo?
He went, wait, me, who you?
Bobby!
Jiminy,
All right,
Jiminy.
Bobby, like that.
He went,
It's
but he went,
more
Bobby
like
looked at him and
Ducati.
he went, it's something to do with animals. It was like, well, hold your horses or
G'day,
stone the
mate.
crows or something.
Hold your horses.
Stop right there, Bobby, you flaming drongo.
Put
You
another.
flaming galah. What the bloody hell are you doing there, son?
He went,
Spot
oh,
on.
no.
G'day. There we go.
Your
That's-
coffee's rubbish compared to my coffee.
Joe coffee's the best coffee at the moment.
That's
No,
not-
he's
no,
not.
No, I did not say that.
You take that back, Fraser.
But
Now
yeah,
you're
they
just
need,
being
they need
silly.
to give something more character to get invested in. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's a really good step for Bronson.
Yeah, I like when he was just big guy for hire. When Miz was like, here's some money. He went, all right, I'll spot some dudes. And Miz is like, we're friends. He goes, no, we're not. You're paying me. Where we at now? Where we at?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes cuts a promo, and tonally, it's all over the shop. It's going to be a Cody Rhodes promo then. He should be speaking about how he was cheated out the WrestleMania main event by Solo Smoke and Spike. But instead, he says, oh no, I lost. I'm a massive cook. Shame on me. Piss on me. Beat me.
Did you watch the same Raw as us?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're
I
trying
think you
to
got
work.
this on a different website.
We're trying to work out why Brock Lesnar shafted him last week. Cody thinks it's because Brock can't work him out. Whatever the bloody hell that means. Cody then runs through the last 7 years of his life like the 50th bloody time since his return to bloody company last year. Yeah, we got you a Stardust. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, Paul Heyman was in the crowd for this promo because there was a sign during Cody's entrance that read, "Where is your sexy wife?" Apparently,
Turned around.
yes, my tribal chief.
Which is with me.
Just in case you don't know, a few weeks ago on Raw, Paul Heyman put the idea out there that you might fornicate with Brandy.
While Paul Heyman was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cody got really furious at the thought of Paul having a chance of doing that. It was weird.
Happily married.
It was
Cody and Brandy.
weird. It was very strange. Brock was unhappy with his spot at WrestleMania, is what we learned through various commentators saying that words collectively. The Brock and I thought just Cody was being a good politician here. because when he was like, Brock's uncertain of me, that's why he attacked me. It's like, when the politician always like tries to find the angle that makes them look the best all the time. That's because it's a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Brock Lesnar. He's not uncertain of Cody.
He just wants to beat people.
He threw him around several times last week. He's pretty certain he could beat him up.
Your face, says Brock.
I did like though that Cody admits that he's scared of Brock, and that although he did, I like you said in the notes, he should be going, I was cheated out the win, but he's now. It's made me invested in this feud with Brock, despite me not really liking what happened last week. But him being like, yeah, I'm scared, and it's again the underdog story. Will he overcome it? I think they should have just had him win the belt at Mania, but
yeah, I get you. And I did like we went. You think I'm scared of Brock? Of course I'm scared of Brock. Have you seen the state of him? Like, he says, you think you're feeling bad and everything else like that? Well, I would feel bad as well, losing the main event at WrestleMania and having a chicken thrown at me. And I was like, he acknowledged it.
Yeah, he acknowledged the chicken. The chicken is now canon.
Got a big pop as well.
I'm looking forward to the pictures for Backlash. Very chicken flavour.
Lots of chickens in there.
Oh, wait, Brock's a farmer. He can bring a load of chickens with him.
Oh, he shouldn't
An army of chickens.
It's like muck-up day at school.
I'm not scared of you, Brock. Anything you can do to me. His music hits, he's got chicken. No!
That's where the gobbledygooker returns, and it's chicken.
That's a turkey, that, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a chicken.
Oh, the commentator, sorry. You've heard of chicken little. Here's chicken big.
It's Brock and a chicken outfit.
Everyone's like, this is weird. Cody's just wetting himself in the ring.
Folk on 2K23 have already made the chicken have as a character, and they've given it Cody's entrance, so it comes out with Cody there.
Oh, yes.
Poor Cody. But I can see why they went this direction with the promo, because you don't want a whiny babyface, do you? But him saying Solo Sikoa thumbed me in the neck is not being whiny, I think. I think that's just saying something that happened.
Why is none of the authority figures like Adam Pearce got involved and been like, yeah, Roman cheats every...
Roman's got them over a barrel, Fraser.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
is that it? Cool.
It's been established important because then he's like, I'll sort you guys out. And then some weeks he's been like, yeah, hey, go do the thing. And other weeks like, shut up, Pearce.
Yeah.
So... the Alpha Academy deserve better, as once again they are used to make another set of beefy boys look great. The Usos defeat Otis and Chad after a blind tag, a double super kick, and a 1D for good measure. I thought this was the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
It was bloody wonderful. Crowd super into OTs.
He was the star of the show with his slightly more stylish entrance with his little pirouette through the door there.
So good.
The posing, the jiggling, the strutting, the air humping was brought in this week as well. Fantastic scenes. The crowd popping for his hot tag as well. I've written down here, make Ortiz world champion. And I'm all on board with it.
Absolutely.
It's amazing that the crowd has consistently kept him over. Like he's been over since 2019?
Oh,
was it 2020?
No, 2019 was the build-up because it finished at the first lockdown WrestleMania.
Like, he's stayed as over, even when turning heel and doing all this stuff. So I think he give him money in the bank this year, but actually have him cash in.
Yeah, because it was interesting the way because they took away the caterpillar and everything, didn't they? Like in the early days of the AA.
Well, because you try to make him, you can't make a dude a heel. But
the crowd stayed with him, didn't they? Is what I'm saying. So
his walk pops me every time. Just
it's great, isn't it?
He's got such small arms.
That's because circles are big in Paris, didn't you know?
Oh, oui.
Oui.
The French wrestler Travel Delay.
Travel Delays, yeah. He's straight from Paris.
That's why they're late because the. Oh God!
There was a great line from Corey Graves.
Oh, I hope it's the same one. Go on.
Ortiz might be moving at a glacial pace, but remember, a glacier took down the Titanic.
Fantastic. Well done. Even Graves working hard this week.
Yeah. I thought it was a nice development there for the storyline with the AA taking the piss out the Usos for a while, thinking about like them losing the tag team titles, and then Roman maybe saying like Ortiz doing his caterpillar and going, "Ooh, they're not what they used to be, my cousins." Ooh. Yeah. It would have been nice to see the AA get the win just to see what Roman would have done, but we can't have everything, can we?
No. It would have been funny if Kevin Owens and Sami are dueling on how they should deal with them. Sami's like, I think I should help them and talk to them. And Kevin's like, I've got another idea. It cost them this match against the AA and drive them mental.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah. But instead, it was just a very good match. And again, just seeing how much the crowd love AA. And the Usos are probably still the best tag team in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it? Io Sky makes Bayley look absolutely delighted as she is the one who wins a Raw Women's Title Triple Threat #1 contenders match against Michin and Piper Niven. I'm Mystic Meg, and Damage Katal should call it a day now.
They should,
Thank
shouldn't
you,
they?
Mr. Meg, R.I.P.
It's not going to go well, is it, after this? Because Bayley was sort of like looking uncertain during the entrance for the match. And then she seemed on board with the change like backstage earlier. But then when they came out for the match, she wasn't. And then at the end of the match, she looked like, well, she had a face like a slapped arse, didn't she?
Should Io Sky
slap-tuckers.
beat Bianca? And then that be the segue into a Bayley feud where she turns on Io?
I'd quite like that, because Bianca's had no real adversity for a while, has she?
Yeah.
What was the last thing she did?
Face and Asuka. That was it.
She did nothing on the Raw since.
Not really.
can't remember last week's
no,
Raw.
don't think so.
No, her and Rhea Bloody Ripley.
They had a
thing,
they had
didn't
a,
they? And that was
yeah,
it.
they had a thing, but it was like look what could be main eventing next year.
Yeah.
Look at what you could have.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to get.
She needs to lose the belt at some point, and I think
No,
Io
that was
Sky is
it.
probably the best option.
No, I've got the bit. Bianca held up her title, Rhea held up her title, and Jack held up his laptop.
At the Italian restaurant.
That's analysis.
And what was interesting that Corey Graves is going in hard on Machine in this match. She's saying she spends too much time like posturing after moves and whatnot. He said it numerous times. I'm just like, what's your issue? Just let her do it.
I actually like that trait of Corey going, well, there's a reason. It's very Gorilla Monsoon. There's a reason why this person's not winning as much without going, they're a bloody loser. They're not getting booked to win. Or I'm saying, well, no, if they didn't do this, then maybe they have a chance of winning. It's like, I actually think that's a good thing. That
But he picks and chooses his targets, doesn't he?
Oh, he's a hero.
Well, yeah.
It's always the lasses.
Yes, in a word.
Io, like obviously, and as it should have been, was the star of the show because she needs to be built up as a viable challenger. I've written down here a couple of big fancy moves. What they were, I don't know.
They were.
The
Corey
finish,
Graves yelling with a big fancy move off the top.
the finish was very creative, I thought, with like getting the moonsault on the pair of them and then getting the pinfall on Machine. Aye.
That's Machine's fault for posing while she was down.
On the mat like
Yeah.
that.
Kevin Owens calls himself an idiot and says he's been one for his entire career. No, really, he did.
He did.
Bless him. KO then takes on Solo with a bad leg and ends up losing, so maybe he should listen to himself. Even though it looks like Roman has told Paul, and maybe even Solo, that he's done with the Usos on Friday SmackDown, Jey Uso is the one who gets the assist with a cheaply shot Super Striker super kick to set up a Samoan spike for Solo to get the swin.
Well done.
Thank you very much. I knew Jack or Ross, depending on how we're doing the storyline right now, set that up for me to fail, but I'm very happy I did that.
Just in case people are hating it, it was me. I'll take the flak.
What a good guy Ross is for taking the stuff, even that Jack wrote that. You're such a good friend.
I've got a bit bored this week. Anyway, what was saying there? Yeah, the J stuff was the most interesting part of this match after what we saw on SmackDown and whatnot. So I'll have to tune in on Friday to see what the next progression of the storyline is.
Yes, which is like Brookside.
Yeah.
Yes. Then post-match, we see a shoot run into the arena because of the travel delays by Riddle and Sami. They couldn't have timed their arrival any better. The babyfaces beat up the heels, and everyone goes home for a WWE show with a smile on their face instead of wondering if America actually has a hero anymore. What the hell?
Hi, Cody Rhodes let us all down, didn't he? All of us Americans in the room.
All the Americans.
Yeah. I like to think that Sami might have been on the phone like, yeah, we're 5 minutes away, get the cameras ready.
Right.
And then straight through. They're not like the Jacksons on AEW. They got the tone of their sprint right.
Yeah, we're going to be late for this. Why is there travel delays? No.
Do you think they also waited until the music was ready to pop? Like, they're in Gorilla just waiting. No, we can't go. We need we'll go. Who was it that was shooting on Sami saying that his punches were crap? I think it was Jim Cornette, maybe.
No, it was. I actually hate that I know this because I always say clickbait's bad, and then I will occasionally look at this going, who's this? It was Russo.
Was it?
Because if there's any person who knows about wrestling and punching and the ins and outs of the business, the one-man walking encyclopedia himself, Vince Russo.
Was he comparing it to Bart Gunn? Because if you're comparing it to Bart Gunn, he's got a point. But, if it's just comparing it to wrestlers.
No, I don't know what he said exactly because I went, it was like, legend says Sami Zayn, bad punch. I went, scroll. Vince Russo. Didn't see whatever he said about it. As soon as I'm a simple man, I see that name and I click back.
It's the trains, bro. So I forget what that was about.
The punch gimmick?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because the good people of Adam Pacitti Cultaholic Twitch streams crew raided, and I think the FBI classified them as a gang now because of this. Just went, whoa, you're going like show train, while Russo's talking about, I don't know, Raw 98 or whatever else he's going to talk about. And he's like, bro, I'm in the stream, bro. And people are like, you mean steam, choo-choo?
He's been razzle-razzled, hasn't he? I thought he's even got over that. I've met that was lockdown, that one, at 2020 sort of time, 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, this Raw was a good Raw considering Travell Delay is trying to do his worst.
You
That
said it
damn
felt
delays.
like a Vince's Raw.
No,
I feel like it,
no,
or just at the start.
just with the longer promo packages and then the promo at the start.
I thought that was just your general. sort
No,
of like,
that's
this feels
that's
like a
start.
Vince. I will agree that it was a much better Raw than the week before, and for travel delays, knocks out the park.
I thought it was clear that Triple H was in charge of this one. It felt like a Triple H one.
I think people are getting really caught up on that. Is this a
No
Vince
one
one or
else.
is it a Triple H one?
We believe.
I mean, keep on clicking.
It's
Keep on
the
clicking.
era of the game.
Stand up for the game. Here we go. NXT. Jack should take his laptop to the place Tony and Starks were eating at a few weeks ago. Up the NXT line.
They had a restaurant a few weeks ago, didn't they, where Tony and Stacks were eating. I assume it was an Italian.
Oh, yeah. I see, yeah. Well, yeah, you can tell it's really subtle NXT the storytelling because the two mafiosos eating at this restaurant. We hear, hey, this Chinese takeaway is great. Mello and Trick Willie are here, and everything is right with the world again. Mello claims Braun Breaker didn't pass him no torch. He took it. He took it. He and Braun are going to be facing off in Triple H's favorite thing, a never-ending story. Hayes then tells Braun he's in the number one contenders match for a shot at his title, and that's an order. Dragon Lee, Lee, who doesn't stink of wee, puts his degree obtained from the University of stating the bleedy obvious to good use for saying Mello is talented. Lee also says he's coming for the title. JD Muck, don't Google me. What do you mean?
What are you doing?
He promises to win the match later on in the night and the title match against Mello, but Mello completely pulls his pants down by making a leprechaun joke. Lols a Rooney. Grayson,
Say it with some Kavorka. Come on.
Grayson Waller.
What are you doing?
Grayson calls everyone stupid. Hayes says he isn't stupid. People want Mello's title, and I am shook.
This was that was the crux of the segment. That are the people who are vying for Mello's title. We'll have to find out who gets the shot later in the show.
We will. I liked Dragon Lee showing up and talking, and Willie saying, "Hey, this dragon is spitting fire." That was good.
I enjoyed JD McDonough still being a spooky pervert, you know, because he's like, I'll headbutt you in the head because I like the sound of two heads clacking together. That was his promo.
It was a bad promo, but then as soon as you call him and Leprechaun, it's like, well, you've lost. JD's won this by default, which is a rare what they call it, rare non-dub for Hayes.
big dub L. Does he not?
No,
lose
it's
quite
not
a
an
bit?
L, it's a non-dub.
Non-dub.
Come on, get with the kids.
An M, an upside down dub.
There you
No.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
A big M.
Big. Does he not lose quite a lot, JD? Like, is
Yeah,
that
he
not-
rarely wins.
Yeah, but his whole
But he
promo
always
was,
puts on a
Yeah, but then he
great
goes,
show.
but I liked it.
Yeah. His whole promo was like, I don't have to prove that I'm the best because I know I'm the best.
He's had lots of good
He's
matches.
lost quite a bit.
He's had lots of good matches, though.
Okay.
Him and Elia.
That's
Yeah.
what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Star
big
ratings.
loser.
Yeah. Wins and losses don't matter. Road Dogg said once or something.
That's right. Remember that 5-star? Anyway, go on. What were you going to say?
No.
Oh,
Got nothing
then
else to add to this one.
I'll interrupt nothing. Grayson Waller, I like his Saved by the Bell graphics showing
Yeah.
up and him getting a big reaction. Kind of like, hey, boo, but yay at the same time because you're very good.
Yes.
How did all of these three big guys get the shots for the shot? They all lost at the big show we just had. You'd think there was a draft coming up.
Oh.
Getting the mileage out of it just before,
Grayson
They go.
Waller's loss doesn't count though. Unsanctioned.
Yeah.
So he's
the biggest non-loser.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
He's up at the top of the rankings. See, he's not got a loss on his sheet.
Yeah.
He's got the upside down
yeah.
dub.
No cap.
Yeah.
Where the bollocks is BJ? Fallon and Kiana arguing, and the poor virgin boy is nowhere to be found.
That's his gimmick, Fraser. Don't
Yeah,
laugh.
it is. Yeah. But
This
it
is
all,
from a wrestling segment.
Yeah.
Right. So, I like the bit at the start where Kiana's like, I need that yeehaw bitch, Fallon Henley. I don't need this softy one. I need that yeehaw bitch. I won't want to be called a yeehaw bitch once. Just to, explain my Kavorka a bit, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The yeehaw bitch.
The yeehaw
Ross
bitch.
Twiddell.
Yeah, so, you see what I mean? Be quite a confidence builder.
Yeehaw,
a yeehaw bitch. Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm the yeehaw bitch.
Next time you get an entrance in a wrestling.
That'll never happen again, Fraser.
No?
I'll make sure about that.
Tom Campbell introducing you as the yeehaw bitch.
When I take the North Wrestling World
Yep.
Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next War Triple Jump
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
War Cult U.
Yeah. Liam Slater, you may have wrestled the best that Europe's got, but you've now taken on
The
yeehaw
yeehaw
bitch. Ross with a cowboy hat like that dude in the Short of Sap video. I was like, it's Ross. He's got a cowboy hat.
I did like how they were saying that Brooks didn't want to be around like any of them because Fallon has been a bad friend and could have nipped this in the bud at the start, but carried it on for a few weeks. And all Fallon needs to do now is just say to BJ, they're exclusive friends and you'll be fine. Because that's all Kiana's done. Said, oh, we weren't exclusive for a bit, but now we are. Kisses.
Yeah.
That was the storyline last week, Fraser.
Was
You
it?
see,
I've admittedly I didn't see the NXT
this-
post WrestleMania.
this guy hates NXT. This guy over here.
Why?
He hates NXT.
Right? I know. I'm so shocked as to. I actually every time I've sat down and watched it, I have enjoyed it.
Of course you
I
have.
have enjoyed it. It's just not my cup of tea. Generally.
Well, stop drinking piss then. Drink tea, because this is PG Tips tea, or a better brand that could be available.
Yeah, you did say earlier that you don't like corned beef.
Well,
that
no,
might
I
have
didn't.
something
I
to do
didn't.
with it.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I
Is it
said
also
I
not your
don't
cup of tea?
understand Aiden's obsession with corned beef.
Oh, is he obsessed with it?
Oh, it's his favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, who goes to Greg's?
Favorite thing?
Who goes to Greg's and
yeah.
gets a corned beef pasty?
See, I've said this before. I do, but I don't have it every single time I go to Greg's. But apparently, this man has it
That's-
every time.
It's that or a cheese bake.
Well, I'm
Cheese
lactose, so I can't
pasty.
be having that. But
But he does love his corned beef and rations. Yeah, if it's rationed, he's into it. A little bit
all right, what do you mean rationed?
rationed food.
If it was rationed
Wartime.
food during the war, he loves it.
He loves it.
He loves
yeah,
his
yeah.
war.
Oh,
talk.
okay, right.
Bit of stovey. Do you have stovies down here? Is that
What's
a
a
thing?
stovey?
Oh, it's corned beef with potatoes and then mashed potato on top, and it's like a corned beef potato bake.
Oh God, that sounds amazing.
That sounds awful.
It's really
Stop
good.
it.
Sometimes you put a bit of cheese on top. It's really good.
Oh.
It's the only type of corned beef that I'm like, yeah, that's a good use of it.
That's a meal deal. Absolutely,
It's big, beefy.
absolutely. That
Yeah,
sounds up there with.
girthy,
Oh, hang on.
throbbing.
I was in the intro.
Get a bit of gravy on that.
Oh, stop it, stop, Fraser. Come on, man. We have a break
But
now.
yeah, Aiden loves a bit of corned beef.
Good lad.
I'm indifferent on the corned beef.
Corned beef's the worst.
That's
Spam,
not
though.
true.
Spam. Oh,
Spam's nice.
I haven't had spam in ages, and it was surprisingly nice. Apparently, it's big in Hawaii because obviously it's canned, so obviously the big travel over
Yep.
there makes it it's easier to transport.
Spam
And
and
it just
fried
stayed
rice as well.
there. Ooh.
Really good.
Spam fritters as well.
Spam what, sorry?
Spam and fried rice.
Oh.
Spam fritters covered in batter.
That sounds like a uni thing where you've woken up the night before, you've got exactly 10 minutes to make a
I
meal
got?
about
Yeah.
crawling the lecture. You're like, what have I got in the
Yeah.
what have I got in the cupboard? Right, there we go.
Spam fried rice.
The guy the Uncle Ben's going, no, God, no, don't put me in there with the spam.
You mean Ben's original,
Ben's
Maffew?
original.
You can't be called him uncle anymore.
I've got the money for that as
What?
well. Go for the Tesco zone
Hang on, is he not Uncle Ben?
No, he's Ben's
Ah.
original now.
Since when?
since they rebranded.
Ben's original. That's not
Yeah.
a name.
Yeah, Ben's original.
Ben's original. He's not Uncle Ben anymore.
No,
He could be Auntie Ben. I don't know.
Okay.
he's just Ben's original. It's Ben. He makes rice, and it's original from him.
I'm never calling him that.
It's Ben's original.
I've lost an uncle. Shocking
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
Uncle Ben.
Sorry for your loss.
I wasn't ready for this. I'm gonna have to read the rest of this. Sol Rucker and Danny Palmer. Oh yeah, I'm back on track. Now do some impressive little things. Look, show video, Dan. Wow, so you've got the notes in there.
Look, Dad, look at this now. This
Don't
is
show
on-
Uncle Ben.
This is on Reddit this week, and this was.
It's Sean Ross Sapp again.
Hey!
Oh, you tricked us.
Look at this.
What's this?
Uh-oh.
Turn the sound off, Dan.
There we go.
Look at this. Just at the beach.
For the audio listeners, they're, oh God, how do you even call
So they're
that?
rotating around a bar.
So this is like a pull-up bar on the beach, and they're like interlocked, like they're a windmill,
Yep.
They're
There
a
they
human
are.
centipede.
and they are windmilling around this. No, they're
Yeah.
not windmilling. They're,
Like a
yes.
bar. Like a pole.
They're doing that's how they spend their weekends. To Danny Palmer and Sol Rucker.
Uh-huh. I hate to see the comments on that thread.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow, that was very impressive. Wow, was that your move of the week?
No.
Jack Ross?
They don't do that in the match, though, do they?
No, they should do.
How would that work as a finisher?
They just go to the top and just
just
keep on
rotate around
spinning.
the ropes.
They are being silly billies in the parking lot when Tiffy Strats, blah, 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 blah.
What are you doing here?
The lasses were being silly billies in Tiffy's parking space. End of scene. I'm not sure what was achieved here, to be honest with you. Yeah, me and you both.
I don't know what they were even doing. Why isn't this you?
They're from the TikTok.
Yeah, well,
On the shoulders and
They're from the TikTok.
No
Yeah, they
one-
went, we're filming a TikTok.
no wonder I was lost. I heard TikTok then.
TikTok, he was tuned out.
Yeah, because TikTok could be the name of a dude on NXT. So it's like, all right. Noam Dar gets a long promo package. No, missed that bit. Sorry about it. Brooks Jensen is confused. His confusion costs Fallon and Kiana the tag team titles against the Witches. Okay, maybe his confusion didn't cost them, but it certainly played a part. We need to ask Basement Jax where his head is at.
I thought him arriving in the car park after the match had started and rolling his sleeves up was like prime Stone Cold Steve Austin rocking up in the Attitude Era. You know when he comes to fight the Alliance and he rocks up in his car and rah, just like that. Same Kavorka. I think Kiana, on a more serious note, gets better every week. Her escaping of the stuff the Witches were trying to do was textbook professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a weird sentence to say.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing a little bit really well.
Yeah. And then I think she got what she wanted in the end, which was BJ pushing JB to the floor and also having Fallon scream, "Get out of here! Scat! Scram! Go! Piss off!"
Scat. Like a grandma trying to shoo a cat out of the kitchen.
Yeah, so she's kind of maybe broken them up. Again, we'll have to tune in next week and find out. But
Oh, well, Fraser doesn't.
Who was it? Someone was
quitting.
complaining in the office the other day that there's too many Scottish people on NXT. I think it was Aiden.
I was going to say, if I had to take a guess,
I
who would
think-
say something like
I
that?
think it was just upset that there were so many Scots doing well in NXT that we've taken over the tag divisions.
well, they're not doing well.
They're champions.
They are.
They're not
They're
doing
the champions.
well, but they're not beloved.
Where's Pretty Deadly getting
Beloved by the
beat
New
up.
Day. They're going up to the moon.
Gallus? Gallus Boy's on top though.
On top of something you don't want to be on top of.
Noam Dar, he's back. He's doing things with
He's
the cup.
speaking
He does.
nonsense.
He gets
Yeah.
a long promo package where he gets the chance to explain what he's about. And not once does he say, you know, the NXT locker room is like ... Rejoice everywhere.
Everyone.
Oh, yeah. Was that a reference to Drew McIntyre's promos?
Well, it's every NXT where they put the little bed of music on relating to the character, then the character has to say at the start, you know, being NXT is like, the NXT
my
locker room
gimmick.
is like,
It's like being a little kid at the age of mid-20s, whatever old
Instead he called everyone Dafties.
That's his gimmick.
It's great.
Yeah.
I did like the line where he's like, it's time to separate the sheep from the goat, which I thought was a nice line.
Yeah.
Because imagine if he was like, because you go back to the Pinky days, and that can only be in reference to one thing, can it not? And I don't want to say what it is, but it's not a thing you should be doing.
Right, Tom?
Right, Tom? We'll keep that going. So it'd be lovely to hear him go, you know, NXT. It's just like bashing a big line of toot right up your nostril. And then
I mean, he's
going
not
from there.
wrong. I mean, it's a lot of
Yes.
drugs the show could be compared to.
I like how he's brought his chalice with him as well. I don't know what the chalice is about. The NXT Heritage Cup thing.
It's British rules match.
What does that mean, though?
So it's rounds,
Yeah.
3-minute rounds. I think 6 rounds of 3 minutes each,
Yeah.
What?
and it's scored.
6 rounds of 3 minutes.
Did you not
Yeah.
watch NXT? You
You would have loved
I couldn't even
NXT,
say that
yeah.
out loud.
That's like nearly the whole show.
So it's 6 rounds of 3 minutes. It never goes the full thing
Oh, right.
because they get scored, or you can be beaten in the rounds. But he's the master of it. He's won the cup twice.
Wow.
Who else was competing?
Mark Coffey, he's had it.
Trent.
A
Didn't
Kid,
he? Oh.
yeah, Trent.
Oh, wait, he does.
Tyler Bate, Nathan Fraser. They had a good roster back in NXT UK sometimes.
A veritable who's that of professional wrestling. then.
Absolutely, yeah.
All the stars are here.
I don't think it will get over with this crowd at all.
No. Dull Hudson. Yes, dull. I'm
What?
back to being unsure about his motivations, so he's back to being dull for the time being. Receives the Andre Chase University MVP Award for service at NXT Stand and Deliver. He gets to lead his own CHASEU chant, and it's all very emotional. Fisherman's friend Bron Breakker appears and bores everyone in the ring to tears Braun calls the title a curse and claims he doesn't need the approval of scumbags anymore. He then says Dull should be in the 4-way tonight instead. And Dull accepts pretty quickly, Maffew. What? Braun looks like he's leaving the ring, but turns around and nails Andre with a spear. Dull got the way of that one sharpest, didn't he, Maffew? Dull then runs away with his award, doesn't he, Maffew? Scumbag. Look.
He's a scumbag.
That's not true.
He showed his true colours here.
He had it, red. Like Cult you.
Yellow. That yellow streak of piss down the back or whatever that saying is. Yeah.
He's got good aim then. Hudson had to think about it. Should he help his mate or get the trophy? He got the trophy and ran away as Braun tore up the flag.
That was too far, that, like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's certain things that shouldn't be on a wrestling show, and Chase U's flag being ripped up is not one of them.
The Lifeboat was thinking sensibly, because Andre Chase is hard as hell, ask Charlie Dempsey, and he's going to be okay, but that trophy is expensive. And Chase U, he knows the budget for Chase U, because he does the budgeting, because he's such a nice guy, because he loved the university so much. That's why he did that. Also, he knows that Braun is really angry right now. He doesn't want to get the way of getting involved and hurt himself. He should be given a title shot. So Delightful has the best interest of Chase U at heart.
Dole Hudson said in this segment, it's not about Chase me, it's about Chase you. When this entire segment was about him kicking off, that he didn't get the recognition he thought he should have got. It's stand and deliver. Therefore, proven he thinks it's all about him.
Yeah, but why would
No, it's a pun.
Boom!
No, grab that, but no, unexplode. Yeah, I've got the Scottish witches to help out the podcast this week. No, he said it's not about Chase U. Chase U refers to the university.
But you go back the week.
It's Noam Dar's helping separate them from the goats.
Who was he going to give an award to? And then Dull was like, where's my bloody award? What's going on here?
They agreed. He did deserve an award.
Yeah, but why is he asking for an award in the first place when he didn't want the awards to be a thing in the first place as well?
He said that because he knew that the budget is small. But when he wins the NXT title in this 4-way match coming up, then they'll be able to get a bit more.
And to dive out the way, when he called Andre his mentor, to dive out the way, imagine Qui-Gon Jinn doing that with Yoda. I'm trying. Was he?
You can hear it. It's like a Windows 95 sound.
No,
Go
again,
on.
imagine, right?
He dodged out of the Star Wars.
Who did Ethan McGregor play?
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Imagine Obi-Wan Kenobi doing that when Qui-Gon Jinn was going to get speared by Bron Breakker. You couldn't fathom it, can you?
I mean,
you couldn't fathom it.
You literally couldn't fathom it. You're right.
So you're saying that Duke Hudson is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Bron Breakker is Darth Maul, and he's just cut off.
Yeah, because you're bollocks to this, jump and kill you, guy.
And then that means he's gonna get redemption. He's a good guy.
I might have misremembered this, but in my eyes, Qui-Gon Jinn's like your elder Jedi.
He's like grey Jedi.
Obi-Wan is, the current day. Like if it's evolution, Qui-Gon's Ric Flair, Triple H is Obi-Wan, Anakin's your Randy Orton. Is that right?
Yeah.
So.
Could you imagine that happening with Andre Jinn, with those two lads there?
So I think
Obi-Wan wouldn't dive out the way, would he?
No, but he'd
be expecting the guy behind him to also dodge.
Duke Hudson, he's been given an award by his school. He wants to put that on his shelf. Why would he let someone destroy that?
I'm sure there was a character.
He's got big ego.
There's a character in Star Wars.
We're really fighting for this.
I'm sure there's a character in Star Wars, right, who was aligned with the Jedis and then turned out to be aligned with Darth Maul.
That's Anakin.
Is that shut the front door? Is it?
Later on,
The whole thing is Anakin Skywalker ends up being. Oh, am I spoiling this?
But Palpatine.
I've only seen the one with.
Are you going to watch any of them?
Nah.
This is a spoiler from 70 years ago. Anakin Skywalker ends up turning into Darth Vader.
How?
Did you really not know that?
Are you genuine?
I've only seen episode.
Ross, I love you so much.
I've only seen episode 1 all the way through.
You know the whole Luke, I am your father.
Right. It all makes sense.
We're going to the podcast there, to be honest with you.
Palpatine is also the dark.
Who's Palpatine now?
Palpatine's the senator.
Played by who?
The old bloke who's known for being
the beardy old man. Yeah.
I will help you.
And then he also plays the emperor in the
right. It sounds good. It sounds good. Though.
Yeah, it's great. It's great films.
But the point I'm making is
that's the bit that's going to be. Doesn't matter what we say now.
Obi-Wan would never jump out the way of Qui-Gon Jinn.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, he would jump in front of Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's Star Wars,
and that's what Dull Hudson should be doing to Andre Chase.
You should get the rat tail as well.
Later on, an hour line. Yeah, I've got it. Gigi Dolan.
So is Tia Hale Anakin then in this whole equation?
No, she's Jar Jar Binks. Shuts
The
up.
best character.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I
He
mean.
returned recently. Not Jar Jar, but the guy that plays him. He was in Star Wars.
Yes.
Ahmed Best.
Yeah, because he's was like a screenwriter and stuff like that. And
Yeah, he's a Jedi now. Genuine Jedi.
Jar Jar's a Jedi.
what do you mean?
Well, the actor who played him
the actor.
came back.
yeah, but what do you mean he's a...
He was in The Mandalorian. as a
Oh, he
Jedi.
plays another character.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Oh,
in
oh,
real life, he's become a Jedi. He's got the Force, man.
What? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the guy who plays him's back and he's a Jedi. I'm like,
Yeah.
hang on.
So who does Mercedes Monet play? What's she in The Mandalorian?
Koska Reeve, I think. She's a Mandalorian.
She's a Mandalorian.
She's a Mandalorian.
What's
yeah.
a Mandalorian?
It's a race of people who...
So they're not involved in episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Jang, no, Jango Fett, Boba Fett.
They're not in episode 1.
No, they're not.
It's
But they're
episode 2,
referenced in. Yeah, they're in episode 2. But they're referenced in episode 1, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's not Mandalorian, so there's a lot of lore. It is almost as extensive as NXT.
Bloody
Let's get
hell,
back to
yeah,
the show.
Gigi Dolan goes back to, try follow this, her childhood home. It's heart-wrenching time for all concerned. JC Jane is a dick.
Yeah, she's shown where she came from. It didn't sound very nice. She was
No.
fighting for her brother,
No.
and JC James just made a mess of everything. Terrible person.
Yeah,
Terrible problem.
I just put, we see a crappy house she grew up in to remind her she's a goodie now.
Yeah.
It is odd that she would be part of Toxic Attraction with that background. Although I guess she said she was pretending to be the mean girl.
Oh,
She was trying to fit in.
Yeah, right.
She's the Katie Harris from Mean Girls in this story. Oh, that's it.
Oh.
Oh, that's that one you
So I'm
get.
trying to make. So
I've
I'm trying to
seen
make.
Mean Girls, yeah.
I'm glad you got that one.
One of the best films ever made.
It's
Mean
really
Girls.
good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she's the one who turns into Darth Vader in the third.
Yeah.
NXT Anonymous is being the best voyeur in the game when he, or she, we don't know, films Tony and Stacks stealing Kit Wilson pretty deadly. Kit is thrown at the back of a car. I assume the car's name wasn't Kit, although it would have been funny if it was.
This is that thing, in the 80s.
Like, go on.
David Hasselhoff. That's the thing I'm trying to
Go on.
try to make fetch happen here, Fraser.
You really are.
Fetch should happen.
By getting the term David Hasselhoff popular. When a big meaty man match happens and the men are slapping meat, that's a David Hasselhoff. I created it on the
Oh,
air.
you do?
Oh, it's a Hoss.
Now I get
Okay.
it. I thought you were getting his name wrong. Right.
No.
A Hasselhoff.
Yeah, Hasselhoff.
Hoss, because the big men are called Hoss.
Yeah.
So Hoss. Right. I get it.
Yeah.
I created it in the World Cup video.
Get it on Twitter.
Tom might be trying to steal it from me.
That's gonna go places. It's gonna trend on Twitter, and
Yeah.
you're gonna go.
But because of what David Hasselhoff did in the 80s.
Yes,
the
in
old
Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one that was on Netflix. Richard, what's his face?
Oh, they redid it, didn't they?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of something different completely. He was a serial killer.
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker, yeah.
Oh,
Richard Ramirez.
David Hasselhoff and Richard Ramirez.
They
both
recast
icons of the 80s.
recast David Hasselhoff, Richard Ramirez.
What we're gonna do today? Whatever your name is in the TV series, they're gonna kill some people. Oh, okay. Different than the last guy, but all right.
Oh,
Eddie Thorpe, the I put AK DJ Yif, the Alpha Wolf, defeats Javier Bernal in the match that happened during this week's NXT.
It was really...
Wait, with Damon Kemp watching.
Yeah, Damon Kemp was out there scouting Eddie for some reason, I think, was what he was doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie continues to have the most basic moveset in professional wrestling. And he's not as charismatic as Big Body Javi. So I was asking the question, what the hell are we going to do with him? What are we going to do?
I think he was more charismatic when he had hair. When he was Carl Fredericks?
Carl Fredericks, I've been told, yeah.
Like, had the better look when he had the hair.
No memory of him, so.
But I enjoyed Booker T being like, Damon Kemp's there because he wants to in the party and have some of the pizza. It's like,
Just
right.
opens his mouth,
Okay.
the words come out.
Who's the other commentator?
Not Wade Barrett.
Vic
Vic
Joseph.
Joseph was all like trying to get Booker T to have some context to it, and then he's just like, "What? Why would he be out here? Who wants in the party?" It's like, there's
Well,
no
he
pizza.
saw the DJ decks. What else do you want Booker T to say, basically?
Another music gimmick in NXT.
Yeah, the Native American sesh man. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm liking him.
But to
His
be fair,
basic offense.
we were taking the piss out of his neck breaker finisher, and he's got a new one,
Yeah.
which he's stolen from Angelo Dawkins. That's one of Angelo Dawkins' secondary moves that he does on Raw every week. I assume someone did it before Dawkins as well,
Yeah.
but that's who I was
What
associating.
I
they
think it's
need
too
is a
exciting.
storyline between them fighting over the move and have Mark Sterling involved.
That's right. He deals with all the things
Yep.
across the countries. Yeah.
Synergy.
Gallus, calm down, interrupts a Tank Ledger promo. Sorry, no, he's doing a manly photo shoot. And then these...
Shoop. Shoe up.
I need a break. And then the schism interrupts Gallus being manly men towards Tank. We learn that the grizzled young veterans were unsuccessful in getting their releases from the roots of the tree, which is a great shame. This is one of these segments where people say they want championship gold and they're like, ooh, men. It says here. But we do need to focus on the fact that the JYV talk like human beings and didn't have any of their silly eye bollocks.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a step in the right direction.
Close to the exit, I guess. Yeah, so it's something, and it's, Gallus going, yeah, I wear these, with that, with everything.
I can't tell if Gallus are meant to be face or heels,
Face.
really.
They've had this for
No,
a
they're
while.
heels now.
No, they're
They're
that's
heels
it.
now
They were
because Joe
kind of...
Coffey cheated.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only reason we know they're heel. They're
Yeah.
rubbish.
Because Wolfgang comes across quite likable, actually, in almost everything he says. He doesn't sound...
party when Wolfie wins.
He's like, are you having a wee photo shoot there? It's like, he's just a nice Scottish guy, whereas the other two are, yeah.
Because if you were watching the Built to Stand Deliver, you would have thought they were heels. But then Pretty Deadly had a segment in the ring where they were beaten up like heels by Gallus, who were the baby faces. But then at Stand and Deliver, Coffee appeared and then they were proper heels again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the crowd had no idea who to cheer or boo for until they were, oh, they're getting beat up. Right, okay.
And they had a
get it.
really fun segment with, what was it, Diamond Mine in the pub, where they had a darts match. And then at the end of it, he was like, I'll shake your hand too. And then it was like really, you went in for that one.
I was chucking the arrows at the weekend, on some
Were
bank
ya?
holiday Sunday. Yeah, I went to
Oh.
Wonder Bar in the gate.
Channeling
Oh,
Gallus.
yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you
they've
mean,
got the dartboards with a...
That's a man's pub.
Yeah, it was. Well, I was drinking zombies, me.
Ooh.
I had several. Ding dong.
That's good because Van Gogh looks like a zombie. That's darts.
A zombie on crack. Well, he's all over the shop, isn't he?
Yes.
Lots of amphetamines involved.
Yes.
He's
Hey.
not, he's just high on life.
Just, yeah.
Yes, he is not part of the Pinky Party. Scripps talks absolute poo about Axiom. Ross has it all written down if you asked at all.
Are you asked?
No, it's Scripps. Please,
Not
let's
really.
move on.
Axiom. What is your
no.
biggest fear? Is it your future or is it your past? Is it looking in the mirror and seeing the guy behind the mask? It seems I have your attention. So what comes next won't be anything new. You can't expose me because I am exposing you. A load of bollocks from Reggie there.
Yeah, pretty rubbish. This is after. Did you? And obviously, you don't watch NXT, but did you
Oh, but
see?
every week I watch
Did you
it,
see Axiom kick Scripps?
No.
My God.
Scripps tries to do the sneak attack off the rope, sort of off camera angle, so he hops into shot.
Yeah, but obviously it's like the lights go down and it goes,
It's me, Scripps, and at some time I'm going to attack you.
and then it's like, he cuts there, he's trying to do it there, and then Axiom's like, yes, he is. Super kicks him.
Doesn't work.
It's the funniest thing I've seen in wrestling in ages.
It could be any time. It could be anywhere.
Oh, it's right now.
It's right
Okay.
now.
But I
Scripps
wonder
is
what,
rubbish.
what he's going to try and expose about Axiom, because we see every week his facial expressions. He says, doesn't he?
There's
You
a
can see it
kid
written
under
on my
there.
face.
There's a kid under there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they'll expose.
See what he's done
And
there.
everyone will
Thank
go,
you,
I see what
thank
he's
you.
and they go, oh no, it's, oh, never.
Oh no, who is this? I've never seen him before in my life, is what they're going to say. I couldn't tell you what A Kid looks like. Could you? Oh, well, you probably could.
Yeah, sorry.
He wrestled up here, didn't he, for a while?
Yes.
Big star in NXT UK.
Yes, and he was trying, I guess, I swear he was training on Twitter at one point because it went, A Kid is heading to NXT UK, and everybody quoted going, no, that's the least safe place from the workout.
It was filmed for YouTube, wasn't it? Danger Doors did it. Dan Gore. That was the kid heading to NXT UK.
Yeah, he did.
His
Yeah.
video with
Performance Center.
Tyler and
Oh,
Trent, yeah.
Yeah.
all the comments about why you like this.
Are we bullying him? Oh, I
No.
don't care.
No.
I don't
Yes.
care, but no, let's move on.
So Rook and Tippy Strats have a showdown for the ages.
What are you laughing?
It was really good.
Tippy gets the win with her impressive moonsault. She's the future, just like garlic bread was 21, 22 garlic bread.
Oh,
That's
the
the future.
future.
That is.
All right. Yeah, I agree. Tiffy Strats is very impressive. It's just the way that was written.
It was the way they were doing the cat. I've written down here, it was like Catwoman versus Catwoman, but if Catwoman was called Bratwoman because of Tiffy Strats,
Strats.
and if We had Surfer Catwoman.
Right, I thought there was no other.
The Soul Rucker. I tried to think of a pun.
There was going to be something.
If a cat could surf
And I was just like,
and also wrestle.
we had Surfer Sting, so we can have Surfer Catwoman.
Yeah,
That's how
that
it works. Yeah, the cartwheels and that, they were really impressive. Booker T started off with an interesting call right at the start. He's like, there is trained, then there's untrained. And I was thinking, where the hell are you going with this, Booker? And he's like, they've been training for this moment since they were small. I was just about to go, these two have never had a lick of wrestling training in their life.
These two are borderline untrained and dangerous. This should be a great match as Booker T.
But there was lots of big power moves, like Sol was doing the power slams, and then Tiffy's big moonsault at the end there. It was a
The
showdown.
triple jump moonsault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
Oh, no. Boo.
Oh, dear.
The Creeds. Well, I'm more tired doing this than Jack is tired right now walking. Bless you if he doesn't, this pal. The Creed, he's probably throwing his phone out the window after hearing the mentions of his laptop. The Creeds want Gallus, and I hope they get them because these Diamond Mine lads are the real men here. TV Stratton appears and says, Indy Hartwell is scared, and I believe her, you know.
Yep, that's a thing that happened. Yep. What have I written down here?
Is he better though? Go on.
I was just about the Creed Brothers Tiffy segment.
Okay.
I've written down, they're out of surprises, our Gallus, according to the Diamond Mine, which means that Rudo fella will come back and be a part of them or something. Wherever dragged that from? That Rudo fella from ICW.
Rudo, yeah.
Oh, Rudo. Oh.
I don't know why I wrote that down.
Big
Name
Roddy.
redactor's very own.
Yeah.
They're trying to make the beatable champion, Indy Hartwell, very hard. Very hard? Very much a thing. My God.
But she's been quite successful, right?
She's the indie dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the underdog. The indie dog.
Yeah.
Bow wow.
Bitch. Cora Jade, it says here, I'm struggling. Cora Jade cuts one of the worst promos we've ever heard. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but this was bad. She talks about how everyone in the women's locker room and has lost the control about 2 lasses in. Oh, and lost the crowd about 2 lasses in. I'm the one losing control, sorry. She was complimenting folk and then taking the piss. I couldn't work out what she was trying to do, lads. Lia Valkyria ends the pain, and Jade runs away because she's a professional wrestling baddie with an attitude. Oh, I agree, though. I had nothing to say other than, what the hell was this?
Well, it started off with a CM Punk reference, didn't it? With like, have I got your attention now? And then I think it was trying to be like when Enzo Amore was running down the cruiserweight division, that sort of vibe.
That was good, though.
Yeah,
that was good.
But then she started going, yeah, but she's all right.
Yeah, she's all right, her. Yeah, she beat me once upon a time, she did, but she's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do. I think the crowd were muted halfway through the segment because you started like hear like boring, but that
Because she's a heel.
That ended very quickly.
You don't do that to a bad person.
Yeah,
but I think they know it's bad.
Yeah. And it did look like she was a bit thrown off by the reaction from the crowd ever so slightly, in the sense it was like she probably thought this was going to get a lot of heat, and it was just
like a certain wrestling journalist thinking this is going to be I'm going to hit the big DDT like my idol Gangrel, and the crowd are going to go, it's him.
I just didn't like how it was like a pretty much paint by numbers thing where she was going, she's only big on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, we now talk about Tiffy Stratz and she's a brat with a car. Speaking of cars, Lyra Valkyria once pooed on one of them because she's a bird. Speaking of bird, it was like that.
It was pretty painful, and she was like, Lyra Valkyria, I don't like birds. And then there was like,
hang on, I'm on my notes. Hang on, give me a second. Yeah, she seemed thrown. It's funny to see a wrestler getting thrown off by the crowd. You know, the thing they never really hear in the NXT shed usually.
I did like how Lyra kept things birdie by saying she would rip her eyes out like a raven would if anything came for its treasure.
I like Raven. Great show.
Pecks their eyes out, don't they? In fights.
Yeah, it was just weird to hear it though. Like, she's not wrong, but it's just the context of wrestling. Bro. Yeah, it was rubbish.
It was a rubbish.
And it's fair because like Cora Jade wrestles well and looks the part, and then she's just like, this is what comes out. Like, all right.
It's whoever's writing these scripts for these poor lasses. Like JC.
I agree.
Scripts. Is that who's to play?
Oh no.
Yeah, because JC Jane gets bad stuff as well, as we've said the last few weeks. So yeah, sort it out.
Charlie Dempsey is coming for the North American title. We learned this as he and his stepdad Drew Gulak say words at Wesley during a backstage segment.
Wes was back to being an annoying dick. I'd like to see Charlie slap
He
him
made
around.
some really high-pitched noises when Drew's trying to do a proper challenge. And
It's one of them, isn't it? The Ross
I
Geller.
thought he was quite funny.
Oh,
you
we're
would.
too old. Yeah, we're too old.
When he was like, "Why are you so serious? Why are you being like this? Like, why have you got such a straight face? Oh, you're so mean." It was just like
That's it. We're too old. He's appealing to the youth.
I thought that was quite entertaining from him because he's like, everything I've heard about Wesley and seen from Wesley, he is just, I'm happy with all challenges. This added a little bit of personality to me that it was just like, okay, he's going to get under the skin of them a little bit.
And everyone watching too.
Yeah, but not immediately. It'll slow burn.
I'll tell you what, though. There's a tag team in the offing here between JD McDonald, Google me, and Charlie. Because Charlie was like, how are you supposed to jump around the ring when your ligaments are torn? I think he sounds like Liam Neeson, you know. Charlie
Yeah,
Dempsey.
he does a wee bit.
Okay, I can see that.
How are you supposed to jump around the ring? I'm sorry.
I thought it was a nice promo. And it's funny because it's like, wow, that sounds really cool and menacing. And Wesley's like, ooh.
Woohoo!
He's like, there's other things I can do. Like, it was good.
Yeah,
It was
I'll do an
fun.
angle lock then. Shut up. Haha, that's Andre Chase.
Be a nice clash of styles, that match. I'm very much excited.
I'm looking forward to it.
Wah, wah, wee, wah. Bring that back.
Hey,
Oh,
Nakamura's team, what are you doing? Come Tuesday is single and ready to come. He loses cum-exclusivity. Jesus.
No, conclusively. He loses conclusively.
He loses
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't say this made up word. He loses conclusively to Ilya Kumanov in a scrumming cummy match.
I
Had a
thought
lovely time there.
it was a great start from Cum in this match with the big boot, the shots in the corner, like prime Cum Tyson I've written down on my notes here. I was having a great time. The groin plex from Ilya to Cum was also lovely.
Groin?
We had him held like that under his groin, didn't he? And used the...
It was impressive.
He must have
Don't ruin that.
He must have proper squashed his yam bag to steal something from Taz. He got him right in the yams. There was a lovely twist and butterfly suplex as well from Cum.
That's right.
Which was a delightful move to see.
Drink every time Ross has said come.
But I was really
Drink cum every time Cross
Were
says.
you not shocked to see Cum lose this easily? When the
I
stakes
hate it
were,
when he comes easily.
when the stakes were massive.
I did, yeah, but it's Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
But if Cum lost, which he did,
Which he did.
he lost Mr. Stone.
He's not part of the. Yeah, well.
He
Yeah,
needs
so what was the
Mr.
downside?
I don't know. Mr. Stone couldn't get out there quick enough, could he?
He lost Robbie Rotten.
I think
Clear your throat.
you're the only person this excited about Cum and his whole thing with Robert Stone.
Jack should be here. Jack would get the momentous occasion this match was. Is getting emotional.
So you're right.
No, don't cry.
I'm just thinking back to help me, help you. All the great times Cum and Stone have had. Rob, get my dancing shoes.
Alone.
Cry Tuesday. Never seen it again.
I mean, what was exciting about this was what happened after the match, though, with Dijak, right? That was. Have we seen any teases of this before?
No. As Ross dies off camera. Dijak showed up, yelled like a normal human being. No one reacted.
The internet.
I think
did.
I forgot to write it down.
Did
Didn't
he?
I?
The internet.
Don't worry, we didn't forget.
Like Dijak showing up and squaring off.
What did the internet have to say?
Well, I thought his line was quite good. You like pain? I'm going to make you immortal. Or pain makes you feel alive? I'll make you immortal. Good line.
That's not.
Good
Those are two
line.
different things.
Good line.
Feeling alive is not being immortal.
No, but-
Immortal's like everlasting. age.
You're always alive.
It's going to make him live
You're
forever.
always alive.
It's like yeah, the live forever thing that name redacted guy, you know, whatever his name, Purple, like doing.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Purple.
What's his name? I forgot his name. Velveteen Dream.
Oh!
Purple.
Purple.
Barney the dinosaur. I like this bit with Dijak at the
Because
end.
of his attire.
Yeah, and his
Yeah.
Purple Rain print stuff. There we go. Got there in the end. I've completely blanked on his name.
This is one of the best ones we've ever done. I'm dying. Loving this.
Purple.
Yeah, after receiving a pep talk from Hank Walker, Tank Ledger bloody loses to Joey Coffey. Joe's finisher is called All the Best for the Bells or something. Can one thing not be about pubs, please? It's such small torture energy.
Small Todger energy.
I assume that's something you say as the clock is approaching midnight when you've got a glass of whiskey in one hand and a rock of cocaine in the other. Good times.
Hey, all the best for the bells, eh?
After
Is
the
that not
mass.
something you guys say down here?
No, what does it mean?
It's New Year's. All the best for the bells.
That
No.
We say Happy New Year.
Like if
Thank you for the code.
Right, so like if you see someone at like the
Half
day
11,
of
yeah.
in the morning, all the best for the bells.
That's first footing.
No, that's we've got that as
after
well. That's
midnight,
after midnight. This is
yeah.
before.
Oh,
So if you were,
you have the cocaine, then you have the shortbread.
yeah. If I saw you out on a walk midday, all the best for the bells.
That's not
That's it's not a pub thing.
Hope you have a good New Year there, pal.
Nah,
Well, I
you
might
got-
see you on the square later.
all the best for the bells.
You have to do that once. That's once a year. You get to say that though. Can you
Yeah.
not be, it's Rippy Offy Day.
All the best for the bells.
Okay.
But Booker T couldn't get that either. He sort of just was like,
Well, I've never related to him more.
he said something that was completely not it, and then Vic corrected him, going, all the best for the bells, and then Booker T got it wrong once again.
Doesn't sound like Booker T.
Yeah, no.
After match, we get slightly less meaty men than your normal meaty men slapping the meat as the spooky boys and those damn diamonds arrive on the scene.
Yeah, the Schism and the Diamond Mine arrive on the scene. I worked out well. Tank is basically Mojo Rawley. He does this big shoulder block after dancing. His little thing on the apron was good. The splash, a splash of Taz with that throw over the head with the arms. Oh yeah, he does that suplex. I never know the name of.
Yep.
What's it called? Where he locks the arms like that and throws
T-bone?
them over? T-bone?
Yeah.
Clutch.
No, it was like the
Oh, no.
clutch arm,
The arms are straight, and he goes.
hooked belly to belly sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he's got, the
Oh!
arms are straight.
Because
He's
you
hooked them
T-bone,
up.
you hook a leg, don't you?
Yeah.
right. So it's double armed and then over your head.
Yeah.
Just an overhead belly to belly as well.
Oh, an overhead belly to belly. Like Taz.
Tazplex. If Taz
Yeah.
I thought Coffee's punches were good, convincing, and a nice couple of lariats as well.
It's like dance.
But Tang's promo before the match was
Don't like
confusing because Tang said, everywhere Coffee has been, he's been a tap guy. A tap guy. Being on tap. And I was like, you didn't watch WCPW, did you, Tang? He was merely a backup dancer in the Prestige.
But you know who was part of that? Main event of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes.
Was he?
He was not in the Prestige.
What was he in?
He was in WCPW.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I thought we're all the same way.
But Joe Coffey was not a top guy
No, he was not.
there.
He was a backup dancer.
It used to be something really special in IC Dub. And it seems weird looking at him now going just part of this wrestling landscape. But hey, I do moves in NXT. I do the same match every time now. And it's like, I used to be so look forward to him in IC Dub and his promos. And he just settled into doing the exact same match.
It's not been like that for a while. Like back in day.
Like I said, 2016, 17, he's like, I'm a heel, I'll wrestle this type of match. I'm a face, I'll wrestle the exact
It's
same
been
type
quite
of
a
match.
while. It's not just an NXT thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so I'm talking about,
Yeah.
I didn't say that very well because I'm absolutely shattered from laughing from all the notes. Sorry about that. And we're still nowhere near. Zoe Stark and Roxanne Perez say words, and Bazinga, they're having a match next week. Tony and Stax were there with Roxanne at the start of the scene and were on the brink of offering her protection before Zoe cut them off. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah.
The road
She was
not
just
taken.
About to get offered. Imagine Tony and Stax offering protection for Roxanne. Incredible. If anything, that would create more anxiety being involved in the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it not?
Well,
We've done you a favor. Now
You have to, yeah. I'm not sure why there were piped in boos when Kit Wilson made his big comeback because that lovely eccentric Englishman was stolen and kept in a car boot for a while. Yeah, he got back.
It's okay if it happens to the British.
Oh, it's a shame.
Sorry, beg your pardon. It's good if it happens to the English.
There we go. Thank you.
Sorry. Waller steals a win in the main event 4-way and will face Mello in 2 weeks at Spring Breakin'. After the match, Grayson drinks from a shoe. They're not very nice. Bloody hell. Jack is not enjoying this.
It's a word that Australians use commonly as a term of endearment. It rhymes with, I can't even say that.
Mello stares him down, and that's the end of the show. It's a special match because Dragon Lee's entrance worked.
It was good. I like when he freezes and they get the little thing up there, like the SmackDown graphic from like the early noughties.
Did you guys like that? I didn't like his entrance at all.
Oh, because it broke at WrestleMania thing.
His theme slaps though.
His
Oh,
theme's
it's a
great,
great
but
theme.
like you miss
Break your neck.
his whole entrance down at the ring. It's just he's back. Oh, he's in the ring. Cool. You miss his entrance. You're stuck looking at stats. Don't look at stats.
Of course you do.
You're on a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, we like our
Stats.
analytics and stats, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes.
Dull Hudson,
Great
once
match,
again, was the perfect combination of Hulk Hogan and Dusty Rhodes. The suplexes, the hulking up with the U, it was brilliant. I just wish he would show his loyalty more, obviously, to Chase U. and not to
if he'd won
himself.
the title, he would have.
He would have left Chase U if he won that.
Oh,
He'll be the one that takes down the bloodline. Chase U.
Yeah, Chase U.
Chase U
Whether
should.
Dill will be involved, I'm not too
Well,
sure.
right now, no one else is going after it.
Duke should take the belt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it now.
You should duke it out
Mm-hmm.
with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Poison Rana from JD was lovely. The double stomp off the top from Dragon Lee, breaking up an near fall, was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write down some bollocks, me.
No, this is good. This is actually
great,
proper
it's great,
wrestling
yeah.
analysis.
And I like the
analysis.
way it looked nailed on. The Dragon Lee was going to win before Wallace stole it. Good booking, I've written down there. A power bomb from Dull to Dragon was brilliant. Or on Dull from Dragon.
Dull, yeah.
Because Dull's, I don't know if you've heard, he's 6'5".
He's a big boy.
Booyaka.
6'5". And also Vic's like, Michael Scott, no.
Yeah.
When the final fall was going down, was prime wrestling.
Yeah, I like the camera work there showing Chase U literally going, no, as the 1, 2, 3 came down.
It's spring breaking in 2 weeks' time?
2 weeks' time, Fraser.
My only worry is that it's too soon to have Carmelo Hayes versus Grayson Waller because both of them feel main event or main roster ready. And I don't think I think Waller should get
could be getting a loss, for Carmelo and
You
a
think so?
promotion.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Grayson Waller's ready for the belt and he should have a run with it, but also Carmelo Hayes has just got it.
Get him on SmackDown, though. He's too good.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Just seems too coincidental, doesn't it, the timing of the draft and this match?
Yes, it does. AEW Dynamite. Light the fuse, bring the laptop to the restaurant. You diddler. Boom. That works. By the way, we had a quick Google on the break there. Turns out we now know why it's called Ben's Original. Sorry about that.
Sounded really flippant. That.
Can't win that. we stopped the podcast to bring you a really heartfelt apology. I'm really sorry. Darby Allin outs his foot fetish as he defeats Swerve Strickland in a barn burner of an opener. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes,
Great
he
match.
did.
Yes. Sorry, usually
The stun of the dive and the coffin drop attempt off the massive thingy but at the start is what you should do if you've been hit by a car and then attacked by Brian Cage on consecutive days last week. Swerve dragging Darby down the stairs, whipping him with the belt. The torture rack backbreakers was all very slow and methodical. And that stands out in this day and age of professional wrestling. And I like it. Up the Swerve.
I'm just glad to see Swerve getting on Dynamite and getting a good spot for it because putting him in there with Darby Allin gets him in the conversation in that title picture with MJF and sort of could he be the one to? I think he could potentially be the one to take it off Darby if Darby ever wins it because they've got a story there with Darby having all the wins over him.
Yeah,
and I'm glad it was kind of a roll up.
Yeah, kind of a flukish thing. Darby taking the Del Rio stomp, but instead of hanging over the thing for ages, just hanging off the apron.
Really sad that it's known as the Del Rio Stomp.
Yeah. Is anybody else who does it?
Phoenix did it.
Who does it?
Battle of Bells.
Someone more recent than Del Rio because I remember pointing it out on. It's Andrade. Andrade does it.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
The Andrade
I
stops.
forgot he exists.
He does. He's still alive.
Dragon Lee did it. Dragon Lee did it on NXT.
Oh, of course.
Lee kicks.
Is it just a Lucha thing then?
Yeah?
Yeah, it must be.
Okay.
Exclusive
Just
to
under the
Mexico.
whistle there.
Fair enough then. Yeah.
I tell you what, the Aubrey was the only thing wrong with this match at the end because she was looking right at Nana when he put the foot on the rope and she did nothing about it. I know she got there eventually, but I wanted to do it there and then. Respect the rules. The mat is sacred. What?
I can just
you're
now
not wrong.
picture you in Imperium.
No, he's in Cult U. Stop it.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I like that Darby responded with a poison Rana off the apron at the outside. Bloody hell. I said, Darby getting distracted because he's dumb to go chase after Brian Cage. Like, you dummy. But Swerve's foot, he obviously gave him the big stomp, but then he went, ow, but the little get bit me foot, so I'm going to sell for a bit before hitting the move. I'm like, oh, nice. People doing that.
Biting a sweaty sock, though.
Oh,
No, thank
Darby's
you.
like, hee hee. Then he get thrown out, so Darby's able to roll him up with the Last Supper. I thought it was very well put together, but I'm surprised that they had Swerve lose. This is the thing, AEW's thing where they have people who aren't like definitely main eventing, but there's people who are going to be bubbling under. They can sometimes like keep them at that level rather than establish them later on. Because yeah, okay, it was a fluky win, but I'm just like, yeah, but Swerve's too good for that.
But Darby needed the win more. I did want Swerve to win, but I think Darby definitely needed.
But then I'm like, well, why not have any of the 9,000 other people that Tony Khan signed
yes.
this week be in this position?
Yeah.
Good point. Well made.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't often hear that. Following the match, MJF appears. Yay. and puts over Darby for being good at the wrestles, but reminds him of Headlock Takeover Gate a few years ago. I had forgotten about that. I was glad you reminded me.
Yeah.
Morality Police Darby Allin then asks MJF if he's happy with the man that he is, and cuts a really passionate promo about going to therapy during his first year of AEW, bloody hell, and making sure his family is taken care of away from the ring. A drunk uncle called Sting appears and just says any old bollocks. It's really entertaining. The Stinger admits his showtime is ending, but Darby's showtime and run of the AEW World title is only just beginning. Sting even drops a C-bomb. No, hey. During his promo.
A massive C-bomb.
And the world is still shaking all these hours later.
He said Cody.
Stop. MJF spits at Darby and runs away. He obviously has a phobia of pom-poms because obviously Sting is a cheerleader.
With the bumps that Darby takes, I think he'll retire before Sting will.
That's
I think,
sad that might actually be true.
Yeah, I think Showtime's going to be over for Darby before it is for Sting. I really like this though. I think it got. Sting was the best part of it.
Oh, right, he was. The shrieks at the start. I don't see myself as a daycare kind of guy. I'm a cheerleader. I've got a fever, and my only cure for fever is pom poms. More pom poms.
Crowd loved it.
Yeah, I don't know what was going
bizarre.
on. And then he starts. It was like a drunk uncle at a wedding because he just starts going, "Love you, Nature Boy. Love you." Did the Crow Sting stuff for a bit, then there's like the Wolfpack Sting for it. Love you, Kevin. Love you, Scott. Love you, Too Sweet Me. Yeah.
Kevin's not watching this. He said as much.
yeah, he's not going to do. MJF's like, yeah, I'm not happy who I am either, but I'm unsure if I'm going to heaven, if there is one, but I don't care. Lol. And Sting brought up that he was helped by Flair, another guy who ain't seen heaven either. Lol. I had a nice interpretation looking up and going, what are the Hebrew interpretations of the afterlife anyway? It turns out there's maybe a Sheol and maybe a heaven, but there's definitely no hell. In Jewish religion, so sounds like there's nothing but
no wonder he's a dick then.
Yeah,
playing with the house's money.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm getting a bit sick of people going, MJF, you might be the world champion, but are you happy with the person you see in the mirror? No, it's a pointless thing to bring up to MJF, is it not?
Yeah, they keep on doing it because then he can go, you don't understand. I drunkenly crashed my car and then my girlfriend took the blame for it because I hurt inside.
It's just going to wear him down. Eventually, he's just going to be like, yeah, I'm not a fan.
But he's the world champion. Who cares? A toss? Yeah.
Needs to be a fisherman like Braun Breaker was.
Shut up, Fraser. He's still not recovered from that.
Powerhouse Hobbs squashes Silas Young in an open challenge for the TNT title. Moment Silas Young was a thing.
Yeah.
Wardlow beats up and then flips the car. QT Marshall brought Hobbs as a gift. No, not Kit. I wish he would have done the same to QT. Aaron Solo is given the Anna JAS treatment for good measure because he takes a powerbomb off the thing, which I thought they weren't doing considering how badly it went. And this time,
it wasn't much better, was it?
Wardlow absolutely stuffed the get. Hit one table
like
very, very hard. And yeah.
They'll have to cancel QTV now if Aaron Solo can't be there.
You know what? Okay,
damn it.
Well done. Well done, Wardlow.
There was a nice sign in the crowd saying, stop trying to make QT happen. Nice Mean Girls reference there. Topical for the podcast.
I can't wait to see him talk about that on the next episode of the QTV television. I liked... Well, first of all, I thought this was a bit weird. Like, oh, wow, he attacked the car that we only saw a week ago. It's like, there's no emotional involvement in this. One of those Attitude Era bits. However, I did like that
That's
Wardlow.
what I've written down there. Lovely bit of Attitude Era business. Look at this. I'm on par with you. I'm a great wrestling mind.
You should be panicking. Wardlow forgot to put, or either deliberately put, I'm not sure, the forklift in park. So then it just went off and did its own thing, as if the forklift was his son. And Wardlow was teaching him to walk out stabilizers for the first time.
I thought that was brilliant when he just drove off.
Yeah, he got out and then just hit him anyway.
Imagine if it like went through the car. Well, because going straight towards the car.
It's like, hang on.
But there was a road behind it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine if it caused like a multi-car pileup.
Oh, he's got to still do the spot though. We could power through it and go and powerbomb Aaron Solo.
I tell you what though, I was shocked to see Silas Young, since he is the last real man in professional wrestling, not get a single move in.
Oh.
Poor thing.
I know everyone's shocked, but you know, there's a podcast.
Yeah. Yes, they've checked his Twitter feed, I guess.
I tell you, it's going to be such a David Hasselhoff when Wardlow and Hobbs get it on. I can't wait.
I like that you're making signing next week.
You're going
trying to make Hasselhoff.
You're going to make it happen.
I'm getting a T-shirt soon. Somehow.
Get David Hasselhoff to do a cameo talking about
I don't even want to
Hasselhoff.
think about how much he charges for a cameo.
Absolutely.
Quite a bit, but
Yeah.
you know.
Is
You
it
need
worth
to.
it, Fraser?
Oh, 100%.
Jay White lies about the state of the Bullet Club here in 2023 and says they're going to take over AEW or something. I don't believe him. They even showed pictures of the Bullet Club when it was at its best, when he was saying it's at its best now. Silly. Yeah, Omega.
Cody.
Yeah,
the
all the other
Bucks.
people. Yeah. And you're like, that's right. It's exactly the same.
It's like, yeah, we're the two best ones. We're Switchblade, Jay White, and Juice Robinson.
Say, you remember those guys like, that's right, we're the Bullet Club, we're the best and coolest guys in the business. Well, now we've got Jay White going, look at me. And we've got Juice going, that's right, it's me.
Yeehaw!
The juice is loose. Glug, glug, glug. I'm like, Bullet Club.
I thought that was a wrong move. I know that obviously, as Jay White left New Japan,
Yes.
so why are we continuing that? Then
Because
Just
he's Bullet Club Gold.
give him some new.
Chef
that's New
Jarrett will be
that, man.
popping with gold. Was he still a member of Bullet
Of
Club?
course he is.
Yes.
He was the only one missing off that little promo.
So
that
they
did-
your Bullet Club
need
for
him,
life.
They need him for Bullet Club Gold to start shilling it. And that'll make it even better.
Yeah, when they merge with the Triple J
Yeah.
and have 51%, everyone looks at the camera waiting for a reaction and they go, blah, 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 I hate wrestling.
Yeah.
Bullet Club Gold sounds like what it should be in like 20 years' time when they're all retired.
It
Just like sitting around listening to Smooth FM.
Bullet Club Gold's the membership that you get to have it without adverts.
It sounds like a Monster Energy drink,
It does.
Oh.
which I've need
That
one.
used to be good in 2017, but now doesn't taste as nice for some reason. Buddy Maffews can't beat Orange Cassidy the TNT title, even though TNT title, international title,
international
even
title.
though Orange's hand is really sore. A little bit later, the best friends call out the IWGP Tag Champs Aussie Open for a match on Rampage. Are you mental? The Aussie lads have presumably accepted, otherwise that was 30 seconds to never get it back. And then he went, that's right, on 3. Okay? And then just did that. And then Freddie was like, you didn't say any numbers.
I thought in the early goings it was a proper Ron Seal match between Orange and Buddy Maffews, with Orange doing the dive, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, and Buddy doing all of his Buddy moves like Kenny Omega.
Because he's buddy moving.
Buddy
Yeah.
moving. He doesn't F with cats.
Yes. Okay. I've not seen the
on.
documentary, but I get
I
it.
have seen the documentary.
Body moving is the name of the lady, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the Beastie Boys song. Like, that's again, it's so amazing to see these frame of references. Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader in Body Moving. Oh yeah, the cat killer.
Yeah.
No, the cat's mystery
Oh,
solver.
yeah. Still need to watch that. Still need to watch Tiger King.
Fraser,
They are two different kettles of
Yeah.
tigers, I guess.
Don't bother with
'Cause-
season 2 of Tiger King.
Cats. Yeah.
Was there a season 2?
Yeah.
Aye, but Joe's not in it because he's in jail, so it's pointless.
So it's just whatever. Look, Tiger King is a car wreck. I tried to get my parents to watch, and they went, "Son, it is too American."
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, "Yeah, fair enough." But you're just not supposed to like
It's like
anybody.
NXT.
Yeah. My parents don't like that. They, but the cat one is not a happy viewing. It gets really grim in that second episode. So just so you know,
Fair. I'll give it a watch.
Body
Yeah, but-
Moving's a nice lady, though.
Okay.
Unless she's been cancelled since.
So just solve it.
we were going to talk about Body Moving. She said something about the Benz original and looked like a tit on a podcast.
I thought the hand playing part was nice. It was something different for an Orange Cassidy match. It's like seeing that bit of jeopardy there, because he takes the piss all the time, but now he can't because of his mitten. But there was a bit I didn't like, and that was the bit where we had the tornado DDT reversal off the ropes into the torpe DDT on the floor, and then the diving DDT in the middle of the ring, and it still can't get the job done. I thought it was a good finish spot, that one.
AEW does like doing these bits where he hit him with 3 moves. This must be it. And he goes, well, it never is.
Yeah.
So why would we believe that? And it's like 3 variants of a DDT.
And Body Moving sold it like there was no tomorrow.
I'd quite like to.
And it turns out there was a tomorrow because he kicked out.
I'd quite like to see them switch the titles here. Actually, I would quite like to have seen Buddy Maffews win, because how long has Orange Cassidy had the belt for now? I feel like
Wow.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, and it's not that his reign's getting boring, but I think they could switch it up, and that would have been quite a big shock win.
I agree.
Thanks.
I think he's going to lose it in London because it's called the international title. And that's the next time they're probably abroad.
Yeah, but Buddy's Australian, so that would have fit the
He is,
tick the box.
Or is he American at this point?
Oh, he's Australian.
He's been there for 7 years.
He's got to always go back, doesn't he? To Melbourne City Wrestling, isn't that?
Wow, that is a thing, yeah.
MCW.
MC Dab.
I think he's the current champ there.
Because he's going to win at home or away. Sorry. Always ends up hating them, doesn't it? Anyway, so yeah, I like Orange Cassidy, but you're right. I think there are songs doing this stuff. And so many times you can have this same thing where it's like, Orange Cassidy's about to lose. Oh, no, he doesn't. Yeah. Especially when it had a really good thing with like, oh, no, my hand can't get worked. I can't do that. Oh, let's kick out the moves. That's not Orange Cassidy. That's Kenny Omega.
He has a lovely mousetrap, though.
He does.
Yeah, lovely mousetrap.
I agree with that. Gnarly promo about Luchasaurus and Christian Cage where CC says, says things are changing. And I thought it was a different mask because the whole Luchasaurus mask lawsuit. But it looked to me exactly the bloody same.
They've won.
Yeah.
That's it then.
Take that.
Yeah.
What? Who was it?
I can't remember who it was.
Paramount, maybe? I can't remember.
Mask. Inc. So they should have said things aren't changing. Things are staying exactly the same. Get effed, mask company.
We're finding lots of stairwells now to shoot lovely, gnarly promos in. That's what's changing. Up the stairwells and down them too.
Yeah. That's how they work. And sometimes the elevators. Ooh, probably for a treat. I'm surprised Luchasaurus and Christian Cage are still sticking together because I thought they were together because the Jungle Boy thing. Now that's hopefully done.
Hopefully, yeah.
I'm a little bit. I'm happy for Christian that he's still alive, but I'm a little bit sad that he's still there because in terms of a retirement match for a bastard in a turtleneck, it doesn't come any better than being locked in a coffin and that coffin falling straight down to hell,
just descending into the abyss. Not the actual abyss.
Tinged with a little bit of sadness that wasn't his go away bit.
Ethan Page complains about Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy appear and tell Page that he's an idiot for not reading through the terms of the contract for his match with Hook. They even say, have you never watched wrestling before? If Page lost to Hook, which he did, then Hardy and the Private Party were no longer to be owned by the firm. Huzzah! The firm comes down and beat down the newly freed lads. There's the Pepsi trying to attack me. And the Hook comes down to even the odds. But even that can help. So, Jeff Hardy, what are you doing?
What are you doing here?
No, really, what are you doing here? Jeff gets the better of everyone. Massive hug for his brother. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
It was a lovely moment.
Big pop.
It's a big pop and everything, but it's like you can't look at Jeff and go, oh, good, he's back and everything's okay.
Yeah.
We've done this. Mm-hmm. We've done this storyline more times.
A year ago.
Yeah,
exactly.
We've done this more than, Christian Jungle Boy have been feuding with. It wasn't like, oh no, he was slightly over the limit. He drove without a license with a car that already had a breathalyzer lock on off the road at noon with the blood alcohol content described online by Trevor Dame of rocket fuel. Like, I want him to do well. Jeff Hardy, the person, I want him to recover. I wouldn't wish substance abuse on bloody anybody. But seeing him in a wrestling ring, I can't go, oh boy, I hope he does a swanton. I'm like, no, can you just get better? Doesn't.
He had to pass a lot of things to get back to where he got to last night, which is where the hope comes from. Because they put all, I forget what the actual terminology of what he had to pass was,
right?
Like in place, but he had to pass everything to come back. So presumably he's passed everything. Matt Hardy was teasing it this week that he was going to be back in like 6 weeks or something. So that was a nice little swervington from him. Mm-hmm. I thought when they started hugging, the crowd were very much on board. It was a nice thing, but it is tinged with like, it feels like the last chance saloon kind of thing for Jeff because it can't go wrong again.
Yeah, if it goes wrong again, it's done.
His career's over, isn't it?
We've heard that.
Yeah,
it's got to be though, because he's gonna end up killing someone, isn't he?
Everyone said that last year was that, oh, that's his career over, surely. So like, it's going to be interesting to see how they use them because what's maybe best for him is just the occasional appearance and then you're not on the road.
Or at the very least, he just does mid-level tag matches with his brother. Like, hey, like
not the thing he did with Darby.
Yeah.
Remember?
No more of this. Yeah. Hey, Jeff. Okay, you feeling better? Okay, cool. Time to jump off ladders. It's like, no, you just do little matches. Pretend you're the Bushwhackers or something. You know, to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
What else was in that segment? Hook's shirt was lovely, straight out the closet of Richard Tubman, I thought.
Oh, if you're going to steal from the best.
Yeah. And the bump Isaiah took on the apron looked absolutely horrible after being humped from behind, I've written down there, but he was attacked from the rear.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, when he straight into it was like almost tightest world slide.
But without
going under. Yeah.
Bless him. Kenny Omega talks seriously for the first time in his life. Jesus. Because even though he knows Don Callis is a dick, he is family. And the BCC can't be doing that to Don's head. It's so grim when they were talking about, like, on this show and on reports, that Don Callis bladed himself during that very, very, very quick beatdown. And apparently cut himself so deep that you could see the bone and everything. But you couldn't see it on TV.
No. They did
It was
show it this
like,
week,
what a
though.
waste.
Apparently, I thought it was a shoot cut,
Yeah.
not
like,
a blade job.
Oh,
was-
no,
whatever-
whatever. Like,
Whatever
Yeah,
it was,
well.
it looked very
Damn, that's Sean Ross
painful
up.
in that cut. That image that
Yeah.
they showed, it was brutal.
That was a Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good to see Omega like with a different tone to a promo. Because I know he does heel and face, but this was like serious.
With the
I wish we'd seen more of this from Kenny.
the framed photo of the background of him and Don Callis with their heads on what looked like models' bodies.
That was from lockdown
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
when he was a dick.
That was in the background,
that.
blurred out, which I thought was funny that he had it up in presumably his home, but it could also have been a hotel room.
So you have to bring it with him every time. And I thought it was like, okay, that's nice. He's getting serious. It's like, yeah, look, yeah, Don's a dick, but he's my dick.
Yeah.
And they then segue to the next bit.
Only I get to play with him.
Yeah, stop it. After the wonderful babyface promo over the weekend about signing up to the bullies, Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa are here to be murdered by the bullies who are bullying them. With the crowd going, yeah, nice serious promo, Kenny. All right, here we go. Putting on the bib for the blood. Here we go, lads. Meat's back on the menu. Oh, they just got slaughtered.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Brandon Cutler's selling was so good. He was even selling when he was doing offensive moves. That makes no sense, but it's what happened. He was trying to do lariats, and he was like doing the old Bambi routine. I think Cutler could be used a lot more.
World champ material.
I'm not quite Fraser. How dare you?
No, yeah, it's going to take, first of
Get
all,
him in QTV, and that'll be the star that Tony Schiavone's talking about.
that's right. Dole Hudson's going to win the title off Roman, and then this is going to be Brandon Cutler.
It's going to happen.
But the nerds
Make dozens.
I'd put big money on it.
Yeah, but it was funny because we're doing all this stuff and they're beating him, and then obviously Moxie and Claudio was having a really good time, like, oh, but people are like, look at them being funny, doing the giant swing, and Moxie going, hee, and apron. Then they kept on going and going, and the crowd, and she stopped going, yay, it's a stars to, oh, this is horrible, boo. And like, oh, good, they're getting it, hooray. So when Kenny Omega appeared, and with the Young Bucks, so obviously very, very slowly made the save that they do.
I was going to say, like, why weren't they watched all that knowing they were there? Because Kenny told us in the promo that he wasn't here, so it was like, oh, big surprise popping that. But like, they let Michael and Brandon get murdered when they could have saved them.
He was at home. That promo aired. The match started, and he flew from Winnipeg.
Like that?
To arrive, and I've just missed, it's ended.
Yeah.
And then the Bucks, they were, I don't know, what were they doing? But they could have been there.
Yeah.
It's so egotistical is what it is.
Yeah. Horrible. They're the heels.
And then Screwdrivers bought the ring. We shall go back to Full Gear 2019 when Mox, the one that stick screwdriver in the turnbuckle pad in his match with Ken. Also, last week with Brian Danielson, used it on there. So, yeah.
Nice last shot with it in the turnbuckle pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did in that match of Full Gear. I watched it back on Twitter. Mox sticks it in the turnbuckle going for Kenny's head.
That's one thing about AEW and Twitter. There will always be a bunch of people who go, remember that thing that happened? You're like,
sad, aren't they?
Wow.
But thank you all the same.
Thank you, you sad get. So, yeah, and I'm, like I said, I'm looking forward to the match because I'm enjoying their bad work as bad people. But I'm like, yeah, get them, Omega and Bucks.
Oh, imagine
I can't wait for Danielson to murder you.
Imagine if the BCC did that to the Elite like what they did last night. Or on Wednesday. Sorry, podcast land.
Sorry, podcast land.
That's 2 days ago.
Yeah. Swerve Strickland takes credit for Darby Allin before basically saying his merging of things isn't over. He got that right. He's going to get some things done before the show is over. I can't tell if the crowd in the arena saw this because when the main event went down, everyone seemed confused.
Yeah.
Well, you can still hear the crowd cheering or making noise for Kenny and everybody during this. So,
Yeah.
it was a bit weird.
Because they would probably be celebrating a ringside. So
Yeah.
this might just be for us.
Kenny. And
More egistical doings by those Elite lads, eh?
Yeah.
They only
What
care
about
about
them?
themselves, don't they?
Ego VPs.
Terrible. Yeah. You tell them, Fraser. You look at that camera and tell them.
Egotistical vice presidents. There we go.
That's right. Couldn't manage
Yeah.
a what?
Wendy's, I don't know,
There
a
you go.
Target.
I don't want to left that blank for someone to fill in.
I only know
Sorry.
the naughty version. I can't say anymore.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was it?
What were you chewing there? That was very visceral.
it's lip.
Yeah. I was just thinking.
Yeah. That's what you do when you think. Nah, nah. Tony Storm hits a Storm Zero to see her and Ruby Soho get a win over Sky Blue and Rio. After the bell, Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker try to stop an assault from the social outcasts. Yeah, just like Adam Rose and Bo Dallas et al.
I wrote down Social Outcasts thinking that was the actual name, but then realized it's not their name. That's a different thing. So I went with it,
I didn't even notice.
I can see they're just called the Outcasts, aren't they?
They're the Outcasts.
Saraya and that, yeah. But it's the Social Outcasts were 2016's best jobber stable.
That's right. These are the Outcasts that smell like poo.
They're like the spiritual successor.
Yeah, in many ways, Fraser.
Yeah.
That's analysis, everybody.
Yeah.
Debatable.
The lasses are back in their little slot before the main event, which was a bit of a shame. We got away from that. I thought the match was plodding along a little bit. The heels were beating down the baby faces. Then Rio started a fight back. And then it picked up when all four lasses were just in the ring, just battering each other. It turned into quite a good thing. And then they hit a bloody shield bomb. The Social Outcasts. Shield bomb.
They've seen Ryback online, giving it big uns.
What, like, look at the damage this move did to him. He's eating crisps in a car now. This is what we could do to our opponents.
Like every single...
He's become a meme in non-wrestling things now.
Yeah. Should I retire? Yes. No. Come back. Why would you put that in there? I did like how Britt Baker was dressed as Sugar Shane Helms. Go back and watch it. It's prime, like maybe even 3 count era Sugar Shane Helms.
I like both Jamie Hayter and Britt waiting for their pop and their music to play before coming out to save them.
Ego vice presidents.
Thank you. They both just waited, didn't they? They could have come down as a team.
Well, they saw Matt Riddle and Sami Zayn on Raw. Well, that's how they do.
Yeah.
Don't want to copy them. Yeah.
Or has Britt got it in for Jamie Hayter?
Oh, no.
Join the Outcasts.
Maybe. Yeah.
Luckily, this match happened before the main event, so we didn't have any momentum ruined for Keith Lee versus Chris Jericho, which ended with Swerve Strickland twatting Keith Lee upside the head, which means Jericho can get a big old W, that's the upside down M, against the former Bear Cat. Not this again. Even though Keith was fighting for Adam Cole, Jericho was disrespecting that Cole at the minute, Cole is nowhere to be seen up until the very end of the show. WTF, Adam?
Heel move, I thought, from Cole, being like, oh, I'm so concerned for you, Keith. Let's walk back to the back together.
Well, we know how Jericho likes cheating with Daniel Garcia at ringside. I stuttered. I got it there.
That's where you were going.
I'll just say in the back, play my snares. Does this mean Mogul affiliates have now merged with the Embassy and the JAS? Tune in next week to find out, hopefully. It's just this multimedia conglomerate just consumes everything.
Yeah, because Swerve cut that promo before the women's match saying he's going to merge some more things, basically, and he wasn't done for the night. So does this mean, was it just a one-off attack on Keith, who they've got obviously history, those two? Or was this like the JAS joining this, I forget what they called it, the Mogul
Embassy.
The Mogul Embassy, yeah.
Yeah, the Embassy affiliates.
I thought he's going to merge his foot with Beer Cat, as some people call him, his head.
I did like how the match was built up as like Keith said, I need to teach you some respect, Chris Jericho, because he's not respecting my friend Adam. And it was like the kiss on the head at the start and the reaction from Jericho showing that Keith was just there to take the piss. And I was like, I like that from Keith.
Yeah.
It felt like this match should have been a bit earlier in the card.
I fully agree.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been in the main event. I guess they maybe wanted to end with Adam Cole and that be the sort of last part.
Because of AEW All Access.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a fantastic show. I'm going to go home and watch the recent episode tonight.
Fraser's learned how to lie.
Let me know how it goes, Fraser.
Yeah, will do.
Please don't tell me.
I can understand them wanting Adam Cole to be the last person they see on the show and being like, look, this is get over this feud, but it just felt like someone in the match had gone, I want this to be the main event. When you've got other title matches that should have maybe main evented. Darby actually should have main evented.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that or the Orange Cassidy match or just the BCC beatdown would have made more sense as a good thing because people like Keith Lee and I like the idea of Keith Lee, but
more ego of the elite ending the show.
I would have been all right with that because that's what the crowd came to see. Crowd, there was a sequel to Cocaine Bear. Instead of that, though, it was Ketamine Bear Cat because the crowd were like dead, just asleep, and they only cheered for some reason or booed Jericho. They didn't cheer for Keith Lee, who just looked like, well, what he looked like.
He's just not connecting at the moment.
An old guy who's obviously done so many crazy high spots in his body. I think he's still recovering. I think he's maybe insinuating a few things that maybe I'm making stuff up that he's still recovering from the after effects of COVID and stuff like that. But I mean, we had that tag match the other week, and Jack was like, "I thought Keith looked great." I went, "Jack, I like him. I don't know you like him, but come on."
Yeah, I can't even remember what tag match you're on about, Maffew.
Exactly.
So
it was a Rampage main event, so I don't blame you.
Right. I tell you what, there was a couple of good moments, like Keith doing his lovely big pounce was a lovely big pounce. And then Jericho reverses a moonsault from Keith, but Jericho hurts his legs more because Keith's that big.
He's a big boy.
It's the little things in wrestling that makes it so good.
Yeah.
Was there a story being floated about that Adam Cole was meant to manage Keith Lee or something back in the day?
Back in WWE.
So it's nice to see it's come full circle.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what people were tweeting about, not me.
So like that shot of him by the apron, it's like that's his manager. So they could have had as his mouthpiece.
That's right. Hey, when nothing's going on AEW, just remember, folks, just reference WWE.
So AEW's doing it.
Hey, 51%. Hey, company. Hey, remember this thing. Cody.
All right, Fraser.
That's analysis.
I liked how Dan partook in that as well off camera.
Yeah, the guy around the camera.
I'll join in. Yeah.
We all love wagging here.
He just gave in to social pressure.
Yeah.
It's like, everyone else is doing it.
I think he was the first to catch on, actually. There.
I tell you, it was an all right Dynamite, but it was not they can't all be slappers, can they? This wasn't a slapper.
No, not like your analysis of the WrestleMania matches. No.
I thought the match quality was good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that brought it up.
Plenty of stuff to get me excited for watching next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
And hopefully you'll be there too for next week's week of wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Oh.
Mailbag. Greetings, Maffew, Ross, and Substitute Jack. Aw.
Hey.
Jack's bitch.
Oh.
Yeehaw. Jack's good.
Hurts.
So at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar best Omos with just one long pause here till it gets awkward. I can do this all day, actually.
Yeah.
One, F5, which made the Giant look a bit weak since the F5 is the least protected move in wrestling. The longer you spend being a main eventer, the worse your finishing move becomes. The F5, the AA, the Tombstone, the Pedigree, all being proof, while Santino's Cobra was only ever kicked out of by 2 people. So if you could take a main eventer's crap finisher and give them the move of the mid-carder, which always gets the job done, which move would you give to which person? You can give any wrestler from any promotion. For example, Brock would have more success if he used the worm. Thank you for all you do. The podcast and the amazing banter that happens on it is one of the few things that help me carry through an incredibly tough time right now in my life. Thank you very much, Sam from Coventry. No, thank you very much, Sam from Coventry. Sorry to hear that you're going through a tough time in your life. The only thing we can do is continue this bollocks to help out any small way you can. No, you're doing all right, pal.
Giant balls.
The ballsy buddies.
Ballsy buddies.
He makes a good point though, does Sam?
I mean, I don't like it, but I have to agree.
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of like the other times recently that Lesnar's won with one F5, and Strowman at No Mercy 2017 was the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, because
Samoa
they're big guys, though.
right?
Did he beat Joe as well?
Samoa Joe with one F5.
I think so.
Great balls of fire.
I can't see Brock doing more than one to him. So
Yeah.
But the answer is there's only one answer because it's only been kicked out of once. It's the end of days.
Yeah.
That is the mid card finisher to give everybody.
Such a great finish as well. Rock bottom yourself.
You skeptic.
It's
You
a-
septic skeptic.
It's one of my favorite finishes.
that would be good if that was the name of the move. He rock bottomed himself.
I mean, I would trade Sami Zayn's Blue Thunder Bomb if we're counting it as one of his finishers for something like what's a lower card finish. I'll go for Grayson Waller's Stunner. I know he's main event in NXT, but
the roll through stunner.
yeah, the roll through Stunner. Give Sami Zayn that because I think he could do a good roll through Stunner. Anyone else?
That's a good one. I like the idea of almost using Drew McIntyre's big kick because almost is so big he can hit that from one side of the ring to the next. And also if he kicks out, it's like I can do it again.
Yeah. Any other big ones that were missed? Charlotte's Moonsault, swap that out because it never looks good.
The awful waffle.
Oh, Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Taylor's awful waffles, one of my favorite moves.
He's wasted on that lad.
I wasn't going to go that deep.
It was just funny. He's like, all right, we couldn't beat House of Black. We're challenging Aussie Open. It's like, you idiots. You're going to die. I love you.
Sol Ruka is another one that springs to mind.
that's
Give that to Brock Lesnar.
Oh, is it given to Brock Lesnar? If that's the question, what's the most ridiculous one we can give to Brock?
And actually feasibly do
Red
it.
Arrow.
That would be insane. I mean, he can could hit.
Or the Black
can
Arrow,
almost
sorry.
do a shooting star
Well,
at some point in his career.
yes.
He nailed it loads of times, just not at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's all John Laurinaitis' fault. He pitched it on the day off, apparently, and Brock was like, yeah.
Yep.
And he tried it out on some crash pads, and it didn't quite go well when the cameras were rolling.
Just any
Womp
high
womp.
flying thing. Give him. What's Cedric Alexander's the lumbar check?
Oh,
Because you could get some height on that.
especially if he's doing it to a guy like the size of Braun Strowman or whatever. Because it was always cool seeing him do that to people. Just, wee.
Yeah.
So Brock doing that to a guy like
Ray.
He sent me the rosette.
Yeah, give him the lumbar check.
oh, that's some good answers there. Hope you're doing well, Sam. Greetings to all you wonderful people at Cultaholic. Hope you all had a wonderful Easter weekend. Overall, I enjoyed the WrestleMania 39 weekend, from all the different shows such as Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor to WrestleMania 39 itself. Well, almost enjoyed all of them, my two main event outcome being the exception. The match which I was looking forward to the most was the Theory versus Cena match. Oh, the US title night one. It may sound weird, but that match for me was special because before it even happened, and regardless of match quality and build, due to my enjoyment of watching Cena's matches, but especially because it could very well be his final WrestleMania match. My question, is there a star, past or present, that regardless of any build or match quality, you would enjoy their matches due to them being your favorite star, etc., that you would enjoy despite what others would think of it? Thanks as always for a great podcast. I also want to acknowledge how awesome the Classic SmackDown podcasts are as well. Yay! Thank you, mate. All the best, A. Shamsi. Thank you very much, pal.
A reference to the Classic SmackDown podcast.
Right.
What are you doing?
Hey.
Cross the line.
Yeah. What star? CM Punk probably is my one. I wouldn't really care about the booking.
Just to see him again.
Yeah, just to see him again.
Okay.
He's my favorite wrestler growing up. Him and Daniel Bryan, sort of in that era as well. It's probably Bryan Danielson. I'm quite keen on it. Every single match he's had, I can't actually think of a bad one. Maybe the Sheamus one at WrestleMania 27. It's on the DVD.
Oh,
Turning
that's right,
it turning it Battle Royal.
That's right, yeah.
That's maybe his only bad match in my mind. But those two, I don't really care about the builds. Match will be good.
The name at the top of my head at the minute is Sting.
Oh, okay.
That VHS I got when I was 8, he was one of the two characters deep dived on there. Goldberg was the other, but Goldberg ruined that over the last, since 2016 onwards. Yeah. Just every time you think of Sting having a match, it's like, oh, he's getting on a bit, but then he does something bigger than last time and proves that he is timeless. And especially now that Joker Sting could be coming back. I'm ready for it.
I wish. It was so good.
He was.
No, I wasn't. No.
He was.
Stop it, Maffew.
I was a big fan of TNA in that time, and Joker Sting was great. With his cage with a bird in it.
Yeah. I'm going to go with PCO.
Okay.
Because he's a loon. And he's still doing stuff that I wouldn't do now. I'm fit and healthy and young. He's not.
Yeah.
But he's still doing it.
Harsh but fair there.
I love him. Well done for trying. Since his mini comeback against Volta at Spring Break, he's just ascended, I guess, to Impact on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a man.
Really good.
Hello, diddlers. I hope you're all well. I'll get straight to the question. What? What a weirdo. Is there a moment in wrestling that stands out to you for any reason, but one that is never talked about or mentioned? For me, an unknown standout was from a SmackDown before Cyber Sunday 07 with an MVP lounge that included Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy, and Finlay. It's a heated segment between Rey and Finlay, who are due to have their stretcher match at the weekend. Rey starts doing his Spanglish shtick, and an underrated comedy moment comes when Finlay cuts him off and says, Maffew do Finlay's accent. Oh, no. What are you talking? Jive gibberish. Nobody around here speaks Mongolian. Oh, what? No, Maffew, but you get me to know before the podcast. Maffew, can you be more racist this week? It's something that's lacking on the podcast. All the best and keep up the good work from Euro 04 winning goal scorer, Angelos Christias? Aristeas, okay. A.K.A. Angelos from Leicester. Fair enough, mate. Thank you very much for your dodgy question. Much appreciated.
It's like a forgotten... I bet that a segment that we forgot.
It doesn't get bigged up because obviously when it comes to Reed, they always promote like 3 things. There was that one segment on WWE Nitro in like 99, must have been like early 99, where like it had Flair in the ring to start off with, must have been the commissioner, and then Goldberg came out to talk poo, and then maybe Steiner came out, and then Kevin Nash came out to talk poo, and the crowd just at this fever pitch where everyone's mouthing off and saying stuff, but then as the crowd already cheering and getting loud, like Goldberg squares off to him, and Kevin Nash says, "Oh, you think I'm supposed to be scared of you? You've got 200 wins and 1 loss, and you're looking at him, baby." And the crowd just popped at the crescendo of this already hot promo. And it's like, you never see that anywhere.
Shawn Michaels super kicking a child because she returned the food that he cooked for her.
When they were doing The Wrestler.
Yeah, so he's a chef, and Triple H is
Yes.
hunting him down, and he super kicks a child. Great moment. Doesn't get
Like
bigged
Axiom.
up enough.
A child. Mine's attached to a bit of trauma because
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, I used to go to a swimming club, and 1 week I forgot my trunks, and I didn't realize this until my mum was there to drop me off, and she was going radio rental because I forgot my trunks. And all that was going through my head is the moment I want to talk about now was when the Giant choke slammed Eric Bischoff, and the comment, I think it's obviously Shivani goes, "Goodbye, Eric Bischoff," and all was going through my head was my mum while she was raging was, "Goodbye, Ross Tweddle," and her choke slamming me because I forgot my swimming trunks going to swimming club.
In the pool or
On the concrete floor.
concrete
Oh,
floor?
God,
Wow.
yeah.
In the car park. That's how severe it was getting. Wow.
Bloody hell, mate.
She's going to twank my bum, she was,
Oh, no.
to steal the phrase from me gran.
Wild.
I always used to throw me that, I'm sure I've mentioned on the podcast before, but the phrase twank your bum.
Yeah,
Twank.
that's what you
not
said
one.
before.
Yeah.
Took us.
Yeah.
The tuckus, yeah.
Twanky took us.
Twank the tuckus.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, pal. I hope you're all right now.
Still not recovered from forgetting me trunks that week.
God.
I hope they didn't make you swim.
Oh, no, we just went home. I
was gonna say, yeah.
I was just like,
Get
oh,
in.
forgot
Go
my
on.
trunks, yeah. Can't do it. Goodbye, Ross Tweddle.
Goodbye,
Choke
Ross.
slam on the car park floor.
Jesus.
You sound like your mum did this to you.
She might have done, I can't remember.
Yeah. On that grim note, and even the TV's like, wow, I'm off. Thank you very much for sending all those magnificent questions and thoughts and dodgy stuff. If you have any of the thoughts of your own, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Oh, I'm busting for a wrist piss, I am. Greetings, you scrummylicious diddlers. Long-time listener, first-time writer. Ignore the sound of that
Beer,
can.
money.
I'll try my best.
He's from the country.
We're giving you our undivided attention as Ross, loud as out. Ugh. Make a noise in the background. I'll spare you this. I'll give you the usual excessive adulations. But I wanted to sincerely thank you for all the content that you have put out over the years.
You're welcome.
I'm a delivery driver, and the last few years, more often than not, it has been the Cultaholic Podcast, the classic reviews, Desert Island Graps, or one of the other many wonderful videos y'all have produced that has kept me entertained through all the madness of the world. The wrestling content landscape and the world in general has been brightened considerably by the hard work and passion you all put in. Oh, thank you, Bill. Yeah. Now, for the Reese's Pieces. This question may work better for the innocent men configuration, but I am sure with Jack's immense nerd knowledge and Ross's media savvy that this will pose no problem. I've thought about submitting this question for weeks now. I figured this would be time to strike with the proverbial iron being so hot, i.e. before someone else does it. In a recent-ish episode of the podcast, Jack asked Maff if Miro would be a paladin. Yes, and also, I thought it would be a fun game to build your own adventuring party. Listed below are some of the most recognizable classes from the fantasy landscape. I'll include the arguably most famous ones in favor of attempting to keep this as concise and to the point as possible. Really, there's 2 pages. Simply put, pick a wrestler that you think would fit the class as described to you, and construct the adventuring party you would want to have with you when delving into a dangerous dungeon or dueling a deadly dragon. Have fun, gents. Right, there's a lot of these here, so we'll just go through ones that you would know. Fighter. An incredible, well-rounded martial class. The fighter is a master of numerous forms of war.
Okay.
Always one of the first into the fight. This class is an exemplar of physical prowess and combat tactics.
Brian Danielson can do it all.
Fit Finley, to make up for me
Yeah,
doing
Brian.
this accent earlier.
Brian Danielson.
You got to pick something different, you cheater.
John Moxley. Sorry.
Bard. This class is often flamboyant, other times subdued and classical, but the common thread amongst all bards is the flair for theatrics. A bard lives and dies by their performance. As long as the crowd are on their feet and singing along, they'll put on the show of a lifetime?
Otis.
Oh my God, I've forgotten his name from WCW 2000, the conductor fella.
The Maestro.
The Maestro.
Well
That's the
done.
one.
Yeah. Jeff Jarrett. He could play the guitar over your head. Or a dragon. Monk. A student of wisdom and patience. The monk is a skilled
Brian
combatant.
Ferguson.
Spent their lives dedicated to martial arts and techniques. Hang on. Well, don't pick the Dalai Lama, for God's sake. Sorry.
He's a bad person.
Who would you have beaten up for the Lord?
For Monk, Brian Danielson.
You can't have the same
Can I
one.
not?
Is this Danielson
No,
of all
I've
the
done a
time?
wrist
I've
piss
got- I've
before.
got
He might be able to
Moxley.
be all of them, actually.
I've got Moxley as
Oh,
the first
sorry.
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Come on.
Brian Ferguson was a literal.
That was a good
That
little
was your
yeah.
genuine pick.
Yeah.
I'm picking Mordecai. He was sucking for the god. Well, no. Rogue, a slippery, sneaky, conniving sort. This class is all about subterfuge and shallow tactics. We say it in Gibbons.
Grayson Waller.
Roman Reigns.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Dirty-
you know what? That is fair enough. Yeah.
Dirty tactics.
Yeah. We're skipping some of these, lads, because again, there's a lot of them. And this is a 6-hour podcast. Druid, connected to nature in ways few others can fathom.
Tyler Bate.
Yeah, nailed it. This class is the very embodiment of the wrath and wonderment of the raging wilds by changing their form into something bestial. Oh, no.
Definitely Tyler Bate.
I'm picking DJ Yif from NXT.
Malachi Black.
No, we'll finish on a high note. Wizard, a wildly gifted individual who can master numerous forms of styles from around the world. Their timeless age never seems to slow them down, and the younger generations usually benefit from having a world-traveled wizard around to teach them a few new tricks.
Oz.
Sting.
Oz?
Kevin Nash.
Oh, wizard, right, okay. Given the commentary at WrestleMania Night 1, I'm going to say Logan Paul. Shades of Inoki. I hope this is decently fun. Reese Piss. And again, thank you for all and everything you do. Kevin from Atlanta. Thank you,
Cheers,
Kevin.
thank you, Kevin.
We appreciate that. You rolled a 6 on that question. Hey. If you have any Reese's Pieces, yeah, I know. Send Reese's Pieces to us at Cultaholic.
No.
Mailbag at Cultaholic321.com.
It's Cultaholics.
It's been a wonderful podcast and still a little bit more to go. Say shout outs to our 2 wonderful producers, Reno2200 and Noah Anderson.
Anderson.
There we go. That's what you pay for. Thank you very much as always for your lovely support. And now, the big
This is
big
the first
question.
time anyone in wrestling YouTube has ever spoken about this man.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to break the news, break all the rules now. for
Break the
big
walls
question.
down.
Should CM Punk headline AEW All In?
What match should he have? Is the big question.
What match should CM Punk? I'm sorry, man. It turns out I can only sit down and talk sensible for a limited amount of time. Then
He had a one
charge
with-
myself up like Knight Rider's car.
Did you have one before Tom? With Tom before this?
Yes.
A long day for you.
That should change maybe for your mental sanity. You must be frazzled.
It doesn't show until the very end. It's like, hi, I'm Jack, not Maffew. And people are like, is Maffew all right? I'm like, I was. So, Cody, enough talk about me. Cody Rhodes, Jesus Christ.
It's going well.
CM Punk.
CM Punk, yeah, he's in the news at the moment.
There is the potential that CM Punk could return to AEW. Dax Harwood of FTR and AEW fame, the AEW Tag Team Champion, has floated the idea that he and his partner Cash Wheeler could team with CM Punk in a 6-man tag against the Elite at Wembley Stadium on August the 27th at All In.
That's what I was about to say, but I said Cody Rhodes instead.
Therefore, we are here to discuss what match, if he is going to return at AEW, should Punk have at All In, which many people seem to be thinking is where the return could happen.
Yeah,
The first match back.
The first match back, yeah, because I think he'll return before then, right? To build, maybe double or
Do like a
nothing.
Rocky thing, like, oh, I'm training,
Yeah.
let's
what
smack
thing?
some meat.
Who?
Yeah.
What?
So what match will he have at All In? It's quite a while away to sort of, because I think a title match makes sense in terms of finishing that story with MJF and having MJF beat him. But having All Out a week later kind of makes me think they'll not
You
do
what?
a big title match.
All
there.
Out's a week after All In.
It is exactly one.
Shake it all about.
Exactly 1 week after.
You do the Hokey Tony? No.
Hokey Tony.
Hokey Tony.
Yeah.
That's his
Do
name.
the Hokey Tony and you turn around.
You just said Cokey Tony there.
what?
That's
No,
unfair.
I
That's
did
what
not.
it's all about. Oh, he's not Scottish.
Sniff.
Yeah. I think it makes sense to have All Out.
We're paying for our tickets to this event.
All Out, maybe have CM Punk and FTR facing MJF and two goons. All In. I don't know.
I love how you
Austin.
Yeah, we'll have the goons in there.
I love how you say that, by the way.
The goons. I think I'll have the goons in there. So it's that, and the other one that folk Tony Khan. Folk go, why are you saying Khan?
Oh, I
not
see.
Khan?
Oh, and also
Khan.
Push.
Push.
Whoosh.
Push. Rush.
Rush.
It works for Rush. But I think it'll be CM FTR versus MJF, and then whatever faction that he's got at that point, and then you have MJF CM Punk the following week at All In.
That would make sense.
And have him lose, or All Out, and have him lose to MJF.
That makes sense. MJF and his lads versus the three people who wish they were Bret Hart.
Yep. Yeah.
Or two and one who's not arsed, I guess. Yeah.
And you have the guns do full HBK style stuff, like attire, so you've got the hearts and all the boys that like the hearts.
They did that. Yeah, they did that.
They
on,
did that. Yeah, they had that for the match.
Well done. Yeah.
So I think they'll do it again.
Yeah. And you'll have FTR at Wembley.
Yeah.
And do you think that's it, actually?
I think that's
because Punk is obviously a huge Bret Hart fan as well, as was evidenced by the matches that they loved. The great promo Joe did, like the recaps and like here's the spots they're doing for the 1, 2, 3 kids stuff, and like FDR Bald was on Twitter going, "We don't like those." We're overly going, "No, we don't like him saying like all you're doing is Bret Hart matches."
Yeah.
With clear evidence that there was a lot of tribute. Not that it's a bad thing, because no one else is doing it. So it's like,
May as well.
Oh no, borrowing from that inconsequential wrestler. Oh, Bret Hart. Yeah, of course. But they seemed a bit like so. That was more like the magician showing how the trick's done, I guess. But yeah, so that's a good pick, I guess. And sticking with the stuff they were doing before the incident.
I just don't know when he'll return, but I think that will be the match for the man.
That would be good.
I'll tell you what you do, lads.
Okay.
You do the 6-man tag that FTR Bald has proposed.
Yep.
And then during that match, you have Kenny Omega and CM Punk not get along at all and start shooting on each other. And everyone starts to think, oh my God, what happened was real. And it's boiling over. And they can't put their differences to one side. They're just shooting on each other. There's blood everywhere, black eyes, dogs are getting thrown in. Everything's kicking off.
Michinoku drivers.
Yeah. Gnarly ones. Yeah. And then they build to the next week's pay-per-view All Out, and you have whatever their equivalent to a Hell in a Cell match is that I'm not too sure of, but maybe you could bring in a new gimmick.
Blood and guts. I don't think they do need a gimmick.
They've not got one because they're
Fight
still...
pit.
No, it doesn't need a gimmick. It's just no holds barred or whatever.
Nigerian drum fight.
Locker room brawl. Just have a locker room brawl.
Yeah, they'll start off in the back.
AEW Backstage Assault.
Yeah. A year to the...
Kenny can get his video game entrance in because that was a game, maybe.
Yeah.
To create a wrestler himself and Backstage Assault.
And then him and Punk locked in a room. First man out is the winner.
And
it's
that
very
would
TNA gimmick. That just first person to leave the room wins.
Ooh, trying to solve this puzzle to get out. I love an escape room. Me, I'm John.
Always sees the camera outside.
Yeah.
Oh, get off me, bang! And then a door opens. Yay! And that's the end of the show.
It's like that scene from Austin Powers with Fat Bastard.
Yeah.
Just the silhouettes.
Yeah. Oh my God, what's he doing?
Get your hand out of there.
Maffew.
Wow, how do I... Damn it. I think really to genuinely headline it, you got to have Punk doing it. Can't just say, it's CM Punk. Please buy tickets, 90,000 people. You got to have him versus one of the elite.
Yeah.
So... And if they do, it's so awkward having a pay-per-view the week after.
Right.
Hell.
I didn't know that was a thing. You think
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cancel it, wouldn't you?
And All Out is, or All In is currently not a pay-per-view. So it's just a stream. They'll do a broadcast, a special broadcast. That could change.
It would be funny if they just did it step for step then, where they're doing Punk Moxley again and then giving it a week's build like they did last time. But but just the roles
It worked
reversed.
so well.
And Moxie winning and going, I've had enough of you.
Yeah.
You heard me on my podcast with me wifey. Sick of this. Yeah, because he's part of the Blackpool Combat Club, so he could do that and get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't like you. Claudia doesn't like you. Danielson's too busy lying and eating tree sperm to care about you.
You were just too young to understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
There you
excited
go.
for whatever he does, though. If he does come back, I think it'll be double or nothing.
I can't wait for whatever happens because he's either, like I said, positives. He'll if you say
The
normal,
wrestling
whatever.
bit, yeah.
Wrestling, the promos, they were all mostly good, apart from one or two little tiny times where Hangman Page that got blown out all over proportion.
Yeah.
And if he blows up and there's a press conference afterwards where he's all like, man, yay!
Imagine that in Wembley.
The winners are us.
They wouldn't let him do another press conference, would they?
Not seriously.
Oh no,
yeah.
not Tony Khan. Oh, absolutely not. No.
Oh, I forgot how he was like, sorry, Mr. Punk. May I have one of your drinks, please?
No. I've made money with you, haven't I? No, you haven't. Oh, okay.
There
The
you go.
greatest segment in AEW history is that bloody thing.
We've cracked the code. It's
Yes.
over.
Oh, we cracked the code. It's going to be Jericho. Fan bloody tastic. Well, on that sour note, Fraser, what have you got for us until next week?
Go and watch Worst Shows Ever for WrestleMania 32. That's on the channel just now. It's doing quite well. I'm quite pleased with how that one's done. I've got Twitch. I'm not streaming when this goes out. I'll stream the last night. Just watch all the stuff. Yeah, the weekend.
Good answer.
Yeah.
What is your next worst wrestling thing going to be?
I'm not going to spoil that. I'm recording it tomorrow, though.
Can you give us a tease?
It was a bad show, and it took place in 2018. Okay, 2018.
Do
That's
we know
all
what
I'll
part of
say.
the world that was at? So yeah, tonight people have been saying nice things about you and your delivery,
Thank you.
your
Thank
cheeky
you.
charm. I think someone described it as. So keep that up, pal. Don't get
Thank
an
you.
ego. Ross,
Know your role.
It's my podcast now.
Shut your mouth. I, myself, Tom, and little Andrew Hodkinson did 9 pitches for Roman Reigns dropping the title. So there's 9 ideas floated out there by 3 brilliant minds in the world of professional wrestling. And there's other videos available elsewhere.
Don't get an ego.
The bank holiday this week, mine. Long time ago, that went away. Was it? I don't know. Things are on there. Just watch them with your eyes, click them. Even if you don't want to watch them, just click a Cultaholic video and leave it playing. We could do with the ad revenue.
yeah, you really want to help? Just click, yeah.
Just click any video, let the playlist play. Make sure other channels don't get involved. Just keep it all Cultaholic.
And
That's it.
Hold and give.
Yeah, but I'll try and get that again. It's been hard.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to Hold and Give for content that hopefully will happen in the future.
Oh, my mate unexpectedly dropped the bombshell that he was at a club, or like he didn't say what year it was, but that he was with his last, like he was trying to get with, wasn't quite with, and he went to the bar to get some drinks and came back, and there was some guy talking to his last, and he was like, "Oh no, well, it's gonna make me look bad. I'll have to go and look impressive." He looked and got closer, and went, "Oh no, it was Sol Campbell."
What, the bird or the...
yeah. So who's Sol Campbell talking to? So I was trying to pick him up, going, yeah, but what's he got that you have? So I list all of his accomplishments. I'm like, yeah, but apart from that, what has he got? So yeah, all that and more on Hold and Give. Yeah, and I will be streaming Bret Hart's book. We will finish it.
Who was the last person he...
Oh, it's at WrestleMania 9. So it's him getting salty with Hogan and Vince going, well, Vince said this. And you're like, oh, Bret, you were played and you will not admit it.
Yeah, but who was the last person he shagged?
Oh, no, Hulk and Vince shagged him is the answer. Also, that damn Yoko taking it home early.
Oh.
The burning hot Las Vegas sun. It's like, damn you, Yoko. Thank you, Brat. I love you so much. Those are Sundays at 7 p.m. UK time. This has been Fraser. This has been Ross.
This has been an experience.
This has been no deal. Jack is still walking. Hope he's doing well. I know he listens to this because he's a lovely lad. Hope you got your laptop with you. Mailbag at cultaholic.com and
Patreon.
/cultaholic. Thank you, lads. Help each other up. This has been Analysis. Again, I'm sorry to Original Benz. I didn't know. I wasn't aware. Now we're going to point at this.
Ben's original.
Benz, shut up. You're not helping. We're going to point at this and I'll say, not racist, all right? 1, 2, 3. Not racist. Bastards.